Chapter 521 Stealing Shoes 2 Halves. The slaves were old while Fei Kai was acting like a crazed man. For the moment, the slaves could only surround Fei Kai without daring to go forward. Fei Kai stared with wide, furious eyes as he kicked an old slave in front of him. Filthy bastard, I am going to pay respects to young tribe leader, don't block my way. The old slaves felt ashamed and furious, sinister glint flashed past their eyes but they still did not dare to go forward. They had already noticed a bulge in Fei Kai's clothes. Many sneered in disdain in their hearts. This stupid kid really has the courage to steal. It doesn't matter if he stole shoes, but he actually stole the young tribe leader's shoes, ha ha ha, his luck is truly bad. I originally wanted him to be relocated to cleaning the latrine, but now this kid might even lose his little life. Serves him right. Is it so easy to become young tribe leader's personal servant? Fei Kai walked towards young tribe leader's tent while being surrounded by the old slaves. The two GU masters guarding the tent saw Fei Kai and looked at him as if he was a dead person. Ma Yingjia stood at the entrance of the tent with a solemn expression. He had been tired of handling the various affairs and wanted to take a walk outside, but he found that his shoes had disappeared. He called for his old personal servant, and the old slave told him the shoes were very possibly stolen by the new young slave to possibly sell them for money. The old slave also informed Ma Yingjia that this was not the first time Fei Kai had stolen. Ma Yingjia was naturally furious. He had never expected that his kindness would bring in a thief. Fei Kai was extremely anxious with panic already filling his mind, but he firmly remembered Zhao Lianyun's instructions, and walked towards Ma Yingjia with his head high like a valiant hero. Ma Yingjia was secretly amazed at this sight. Those old slaves that were following Fei Kai to keep an eye on him, instead looked like they were escorting him. More importantly, Fei Kai did not appear panicked. Was it not him who stole the shoes? Unwittingly, the fury in Ma Yingjia was replaced by curiosity and doubts. Subordinate greets young tribe leader. Fei Kai kneeled on the ground and greeted with a clear voice. Ma Yingjia looked at Fei Kai and shouted in a displeased voice, "My shoes, did you steal them? I would never dare to steal Lord's shoes even if I had 100 guts." Fei Kai denied flatly. "He is lying, his clothes are bulging, he has something there, we will know once we look at it." The old slaves immediately shouted from behind. Fei Kai snorted and opened his shirt, revealing a ball of snowy white, high-grade silk. He carefully took out the silk and opened it, revealing the shoes inside. Ma Yingjia looked at this pair of shoes and knew it was the pair which he wore, and he couldn't help but coldly smiled. "Great, great, the proof is here, a thief having such confidence is really hard to come by. I implore young tribe leader to investigate clearly." Fei Kai did not refute and placed the shoes on the ground respectfully. He then placed his forehead on the ground like he was willing to take on any punishment. "Lord young tribe leader, there is clear evidence, please punish this vile bastard fiercely." Yes, he actually dared to steal young tribe leader's shoes. He might steal many more things later on. He is such a thief, we should just cut off his hands. The old slaves continued to speak extremely sinister words. Fei Kai's heart trembled, but remembering Zhao Lianyun's words, he did not retort. This scene caused Ma Yingjia to be somewhat interested. Killing a slave was nothing, but Ma Yingjia had always praised himself as wise and benevolent, to restrict himself so that when he took over the tribe in the future, he could become a wise ruler of the generation. Especially now that Ma tribe had become the head of a huge army, their every move was being paid attention to by others. Rashly killing a slave just because of a small matter like stealing shoes, would it not be spread as brutal? Ma Yingjia had such misgivings in his heart. A good reputation was easy to build but difficult to maintain. Thereupon, he asked, "I have always dealt with things fairly. Fei Kai, I will give you a chance to explain yourself." Fei Kai immediately let out a breath of relief. He had been waiting for these words just like Zhao Lianyun instructed him. This gave him a huge confidence and he decided he would reply exactly according to Zhao Lianyun's instructions. "My father died because of the internal strife in the tribe, so young tribe leader obliterating Fei tribe can be said to have taken revenge for me. Young tribe leader is so wise and benevolent, how could I do a thing like returning benevolence with enmity?" When Ma Yingjia heard the words, wise and benevolent, his mood immediately took a turn for the better as he asked in a gentle voice, "Then do you have some ulterior motives?" Fei Kai, however, shook his head. "No ulterior motives, it is just that I wanted to repay young tribe leader. But what can I do? I am only a mortal, I have no ways to break through the enemy defense lines for young tribe leader. I am very stupid, I cannot bring forward any plans to young tribe leader. I am only your personal servant who can only clean shoes and place them properly. I thought in young tribe leader's place, These shoes have been put outside for so long that young tribe leaders' feet might become cold when you wear them, right? So I used all my savings to buy this real silk to cover young tribe leaders' shoes and held it in my clothes. With this, young tribe leader won't feel cold when you wear them. So it was like that. Ma Yingjie was greatly surprised. He was obsessed with cleanliness, and if Fei Kai had directly held the shoes in his clothes, he would instead be disgusted. But covering the shoes with silk was different. Moreover, this was a genuine high-grade silk. There should not be anyone who used such materials to cover shoes, right? This Fei Kai is really a good servant, he is actually so considerate. Ma Yingjie's thoughts moved and the gaze he looked at Fei Kai quietly changed. If what Fei Kai said was true, his devotion was really overwhelming. At this moment, Fei Kai suddenly kowtowed. Young tribe leader, I have sinned. What sin have you committed? Ma Yingjie looked at Fei Kai with a clear smile on his face. Fei Kai replied, I only thought of keeping the shoes warm for young tribe leader, but forgot it would be extremely inconvenient for you when you go out. I have sinned, please punish me. Ma Yingjie heaved a sigh. It is not like I only have one pair of shoes, but because I saw that the pair I usually wore had disappeared, I called you over. It is fortunate, I nearly blamed my loyal servant. Lord Young Tribe Leader, don't listen to his words. Lord Young Tribe Leader, this kid is deceiving you, he is very crafty and is lying to you. The old slaves experienced a reversal of fortune when they saw the normally stupid Fei Kai speak with such a glib tongue, and thus they began to hurriedly shout. Fei Kai spoke again at this moment. Young tribe leader, please inspect clearly. There is indeed a matter of stealing shoes, but I have never done it. Instead, it was these old slaves who did it many times. After I was appointed to this post, these old slaves incited me many times, but I never listened, thus they resent me. I am not afraid of being investigated and also not afraid of punishment. I earnestly request young tribe leader to investigate clearly and give me justice. Fei Kai was naturally not afraid of investigation, as this was the first time he had stolen shoes. He had heard the old slaves, carelessly, speaking that a pair of the finest shoes could sell for a high price. Fei Kai was ignorant, he had followed the young tribe leader for so long but had not paid attention to the look of the shoes young tribe leader wore, and thus was easily plotted against by the old slaves. Fortunately, he met a crucial person during the crucial time. Zhao Lianyun became his savior, and under her instructions, Fei Kai made a comeback and averted danger. When the old slaves heard the request for investigation, their face turned as pale as paper. GU masters had plenty of methods and could easily get to the bottom of this trivial affair. These old slaves were already regretting their actions, never having expected for them to be the ones landing in deep trouble. Ma Yingjie noticed the change in the expressions of the old slaves, and became 70–80% convinced in Fei Kai. But since his resolve was to become a wise ruler, he naturally could not rashly decide based on his thoughts. Immediately, he summoned an investigative GU master and commanded him to get to the bottom of this affair. Receiving Ma Yingjie's personal order, the investigative GU master investigated enthusiastically. In only 5 minutes of time, the truth of the matter was brought to light. As the facts were disclosed, the old slaves kneeled on the ground and began weeping and howling with their bodies trembling in fear, asking the young tribe leader to forgive them. Ma Yingjie snorted. Fawning upon your superiors and bullying your subordinates, you slaves actually dared to deceive me. You should all be put to death, but considering the many years you have served me, and that some of you even having served me since I was a child and also served my subordinates, I will forgive your cheap lives and send you to the supply camp to serve my army. Clean the feces and latrine. Thank you, young tribe leader, for showing mercy. The old slaves kowtowed like they were pounding garlic, extremely thankful for this. As for you, Ma Yingjie looked at Fei Kai and smiled playfully, you dared to steal my shoes, you truly are extremely daring. From now on, you shall be punished to be the head of the slaves and redeem yourself by serving me properly. Fei Kai was stumped for a long time before he came to his senses. Ma Yingjie's punishment was actually a promotion. He immediately kowtowed and expressed his thanks. Ma Yingjie laughed heartily and waved his hand. All right, now get lost, think properly on the ways to serve me. Yes, my lord. Fei Kai left with a dazed expression the whole way. Only after a long while did he become clear, he had profited from the disaster and became the head of the slaves. This is all thanks to Lady Xiaoyun. Ah, right, Lady Xiaoyun told me to report to her quickly if everything went all right. Fei Kai shook his head and promptly changed direction towards the secret place. What, you actually became the head of the slaves? Zhao Lianyun's eyes involuntarily widened when she heard this news, and looked at Fei Kai with surprise. Her plan might have been ingenious but also carried risks in that it depended completely on Ma Yingjia's mood. If Ma Yingjia was in a bad mood, he would only need to issue a death command and Fei Kai would be done for. But clearly, this big dummy was quite lucky, and not only were there no accidents, he even got appointed as the head of the slaves. Chibi General, yes, that was quite lucky. Chapter 522 Rank 5 Amplify Effect GU. Chapter 522, Rank 5 Amplify Effect GU. Although servants were servants, the one tasked to take care of Ma tribe's young tribe leader was definitely a crucial person that was closely related to the tribe in many ways. Having such a role, if the low-rank GU masters want to find out information about the higher-ups, they would need to go through the servant leader. What a huge profit, he became the servant leader, I am truly a genius. Zhao Lianyun laughed furiously in her heart, she did not waste her efforts after all. She stared at Fei Kai with shining eyes, saying gently, "Big dummy, after you become the servant leader, you have to work hard." Fei Kai shuddered at once, replying truthfully, "Lady Xiaoyun, I don't know why, but that tone of yours made me really nervous." Zhao Lianyun immediately changed her expression, kicking Fei Kai's leg as she screamed, "You idiot, now that you are the servant leader, your situation is more precarious than before. I wonder how many people will target you, and among them, there might even be vile and evil GU masters." Fei Kai was shocked. Then what should I do? HMPH, you're lucky to have a friend like me. As long as you listen to what I say, I assure you, you will live blissfully. Zhao Lianyun stretched out her hand, wanting to pat Fei Kai's shoulders, but found out that she was too short. She immediately opened her mouth. "Quick, squat down now." Fei Kai squatted down obediently, and Zhao Lianyun succeeded in patting his shoulder. She nodded her tiny head in satisfaction, speaking in an old and experienced tone, "Do you know what to do next?" Fei Kai naturally shook his head. HMPH, you idiot. Zhao Lianyun snorted. "Since you are the servant leader now, and those old servants have already been sent away, you have to recruit new subordinates first. Otherwise, how can you handle everything alone?" "Oh, you are extremely right," Fei Kai realized at once, nodding in agreement. Zhao Lianyun snorted again, "But just this is not enough. You need to learn about the young tribe leaders' likes, dislikes, and lifestyle habits. You have to ask those old servants for these information." "What? Ask them, will they tell me?" Fei Kai stared with wide-opened eyes. Zhao Lianyun snickered. "You are now the servant leader, your status is different already. They are the lowest of slaves, I'm sure they are afraid of you taking revenge now. If you ask them, they are sure to tell you everything. Of course, if they do not know what is good for them, I have my ways of making them spill everything obediently." "Oh," Zhao Lianyun looked at Fei Kai's blank expression and rolled her eyes uncontrollably. Her thoughts had already drifted far away. "I am not a person of this world, HMPH, there are simply too many ways to make these stinking men talk. As long as we learn about Ma Yingjia's habits and please him accordingly, Fei Kai's current position would definitely be stable." Hee. Sao Fu, He tribe camp. All sorts of tents and GU houses covered the wide grassland. As tribe flags fluttered in the wind, large numbers of GU masters entered and exited. If one looked from above, they would resemble a nest of ants. In the supply camp, Fang Yuan held the east window GU as he checked the resources silently. The female GU master in charge of attending to him stayed focused as she stood at one side, waiting for Fang Yuan to make his decision at any moment. Ever since they received Dongfang tribe's reparations, the resources that could be exchanged for using battle merits had increased by more than 10 times. Of course, among these resources, not all of them were the compensation from war. Other than He tribe's previous accumulation, there were also the resources offered by tribes who surrendered and joined the He tribe alliance army. Just a few days ago, He Lu Lan organized another alliance meeting, and ordered the newly joined tribe leaders to make the poison vow. To prevent the good things from being exchanged by others, once the resources were collated, Fang Yuan entered the supply camp at once. Even Shadow Sword Expert and others, after they joined He tribe army, could not affect Fang Yuan's status of being second to only He Lu Lan. Fang Yuan had such authority, the others definitely had issues with it, but no one dared to reprimand him in public. "Oh, there's a rank 4 self-reliance GU. Fang Yuan's heart was moved. Among these resources, he found the GU that he had greatly desired. Self-reliance GU was rather precious. Fang Yuan had a rank 3 version of it in southern border, but after coming to northern plains, it was suppressed to rank 2. Fang Yuan did not have the relevant GU recipe, he could not advance it further. Earlier, he had found a self-reliance GU in He tribe's resources, but it was rank 2. Without a choice, he planned to collect the GU recipe and use these 2 GU as the foundation to refine the higher rank GU. But this way, it would take eons for him to get a high rank self-reliance GU. If his luck was bad and he failed the refinement several times, the duration would be prolonged further. Now, he found this rank 4 self-reliance GU, without doubt, he had to get it. Other than rank 4 self-reliance GU, he also found the rank 4 charging crash GU. But he had already bought the rank 3 vertical charge and horizontal crash GU earlier, and had succeeded in refining them into a rank 4 charging crash GU. Diverting his attention from charging crash GU, Fang Yuan found several good things, especially Dongfang tribe's unique GU worms. Even with his 500 years of experience, Fang Yuan was still very interested upon seeing these things. What attracted him the most was the Refine Essence Spirit GU. If it was categorized, this should be a healing GU worm. Refine Essence Spirit GU could convert the essence of a GU master's physical flesh into a mysterious form of energy that could nurture and heal the soul. There were many GU worms that could heal the soul, but this Refine Essence Spirit GU was far superior to its peers. Dongfang Yuliang had such a GU worm, and it was a huge support to his wisdom path deductions. As for Fang Yuan, this GU suited him even more. Different from Dongfang Yuliang, Fang Yuan was a dual enslavement and strength path cultivator. His body was strong and his mind was sharp, his soul often felt weakness and exhaustion from commanding the beast groups. The Refine Essence Spirit GU could be the perfect bridge between his two paths. Among the resources, other than Refine Essence Spirit GU, there was also the recipe for it. Fang Yuan took them all. According to rumors, this GU recipe was especially created by Dongfang tribe's GU Immortal Dongfang Chongfan in order to cultivate wisdom path. This meant that Dongfang tribe had much greater attainments in wisdom path than others. After Fang Yuan obtains this recipe, as well as the Refine Essence Spirit GU, it would be the same as obtaining Dongfang tribe's experimental results for himself. GU worms only need one thought from the GU master to self-detonate. If this was during normal times, it would not be so easy for Fang Yuan to obtain Refine Essence Spirit GU. The imperial court competition every 10 years was not only a purification and refinement process to weed out the weak, it also assisted in the interactions between all the large forces. The way of GU originated from the immemorial antiquity era, and Ren Zhu was the first GU master who used GU worms. After that, there was the remote antiquity era, olden antiquity era, medieval antiquity era, followed by the late antiquity era. Until today, the way of GU prospered. In fact, it was blooming all over the world. Countless paths were created from all the eras like ripples in the river of time. Numerous paths flourished at times while vanishing at others. But because of the harsh living environment, the concept of trading was not very popular with people. All the large forces liked to do their own research and treasured their findings, keeping it from others. Back then, one of the invincible venerables, Giant Sun, felt this and set up this huge arena. Because of the battle reparations, the Huang Jin family could pass on their learning throughout the ages, grasping the overlord position of Northern Plains throughout history without declining. After countless imperial court battles, Northern Plains became the publicly acclaimed strongest region out of the 5 in terms of fighting strength. But if we look at total power, Central Continent is the strongest, followed by Northern Plains. Fang Yuan had his previous life's memories. He understood clearly the strength of the 5 regions. During the Battle of the 5 Regions, Northern Plains was the region which resisted Central Continent most fiercely. The other 3 regions, although having the same terrain advantage as Northern Plains, were suppressed fiercely by Central Continent. Only Northern Plains managed to organize troops to fight back, invading Central Continent in return. Northern Plains has such great strength all thanks to Giant Sun Immortal Venerable's setup. Because he used battles and war, while restricting it to a certain level, it allowed Northern Plains to hone the greatest fighting strength. Unfortunately, his plans were still too restricted. He only cared about his bloodline's benefits. In contrast, Central Continent was strong due to their systemic reforms. It was an advantage that stemmed from their core. Fang Yuan came from Earth. He had a unique perspective. Together with his 500 years of experience, he had a clear understanding towards the true nature of society. There are over a dozen Amplify Effect GU. Fang Yuan collected his scattered thoughts as he continued looking at the list, finding a new surprise. Amplify Effect GU was from the Rule Path. It was used to supplement other GU worms, to amplify the effects of the chosen GU worm. As for the amplification level, it would depend on the rank of the Amplify Effect GU. The higher the rank, the greater the effect. Of course, the drawback was that the GU Master's primeval essence expenditure would be relatively higher. Amplify Effect GU was very popular among GU Masters, because it could be used in any path. Fire Path GU Masters could use it, Water Path GU Masters could use it, and for Fang Yuan, both his Enslavement and Strength paths could use Amplify Effect GU. Among He Tribe's resources, there was only one rank 5 Amplify Effect GU. There were also one rank 4, 3 rank 3, and the rest of the Amplify Effect GU were rank 2. Fang Yuan had to pick the best one. He chose the rank 5 Amplify Effect GU, it would boost the effectiveness of a GU worm by 5 times. But this way, a new problem occurred. Lord Wolf King, you want to take so many GU, your battle merits might not be enough, the female GU master in charge reminded him as she chose her words carefully. Ah, I know, after all one of the rank 5 GU is Amplify Effect GU. That Refine Essence Spirit GU is also Dong Fang Tribe's specialty GU worm. Fang Yuan's words were very understanding and accommodating. But his next sentence was not like this. Never mind if I do not have enough battle merits, just credit another 500,000. Ah, the female GU master was shocked. She carefully said, Lord, you still owe around 300,000 of the previous 500,000 battle merits you borrowed. According to the rules, you have to pay them first before borrowing again. Fang Yuan raised his brows, saying nonchalantly, so what, rules are made by men, since they can be made, they can be altered. I'll borrow another 500,000, no, 800,000. I will explain to He Lulan personally, now give me the goods. Chapter 523 Tai Bai Yun Sheng. Chapter 523, Tai Bai Yun Sheng. The weather was gradually starting to get cold and gales started blowing over the grassland causing the beast groups to become fretful. The aura of the 10-year blizzard was already manifesting. And in the majestic northern plains, heroes were rising and vying for supremacy causing the flames of war to burn everywhere. Mirror Lake, Ma tribe and Song tribe had officially started their battle. Both of them had erected 3 to 4 defense lines before starting this confrontation. In Ma tribe's main tent, Ma tribe leader Ma Shangfeng was in the main seat looking with a heavy gaze at Song tribe's dense battle formation that was surging battle intent. Ma tribe's military force was stronger than theirs, but it would not be easy getting the victory. Lord Alliance Leader, please send me out to challenge enemy general and raise our army's prestige. Alliance Leader, Fei Sheng requests to be sent to battle. The first battle belongs to me, no one shall compete with me. GU masters were very impatient and eager as they requested to be sent to battle one after another. Ma Shangfeng looked around him before hesitating at Fei Sheng and Cheng Hu. The two were both rank 4 GU masters. Fei Sheng cultivated wood path and had been taken in by Ma tribe after they annexed Fei tribe. Cheng Hu cultivation transformation path and came from Cheng tribe. Cheng tribe was subjugated by Ma tribe during Heroes Assembly and was now the second most influential force in Ma tribe army. Ma Shangfeng pondered and then smiled towards Cheng Hu. Cheng Hu, you shall go first and stimulate my army's morale. Cheng Hu was overjoyed as he hurriedly bowed and rushed towards the front line. Ha, I am Cheng Hu, who dares to approach their death? Cheng Hu challenged loudly. Arrogant, let me Su Yi teach you a lesson. A rank 4 expert flew out of Song tribe army. Cheng Hu did not say anything else but directly pounced towards the other person. Bam bam bam, the two were incomparably valiant and attacked with grand momentum. For a moment, the stronger and the weaker side could not be determined, the two continued to exchange moves, sending rocks, grass and mud flying around in their battle ring. The two armies concentrated on the battle with all their attention. Lower rank GU masters felt their hearts shaking, while the upper rank GU master experts were fired up. Northern Plains was filled with many brave heroes and the blood of warriors permeated the bones of their GU master. Alliance Leader, Fei Sheng requests to be sent to battle. Fei Sheng shouted with a fierce glint in his eyes. He was a newly subjugated person and was filled with enthusiasm to show his loyalty. Ma Shangfeng nodded with a smile. Fei Sheng went to the battlefield and Song tribe army also sent their expert to battle him. The two had just exchanged 3 moves when at the other battle ring, Cheng Hu suddenly roared, his whole body giving off dazzling orange light. After the orange light dispersed, he had unexpectedly transformed into a striped tiger king, the size of an elephant. Cheng Hu was a transformation path GU master and could change parts of his body into a tiger tail, tiger claws, tiger skin and so on. The complete transformation was a killer move. This was also the superiority of transformation path. Every transformation path GU master possessed at least one killer move as long as they collected the respective GU worms. Su Yi turned pale with fright and started to retreat in panic. The Tiger King pounced on him. Su Yi frantically activated his movement GU and narrowly dodged this attack. The Tiger King swung his tail without turning around. The tail lashed through the air like a steel whip, producing an explosive sound through the air. Su Yi quickly activated his defense GU, which created a light barrier over his whole body. But the Tiger Whip was very powerful, and as it fell on the light barrier, the barrier was broken in an instant. The defense GU died and Su Yi spurted out a large mouthful of blood due to the backlash. He hurriedly tried to retreat, but it was too late. An intense bloody wind pounced on his face, and the next moment he only saw a huge tiger mouth shrouding over his head. Crack! The Tiger King directly bit apart Su Yi's head. Cheng Huan, obtaining the first victory for Ma tribe. Song tribe's higher-ups were slightly moved while Ma tribe's troops rejoiced. Victory. A great start means half the success. Today, my army will definitely win. In the main tent, Ma Yingjia clenched his fists, an extraordinary light flashing past his eyes as his spirits roused to the limit. And on another battlefield, in the vast battlefield, one side was shouting in high spirits with their banners fluttering grandly in the air. While the other side's army formation was shaking, their morale low and was already showing signs of defeat. Alliance leader Luo, the enemy's momentum is too fierce, we can't hold them back. We need to retreat. A commander needs to be able to judge the situation properly. Right now, Lu tribe's experts are like tigers, our army truly cannot match them. The several higher-rank GU masters shouted hurriedly, all of them panicked. Luo Bo-jun looked around him and smiled bitterly, retreat. Tell me, where can we still retreat to? This is already our last defense line. Sai, forget it, since the battle with Lu Wenwu started, which of our defense lines could hold for more than 3 days? They are way too strong, we might as well surrender. In the first battle, Luo Bo-jun was heavily injured by Lu Wenwu, Mo Shiquang and others, he had yet to recover from it. These days, Luo tribe army kept on being defeated again and again, no matter how much efforts he made, he was unable to reverse the situation. Now, as he completely realized the enormous gap between the two sides, he became disheartened and had already lost any intent to battle. The higher-ranked GU masters let out a sigh of relief at this. Because of poison vow, they could not easily say it, but since Luo Bo-jun himself mentioned surrendering, there was no problem. The command to surrender was quickly spread and the battle also soon calmed down. Ha ha ha, didn't I say it, as long as we 3 brothers join hands, we can rule the world. Mo Shiquang laughed heartily, extremely proud of himself. Lu Wenwu also laughed, his heart filled with huge joy. Lu Tribe Alliance had won their first battle. Now, they would annex the enemy army, take in the captives and increase their strength before continuing forward. Meng Chu, the leopard group hissed and growled as they fought a bloody battle with rat group. The great army of GU masters of the both sides instead became a background. Nu Ertu held his hands behind his back with his head high. Mutated leopards moved beside him, showing their dignity and prestige. By contrast, his opponent Zhang Baoya, who was publicly proclaimed as one of the enslavement path masters of Northern Plains, was sweating greatly and was as pale as paper. Zhang Baoya, you have already lost. Do you know how you lost? Your rat group's scale is too large, reaching 650,000 in numbers. Troops are valued for their quality, not for their numbers. It is the same with beast groups as well. Now, quietly become a stepping stone for my name to spread in Northern Plains. Nu Ertu lightly spoke, but his tranquil voice resounded within everyone's ears. No, I haven't lost yet, I still have my trump card. Zhang Baoya let out a hysterical shout, I will let you gain a first-hand experience in my enslavement path killer move which I have never displayed before, Rat Epidemic. The moment he finished speaking, hundreds of thousands of rats self-destructed at the same time. The leopard group suffered disastrous casualties in this chain explosion. The ground slightly shook, turfs were flipped over, soil and stones splattered everywhere, and huge amount of yellow poison gas started appearing. The surviving leopard group was covered by this poison gas, immediately becoming sickly with their movement slowed down, their battle strength had sharply fallen. By contrast, Zhang Baoya's rat group moved around in this yellow poison gas without being affected. Ha ha ha, the final winner is me, Zhang Baoya. Young man, you want to step on my position, keep on training for 500 years more. Zhang Baoya howled with laughter. HMPH, I had intended to keep on hiding it, but since you want to die, don't blame me. Nu Ertu snorted, a sinister smile appearing on his face. He suddenly shouted, killer move, leopard dash. Howl, leopard group howled and unfolded an unmatchable mad charge. This. Zhang Baoya's eyes opened wide. The leopard group's battle strength had surged by over 2 times, furthermore their speed increased by an astonishing 8 times. Under everyone's dumbfounded look, the leopard group quickly charged out of the area covered by the yellow poison gas and breathed in fresh air, before charging forward like a terrifying tsunami, swallowing and engulfing everything. Du Jiao. A large battlefield had already ended. Fire blazed towards the sky, the whole battlefield covered by raging inferno. A GU master stood loftily in the inferno like a fire deity. He played with the fire in his hand, changing it into all kinds of shapes as he looked at the surrounding GU masters with his narrow eyes and spoke, his voice appearing extremely cruel and cold in the blazing inferno. It is your honor to be defeated by my supreme fire path. Surrender, otherwise all of you in this lowly grass shall turn into ashes. The surrounding GU masters looked dejectedly at each other. After few breaths of time, they kneeled one after another. We surrender. After He tribe obtained the first victory against Dongfang tribe, the curtains to many large battles, that had started over northern plains, also fell one after another. The defeated did not lose everything, some surrendered and some ran away choosing to side with another force. This was only the initial stage of the struggle for imperial court, they still had hope and chance. The winners swallowed the weak, obtaining huge amounts of war reparations and expanding themselves. The countless corpses of beast groups, GU masters and ordinary mortals instead became nourishments for the grassland, and in the future would sink down under the snowy land, doomed for eternity. Winner takes all. After resting and reorganizing for over 10 days at Cao Fu, He Lulan finished absorbing the captives, expanding his military strength by 60% and resumed the expedition. This time, his target was Guanxi. The GU tribe 1 army stationed there had weak military strength and thus became the optimum target for He Lulan to expand his force. 7 days later, He tribe army confronted GU tribe army. GU tribe suffered a huge defeat at the first battle. GU tribe alliance leader Gu Guolong resolutely gave the order to abandon their 3 defense lines without using them and retreated to their tribe's main camp. He Lulan laughed heartily as he led his army with a crushing momentum. But at the final battlefield, he was dumbstruck and asked his subordinates, "How is there a mountain here?" GU tribe army might be weak but they had their own ways. They built up a mountain by piling stones and garrisoned on the mountain, with countless traps set around the foot of the mountain. They occupied the high ground, having huge geographical advantage. Their intention to defend to the death was abundantly clear. He tribe army attacked several times but were defeated every time, leaving behind large numbers of corpses. Fang Yuan looked at the battlefield with indifference and did not use his full strength in mobilizing the wolf group, only doing it to show he was putting some effort. Adding in that there were many trees and undergrowth on the mountain, the wolf group could not show their strength properly and were instead separated and killed. Thus, the battle situation might be progressing but it was very slow. Above all, GU tribe army was still continuing to add in stones to the mountain, making this mountain become taller and taller. He Lulan was furious. Gu Guolong is as obstinate as the rumors said. After I win, I will definitely step on him to death. However, the situation was still not optimistic. Just the rocks dropped by mere mortals possessed the strength of a rank 1 GU when dropped from such a height. If I had known this earlier, I would not have come here to chew on such a hard bone. He Lulan had the intent to retreat, but right at this time, a person walked out of the camp. This person held a letter as he came in front of He Lulan. This old man Tai Bai Yunsheng received benefactor's letter and came to lend you a hand. He Lulan was joyous as he grabbed this person's hands. With old sir helping us, we can definitely succeed. Chapter 524 Number 1 in Prestige and Merit. Chapter 524. Number 1 in Prestige and Merit. Tai Bai Yunsheng was tall with a strangely ancient appearance. The hair near his temples had turned white and his face was filled with deep wrinkles. He was already over 80 but his eyes were not dim and blurred, instead had a gentle look that seemed to pity the fate of mankind along with a calmness that had seen through the secular world. Since he was 7, he had been determined to travel the northern plains to help common people. His life was full of turmoil, as he was frequently toyed by fate. He became an enslaved GU master after his tribe was annihilated, then he was betrayed by his wife and became a captive of variant men. Then in a fortuitous encounter, he obtained a time path GU Immortal's inheritance and was rescued by his brothers when he was at the verge of death. Now, he had already become a living legend. Although he was a loner, he was publicly accepted as a great righteous path GU master. His benevolence reputation had entered the depths of northern plains people, the level of his prestige far surpassing people like Chong Shanyin, He Lulan and Lu Wenwu. Right as He Lu Lan was at his wit's end considering the battle situation and had the thought of retreating, Tai Bai Yunsheng came to the camp by himself, holding a letter in his hand. He Lu Lan read the letter and immediately realized the reason. Back then, He tribe's supreme elder He Bai took a fancy to Tai Bai Yunsheng, guiding and rescuing him many times. Now that He tribe army had fallen into a predicament, He Bai, who had been secretly observing all along, sent a letter to Tai Bai Yunsheng to provide assistance. He Lu Lan knew the ability of Tai Bai Yunsheng and was thus overjoyed. He arranged a banquet that night to serve Tai Bai Yunsheng. On the second day, the sky had just become bright. He Lu Lan impatiently arranged his army formation and requested Tai Bai Yunsheng to make his move. Under everyone's expectant gaze, Tai Bai Yunsheng slowly walked to the front and looked at the tall mountain in front of him. Jiyu tribe was specialized in earth path and were long famous for it in northern plains. Piling stones to form a mountain, this would be an unimaginable and impossible tactics in earth. But in this world, this mountain formed in about 10 days proved nothing was impossible. The alliance leader Jiyu Guolong looked at the foot of the mountain from the summit. When a white-clothed, white-haired old man walked in front of the formation, the Jiyu masters around him roared in laughter and made disdainful comments, but Jiyu Guolong, however, had a bad feeling in his heart. He was well aware this mountain that they had formed by piling stones was built on many foundations constructed by his tribe's earth path Jiyu masters. Other tribes might find it hard to imitate, but it was not like there were no ways to break through it. After being defeated repeatedly for several rounds by He tribe army, Jiyu Guolong's military force had suffered damage and his ambition of vying for supremacy had dimmed down. He pondered over this and had decided to side with Lu tribe. Lu tribe's Lu Wenwu was wise and benevolent, treating his people leniently and being strict to himself. His reputation was much better than He Lu Lan's. Several days ago, Jiyu Guolong had secretly sent a letter to Lu Wenwu express his intent to side with Lu tribe. Lord Lu Wenwu has already replied and agreed to my tribe's request to seek refuge, and is leading his army to reinforce us. As long as I defend for 7 more days, this predicament before us will part like clouds and allow me to see the clear sky. Just as Jiyu Guolong was inwardly encouraging himself, Tai Bai Yunsheng slowly extended his hands. His large palms were covered with callus and wrinkles, just like an old tree bark. He slowly transferred his primeval essence. A weak silver light blossomed forth from his hands. The silver light was weak at first but soon turned brighter and brighter, and in a few seconds, the silver light was so dazzling that people could not look at it directly. Mountain as before, Tai Bai Yunsheng slowly chanted, his voice resonating in the air. On the summit, Jiyu Guolong heard this voice and a shocked expression appeared on his face. Oh no, he is Tai Bai Yunsheng. At the very same moment, silver light burst out, transforming into a straight light pillar that directly rammed into the mountain peak. Countless Jiyu masters saw the situation turning awry and immediately activated their defense Jiyu or attacked to intercept the light pillar. But the silver light disregarded all interception and shone on the mountain peak. Both humans and beasts were unscathed, but the mountain stones below Jiyu tribe, regardless of how enormous or thick they were, under the silver light, were like snow under scorching sun, as they turned into nothingness in a visible speed, seemingly like they had never even existed. As Jiyu tribe army lost the support under their feet, they started falling down one after another. It was a crushing defeat, countless died as they crashed down to the ground from a height of 500 to 600 feet. Even if Jiyu tribe masters were stupid, they would become aware of their crisis at this moment. They exclaimed in shock one after another. Such strength, this is Lord Tai Bai Yunsheng's mountain as before. Heaven, why is old Sir Tai Bai helping tyrant He Lu Lan? Lord Tai Bai Yunsheng helped us restore our tribe's spirit spring back then, he is our tribe's benefactor. Now, we need to fight with him. The mountain was the source of Jiyu tribe's army's confidence and now it was loudly crumbling apart. But even more than that was Tai Bai Yunsheng's prestige that shook their will to battle. Ha ha ha, Tai Bai Yunsheng is indeed worthy of his name. Once he moves, it will be out of the ordinary. He Lu Lan laughed wildly as he looked at this scene from the main tent. Even he had not expected there to be such a hidden expert in the tribe. But each super tribe's supreme elders would occasionally fancy someone from demonic and righteous paths mortal Jiyu masters, they would then select these seeds to cultivate. In case these seeds were able to become Jiyu immortals, they would often be taken in by the super tribes and become their external supreme elder. This was one of the tactics the super tribes used to preserve their position and develop themselves. Clearly, Tai Bai Yunsheng was a seed the rank 6 Jiyu immortal He Bai thought highly of and believed he had hopes of advancing to Jiyu immortal realm. Seeing the sorry figure of the enemy army, He tribe army's morale surged. Many started laughing loudly, and there were even more who shouted of slaughtering everyone in the enemy faction, even the old and the young. The GU master experts in the main tent were also excited, with only Fang Yuan having a calm expression. Tai Bai Yunsheng's appearance was already within his expectation. In his previous life's 500 years of memories, Tai Bai Yunsheng had joined He tribe army from this point onwards and provided an enormous assistance to He Lulan. He Lulan being able to become the winner in the end was mostly because of Tai Bai Yunsheng. But Tai Bai Yunsheng had a benevolent character, and during the expedition, he became deeply aware of He Lulan's savage and brutal nature. Thus, when he entered Imperial Court Blessed Land and advanced to GU Immortal, he did not agree to He Bai's request to become He tribe's external supreme elder. Kill these bastards, they actually dared to pile stones into a mountain to make a stand. He Lulan excitedly shouted. Tai Bai Yunsheng, who was at the front of the troops, heard He Lulan's words and frowned. He heaved a deep sigh and did not continue to attack, instead transmitted his voice to He Lulan to persuade him. Alliance leader, heaven care for every living thing, why the need to kill? Throughout history, the struggle for Imperial Court has always been accompanied by blood dyeing the land and disastrous deaths. Since Alliance leader wants to enter the Imperial Court, it might be better to take in GU tribe army. I am willing to persuade them on your behalf. GU tribe piled up stones to form into a mountain and used it to contend against He tribe, but against Tai Bai Yunsheng, this mountain they created instead became a fatal trap to themselves. The current situation was He tribe army tightly surrounding GU tribe army. If Tai Bai Yunsheng just made a casual move, he could reduce GU tribe by over half. GU tribe would naturally not sit and wait for their death, but when the mountain was completely collapsed, they would have almost no battle strength left and their final charge would contain no threat. However, Tai Bai Yunsheng did not do this. He Lulan's eyes flashed with an ominous glint. Although his heart raged with killing intent, he needed to think about Tai Bai Yunsheng's face. Tai Bai Yunsheng was not an ordinary GU master. He was one of the extremely rare time path GU masters, and had rank 5 peak stage cultivation. His prestige in Northern Plains was like the sun in daytime, his influence was spread throughout the entire region. He Lulan thought to himself before replying, "Then I shall listen to old sir, but it is too dangerous for old sir to go up the mountain alone. I will send 6 rank 4 experts to escort old sir." Tai Bai Yunsheng nodded his head and climbed up the mountain under heavy protection. He had great prestige and his benevolent reputation had spread into the depths of people. As he climbed up the mountain, the enemy troops spontaneously parted way to reveal a passage in middle. "I did not think I would meet benefactor at such a time." Gu Guolong laughed bitterly as he went forward and greeted. Back then, GU tribe's spirit spring had dried up and they were pushed aside by several large tribes. It was very dangerous for them to migrate, and thus they requested Tai Bai Yunsheng to help them. Tai Bai Yunsheng helped them without taking any fees and became a benefactor to everyone in GU tribe. Under Tai Bai Yunsheng's persuasion, although Gu Guolong admired Lu Wenwu, circumstances are more powerful than individuals, he had no choice but to lower his head. Tai Bai Yunsheng had only been on the mountain for a quarter of an hour before he descended. When he climbed up, there were 6 people with him. When he descended, there were over 100,000. Evidently, Tai Bai Yunsheng's persuasion was successful. GU tribe army pledged allegiance to He Lulan, thus He tribe army's military strength increased sharply. Tai Bai Yunsheng changed the battle situation by himself. And with his deep prestige, he saved over 100,000 lives and also established great merits for He tribe. On the very first day Tai Bai Yunsheng came to He tribe army, he reached the top position in battle merit list. And exactly opposite to him was Fang Yuan. Wolf King Chong Shanyan's name was listed at the last on the battle merit list, in scarlet red color, and was negative, forming a stark contrast with Tai Bai Yunsheng's battle merit. That very night, He Lulan sent command for a celebratory banquet and also a welcoming reception for Tai Bai Yunsheng. The moon was bright and stars were few, as bonfire raged high. It was a festive scene with cheerful sounds resounding throughout the place, and beautiful young girls in Northern Plains clothing embroidered with gold, silver and precious jewels, danced around the bonfire. He Lulan repeatedly toasted towards Tai Bai Yunsheng and praised, "With old sir assisting us, all defense lines are useless." Tai Bai Yunsheng had 2 rank 5 GU that were recognized by all Northern Plains people. One was mountain as before, and another was river as before. Both were time path GU worms. The former could restore earth, hills, mountains, mounts and valleys to their original appearance, and the latter could restore rivers, lakes, streams, springs and waterfalls back to their original appearance. Gu Guolong created the mountain on a land that was originally a flat grassland. Thus, under the effect of mountain as before Gu, it returned to its original form. Gu tribe's spirit spring had been restored to its original state by river as before Gu, being able to create primeval stones again. In the battles between great armies, defense lines needed to be created, and this usually relied on earth path Gu worms to create long and tall defense walls. These defense walls would be restored to flat grassland under the effect of mountain as before Gu. Thus Heilu Lan's words, all defense lines are useless, had deep reasoning behind them. Chapter 525 Rapid Changes and Fierce Experts. Chapter 525 Rapid Changes and Fierce Experts. Northern Plains calendar, middle of June. It should have been summer, but the aura of 10-year blizzard had already thickened. The sky would often be gloomy and cold wind blew with increasing condensed frost aura. And the struggle for imperial court that covered Northern Plains was advancing forward like a wildfire. At Mirror Lake, Ma tribe army and Song tribe had started their battle. Ma tribe's dominance was huge and they broke through two of Song tribe's defense lines in a row. Song tribe alliance leader Song Qingyan led the army to counterattack and ambushed Ma tribe, causing them to give up a defense line. But soon after, Ma tribe's enslavement master Ma Zun moved and mobilized his trump card Pegasus group, surrounding and killing Song Qingyan in the air. Song tribe army became a headless dragon, and after an internal discord caused by Ma tribe secretly, they finally crumbled apart. Ma tribe annexed most of the tribes while some remnants managed to escape to all directions. In this battle, one of the few flying masters of Northern Plains, rank 5 initial stage water fairy Song Qingyan died and became a stepping stone for enslavement path master Ma Zun's fame. The strength Ma Zun displayed shocked the people. Faintly, people were already calling him Northern Plains #1 enslavement path master. Meng Chu. Nu Ertu's battle with Zhang Baoya. Nu Ertu was originally not an enslavement path Gu master and had switched to it midway. But the leopard group he led was unexpectedly able to overpower and defeat the veteran enslavement path master Zhang Baoya. Just because of this battle achievement, Nu Ertu rose to the ranks of enslavement path masters of Northern Plains, and together with Zhang Baoya, Yang Po Ying, Ma Zun and Chong Shanyin, were called 5 Beast Kings. However, although Nu Ertu managed to become famous, the price he had to pay was very high. Zhang Baoya's counterattack had inflicted disastrous damage to Nu Ertu's troops. Despite annexing the remnants of the enemy after the battle along with the war reparations, Nu Ertu's army's momentum was hindered. Rat King Zhang Baoya managed to escape with his life and gathered the remnant army. His original rat group of over 600,000, now had less than 300,000 left. But even as a defeated general, many large forces still showed interest towards him and over 10 forces had already sent him an invitation letter. Du Jiao. Yi Luisang was empowered by the immortal Gu and with his formidable rank 5 peak stage fire path strength, he suppressed all the heroes and swept through the last obstacle, succeeding in dominating Du Jiao region. However, just as Yi Lui army was spreading towards all directions like an unstoppable wildfire, they were pincer attacked by alliance of 7 armies. Each of the 7 armies had at least over 100,000 troops. Although none were super tribes, they had famous Gu master experts. The alliance of 7 armies created an aggressive momentum. Yi Lui army, who had just gotten a head start and were about to continue with great momentum, fell into a perilous situation. At the same time, He tribe army was also confronted by a great enemy and did not have any time to relax. Lu tribe, Lu Wenwu personally led his army and was pressing closer to He tribe every passing day. Previously, Ji Guolong had sought help from Lu Wenwu. Lu Wenwu was quite excited at reading the letter, knowing this was a rare opportunity. As long as Ji Guolong's side could hold on, Lu tribe army could pincer attack He tribe from behind and gain the upper hand, causing He tribe to land in a passive situation. But the result was that the situation changed way too fast. Lu tribe army was just halfway on their way when they heard the report of Ji tribe's defeat and submitting to He tribe. And the crucial character that made this possible was Tai Bai Yunsheng. Lu Wenwu was shocked at this report. A legendary character like Tai Bai Yunsheng had actually taken the initiative to come out and help He Lu Lan. Obtaining this person was like adding a huge army to He Lu Lan's forces. Lu Wenwu soon realized this was the behind-the-scenes move of He tribe's Gu Immortal. According to the rule ancestor giant Sunset, Gu Immortals could provide some help to mortals in the struggle for imperial court. Naturally, this type of help had its restrictions, at least the Gu Immortals absolutely could not move personally. Whether it was the immortal Gu On Yi Lui Sang or Tai Bai Yunsheng who assisted He Lu Lan after receiving the letter, they were both Gu Immortals' pawn pieces. Lu Wenwu naturally also had the privilege to request help from the Gu Immortal supporting him. He Lu Lan obtained Tai Bai Yunsheng's assistance, who in Lu Wenwu's opinion was much more terrifying than Wolf King Chong Shan Yin. Tai Bai Yunsheng's reputation was extremely high, whether it was righteous path or demonic path, many had received his grace. If just a small portion of these people had the heart to repay gratitude, the force they could gather would be very terrifying. Besides, once He tribe expanded, those scattered demonic Gu masters who had been watching from the sidelines would see the hopes of entering the imperial court in He tribe, and would side with them of their own initiative. And Tai Bai Yunsheng's existence would cause them to be even more inclined to choose He Lu Lan. With this, He tribe would continue to be stronger. And as time passed, they would throw all the other competitors behind. He Lu Lan defeated Dongfang Yuliang and obtained a super tribe's war reparations. This by itself is a great profit. By contrast, we might have defeated several allied armies, but they were all an alliance of large tribes, so the war reparations we received are lower than He tribes. Now, He tribe has Tai Bai Yunsheng, a living signboard with him. If we give him time to expand, it will be very difficult to deal with him later. Lu Wenwu contemplated for a while before resolutely sending a command. Lu tribe army continued along their original plan, pushing on towards He tribe. He Lu Lan laughed heartily at this news. Come, come. He then sent the command to set up defense lines around the area. After constructing the first defense line properly, the large army slowly moved towards Lu tribe army. At every 1,000 li of distance, they would stop and garrison for several days to construct another defense line. 12 days later, He tribe army moved on from their fourth defense line and traveled 500 li before coming face to face with Lu tribe army. The two army parted away for the experts' challenging stage. He tribe's expert Hao Ji Lu charged forward, not giving precedence to others. Lu Wenwu saw this and sent Pei Yanfei. Hao Ji Lu was at rank 4 upper stage and Pei Yanfei was also the same. The two exchanged 20 moves, the situation was still neck and neck. Hao Ji Lu's offense surged higher and higher, causing people's hearts to shake. While Pei Yanfei used sharp and precise attacks, moving back and forth within the attacks, and sweeping everything before him. As the battle continued on, both of their primeval essence were running low. Gu masters were not good at prolonged battle, and once their primeval essence was exhausted, their battle strength would sharply fall. This cannot go on. The two had similar thoughts at the same time. Waterfall Gu. Hao Ji Lu took the lead and pushed forward his palms. A giant waterfall fell from the air and crashed towards Pei Yanfei with a rumbling sound. Pei Yanfei did not face it head-on, instead using his movement Gu to soar to the sky, evading the waterfall. Rank 4 Golden Coat Gu. Rank 4 Swallow Wings Gu. Rank 4 Rainbow Transformation Gu. Killer move, Golden Rainbow Strike. Pei Yanfei staked it all, using his signature killer move. At that instant, he turned into a golden rainbow and made an arc through the air as fast as lightning, cutting open the waterfall before bursting through Hao Ji Lu. However, Hao Ji Lu turned into water after being burst. It was not his real body. Water Image Gu. Hao Ji Lu had fought for a long time and already had the intel on Pei Yanfei, and knew Pei Yanfei did not have powerful detective Gu. Thus, when he sent the waterfall, he took the advantage of the giant current blocking Pei Yanfei's line of sight to quietly use his water image Gu while his real body hid inside the waterfall. His actions were extremely secretive and most of the Gu masters from both sides had been deceived. Pei Yanfei burst through the water image and immediately had warning signals going off in his heart. Without holding back, he transferred all his remaining primeval essence into his swallow wings Gu. The two pairs of swallow wings on his back rapidly flapped and took him away from the battlefield. Hao Ji Lu stood on the spot, his whole body soaked in water. Even though he won the battle, he was not happy. The enemy's killer move had astonishing power. This time he used water image Gu to deceive him, but what about the next time? Big brother, let me go out. Pei Yanfei returned in defeat, causing Mo Shiquang to fume with anger and impatiently requested to be sent to battle. Lu Wenwu had a smile on his face, but he did not agree. Third brother, no need to fret. You came forward in the previous battle, it is my turn now. An extremely tall and thin Gu master with robust and shiny bald head stood out and patted Mo Shiquang's shoulder. Second brother, Mo Shiquang helplessly shouted. This person's name was Ouyang Bai Sang, a demonic Gu master. In their early years, by chance encounter, he met Lu Wenwu and Mo Shiquang in an inheritance site. The three combined their strength to tackle the obstacles and obtained the inheritance, and because they felt affinity with each other, they became sworn brothers. I am Ouyang Bai Sang, Who wants to come spar with me? Yang Bai-sang slowly walked towards the front of the troops and shouted in a soft voice. Soon after, he looked at Hao Ji-lu. If Water Demon wants to fight with me, you might as well get some rest first to recover your primeval essence. Water Demon snickered but did not agree to the provocation. No need to hurry, there will be many chances later on. After saying that, he returned to the camp. With the struggle for imperial court advancing to this stage, the intel on experts of every forces was widely spread. Yang Bai-sang was Mo Shi Kuang's second brother. Just this status alone made him someone who could not be underestimated. His performance was extremely glorious during the several large battles before. He was a transformation path expert and the GU masters of this path possessed at least one killer move. With a cultivation of rank 4 peak stage, he was same as Mo Shi Kuang, possessing the battle strength comparable to a rank 5 GU master. During his first battle, he had killed the enemy side's rank 5 alliance leader. A dazzling battle achievement like crossing realms to fight was something many people would look up to their whole lives. Facing such an expert, Water Demon Hao Ji-lu might have small chance at victory even if he was at his peak stage. Let alone now, when his energy was already exhausted in the battle with Pei Yanfei. A GU master's state did not just depend on the amount of primeval essence in their aperture. Seeing Yang Bai-sang coming forward, He Lulan felt a slight headache. In contrast to Lu Wenwu, he currently found that he lacked fierce generals beside him. After taking in GU tribe army, He tribe army now had 3 rank 5 GU masters, He Lulan, Tai Bai Yunsheng and the just recently subdued GU Guolong. He Lulan could not easily move because of his status as the alliance leader. Tai Bai Yunsheng was a healing GU master and was not good at fighting. GU Guolong was a rank 5 Earth Path GU master but the other was at rank 4 peak stage. It would not conform to the rule of battle if he was sent out, and they would only be sneered upon. He then looked at his rank 4 GU masters, Wolf King Chong Shan Yin, Water Demon Hao Ji-lu, Shadow Sword Expert Bian Xizan, Little Fox Commander Tang Miaoming and Soul Blade Pan Ping. Chong Shan Yin and Tang Miaoming were enslavement path GU masters, so they could be excluded. Water Demon Hao Ji-lu had already went up, so He Lulan only had 2 choices left. His gaze moved between Pan Ping and Bian Xizan. Pan Ping knew he was not Yang Bai-sang's match by just relying on his trump card, so he looked uncomfortable. While Bian Xizan's face was covered with a black veil, revealing her cold and clear gaze. He Lulan turned around towards Bian Xizan. For this challenge, I will have to trouble Shadow Sword Expert to make a move. I can only ensure that I won't lose my life, but I can't guarantee a victory. Bian Xizan coldly replied. He Lulan gave a hollow laugh. Although he was alliance leader and Bian Xizan had taken the poison vow, He Lulan could not forcibly make Bian Xizan fight to the death. Chapter 526 Asura Uyang, Losses to Both Sides. Chapter 526. Asura Uyang, Losses to Both Sides. Bian Xizan moved to the front of the troop and without saying much, quickly started the fight with Yang Bai-sang. The battle between the two attracted the close attention of countless people. If considering reputation, Shadow Sword Expert could throw Yang Bai-sang several streets away. But if considering cultivation and strength, Yang Bai-sang was a rank 4 peak stage GU master who was able to cross a great realm and kill a rank 5 expert, while Shadow Sword Expert was only at rank 4 upper stage. Shadow Sword Expert's GU worms complemented each other very well and there was no shortcomings. At the same time, she placed high importance on her movement ability. Her figure turned into shadows and continuously circled around Yang Bai-sang, attacking with multiple sword shadows from time to time. Yang Bai-sang stayed stationary on the spot as he defended, his body unmoving like the rocks on the shores of the sea. The battle went on for a while, when this sworn brother of Lu Wenwu slowly felt impatient. If you are only of this standard, then go die. He gave a low shout, as great changes appeared over his whole body. His teeth quickly grew longer and sharper like swords, and his 2 pairs of canine teeth protruded out of his mouth like fangs. Green hair started growing out of his bald head. Not only on his head, the green hair grew all over his body. His body made creaking noises and his blood flow instantly slowed down greatly. The originally tall and skinny body became even more thin, but the aura of danger coming from him grew thicker by 10 times. His eyes were no longer human eyes, but had transformed into a pair of eerie and cold green eyes, giving off a glossy jade light. Rank 5, Asura Zombie GU. This GU was classified under the most classic zombie series of transformation path. The series of zombie GU were spread widely throughout the 5 regions. From rank 2 roaming zombie GU to rank 3 hairy zombie GU to rank 4 hopping zombie GU till the rank 5 flying zombie GU. There were 5 great flying zombie GU in the world: Asura zombie, heavenly demon zombie, blood white, nightmare zombie and plague zombie. Many GU masters who did not have much lifespan left and had no lifespan GU to increase their life, would often choose to turn into zombies to prolong their life, transforming into a monster that was neither human nor ghost. Fang Yuan had already seen blood white GU before. At Qingmao Mountain, GU's first-generation ancestor had turned into blood white to change his fate in defiance of heaven, but his plan was thwarted by divine investigator Tai Shuileng and others. This Asura zombie GU that Ouyang Bai Sang was using was a formidable GU that was equally famous as blood white GU. Clank clank clank. Bian Xizan's sword shadows cut at Ouyang Bai Sang's body, but they actually produced sparks on contact, unable to injure his skin by even a fraction, only cutting several green hair. Overlapping shadow GU. Bian Xizan's eyes flashed with a sharp light, multiple sword shadows overlaid on top of one another to transform into an abysmally dark and extremely condensed sword. Now this is something. Green light blossomed in Ouyang Bai Sang's pupils as he looked at this sword shadow attack. He was not afraid, but instead was happy. He stretched his right hand in a form of a claw and grabbed at the sword shadow like he was grabbing a rabbit. This. Bian Xizan revealed shock. The sword shadow in her hand could not go an inch further. Gagaga, Ouyang Bai Sang laughed in a haggard and unpleasant tone as he clenched his claw-shaped right palm. Puff. A soft sound echoed. He actually forcibly burst apart the sword shadow. Bian Xizan quickly retreated. The shattered sword shadow burst into many sharp pieces that ruthlessly struck at Ouyang Bai Sang, inflicting several deep wounds on his body, and slashed apart the 4 fingers on his right hand and almost cut apart the whole right fist. Bian Xizan had bitterly accumulated battle merits from several small battles before and exchanged them for overlapping shadow GU from He Tribe supply camp. Under its effect, the multiple sword shadows offense could merge and could match the offensive prowess of a rank 5 attack GU. Ouyang Bai Sang was slashed at by the sword shadow, but he did not feel any pain. He had transformed into a zombie, which caused the feeling of pain to almost disappear. At the same time, large amounts of eerie green blood flowed out of the wounds. The wounds were so deep that one could see the bone, but they healed within just few seconds of time. New hair grew on top of it and covered it. His broken fingers also grew again and it looked like it did not take any effort. Bian Xizan's complexion turned pale white at this sight. Ouyang Bai Sang looked hot-headed when he forcibly grabbed the sword shadow, but it was actually a psychological tactic. After he transformed into a Asura zombie, his defense and recovery ability were raised by several folds. Bian Xizan's strongest attack could not affect him in any way. This unavoidably weakened Bian Xizan's will to battle severely. GU Master's battle strength did not only rely on the amount of primeval essence in their aperture, it also depended on their determination and mental state. I am an assassin, an expert at movement and infiltrating secretly. These challenges between the two armies are done out in the open, and facing someone head-on is not my usual style. Ouyang Bai Sang's performance greatly weakened the battle intent in Bian Xizan's heart. In the next several rounds, she kept on attacking while moving around Ouyang Bai Sang, but it was clear her attacking frequency had decreased by a lot compared to before, and she was dodging most of the time. After exchanging 10 more moves, Bian Xizan shouted and quickly pulled open a distance from Ouyang Bai Sang, retreating towards He Tribe camp. At this sight, Lu Tribe army's morale rose again, while He Tribe's morale shook and the higher-ups did not have good expressions. Bian Xizan lost. Is Ouyang Bai Sang really so strong? His killer move is Asura transformation, having killed a rank 5 expert with this killer move. Now, he has only used Asura zombie GU, not even using his full strength, but was still able to defeat Shadow Sword Expert. Shadow Sword Expert did not have a strong will to fight, but by continuously attacking while moving around, she has exhausted a considerable amount of Ouyang Bai Sang's primeval essence. We can send another person to fight with him. The discussion settled and He Tribe army sent Pan Ping to battle. But within only a short period of time, Pan Ping seemed unable to stall further and panically unsheathed the scimitar on his waist and used Soul Blade GU. A cold light flashed, but it was in vain. Soul Blade GU could ignore defense, but it did not work always and had a certain probability. Moreover, once this rank 4 Soul Blade GU was activated, it needed 8 hours of rest before it could be used again. Ouyang Bai Sang got quite a shock. Despite having read relevant intel, Soul Blade GU's speed was way faster than what he imagined, making him unable to react in time. I can't leave him alive. Ouyang Bai Sang's killing intent surged as he pounced towards Pan Ping. Pan Ping already knew the situation was bad the moment he saw his attack did not succeed, so he hurriedly retreated. Ouyang Baisang pursued him closely. He tribe quickly sent 3 rank 4 experts to block Ouyang Baisang and rescue Pan Ping. The 3 rank 4 experts surrounded Ouyang Baisang and attacked fiercely. Ouyang Baisang was about to use his killer move, Asura transformation, when Mo Shi Kuang, who was unable to endure any more, charged out of the main tent and shouted, "Second brother, I will lend you a hand." Ouyang Baisang, alone, put He tribe army under great pressure, now adding Mo Shi Kuang on top of that, and the situation turned way worse. "Third brother, no need to interfere, what is the use even if there are more people? Look at my Asura transformation." Ouyang Baisang furiously roared under the 3 rank 4 experts' violent attacks, and used his killer move. His aura suddenly increased sharply, his body grew bigger, becoming a giant of over 10 feet. The muscles in his whole body inflated like a balloon and quickly transforming into absurd rock-like bulging muscles. And under his pair of arms, 2 new pairs of arms grew out. His body was completely dark green. His feet ripped apart the leather boots and stepped on the grassland, creating a deep crater. The protruding fangs turned dark brown and a third vertical eye opened from the center of his forehead. "Howl!" Ouyang Baisang roared, the berserk sound shaking the whole battlefield. The 3 He tribe's GU masters felt their momentum slowed down. Ouyang Baisang waved his fist like swatting a fly, sending one flying far away. The other 2 attacked violently, golden blades striking rapidly like thunder, but Ouyang Baisang took it forcibly, his enormous body not even budging. "Die!" He attacked with all 6 hands, punching, swatting, grabbing, holding, with extremely fierce power. And all his hands moved smoothly, not hindering each other in the slightest. The 2 rank 4 could not take it head-on, and started retreating. Ouyang Baisang was not satisfied, his every punch produced a sonic boom with power that caused people to pale. One rank 4 GU master lasted only a short while under this crazed offense and was smashed into blood paste, while another GU master was grabbed by Ouyang Baisang. "Don't kill me, don't kill." His pleadings came to an end abruptly. Blood started flowing rapidly out of his 7 facial orifices, his ribs were crushed and his body started deflating. Ouyang Baisang had crushed him to death with 2 hands. "So violent!" Cunning gentleman Sun Shihan involuntarily cried out. He Lu Lan's expressed turned extremely unsightly, and Tai Bai Yunsheng also had a solemn expression. Lu tribe's army started cheering loudly while He tribe's GU masters were in disorder, their morale falling down to the abyss. Lu Wenwu laughed at this sight before waving his hand. "Commence the battle. All troops, charge." Immediately, Lu tribe army rushed forward like a flood with the gates opened, bringing a momentum that wanted to drown the world. Mo Shi Kuang, Pei Yanfei and others were leading. He Lu Lan gnashed his teeth and also sent the command for the army to prepare to receive the attack. The large battle unfolded with all kinds of shouts and cries resounding through the battlefield. During the intense battle, Lu tribe's several great experts rampaged everywhere, causing He Lu Lan and the higher-ups to fall into disadvantage at the very start. But at the low level, He tribe was actually winning. Under Fang Yuan's control, the wolf group started wildly slaughtering Lu tribe's GU masters, while Lu tribe army's GU masters had no choice but to waste their precious primeval essence against the encroaching wolves. Thus, even if the wolves died, they died after contributing greatly. Lu tribe's GU masters experts sensed this unfavorably situation and started searching for Fang Yuan. However, Fang Yuan used the same old trick, hiding in some corner of the battlefield. He now already had 3 rank 4 lurking soul coat GU, and with the concealment from these GU, as long as he did not use over 80% of his strength, his soul fluctuations would be concealed. This large battle continued from the early morning to evening. The setting sun shone like blood as it shone down on the grassland that was covered with corpses and blood. There was no winner in this battle. Lu tribe suffered disastrous losses in their military forces because of the wolf group. After the Lu tribe's GU master experts were not able to find Fang Yuan's location, they all concentrated in attacking He tribe's GU master experts. He tribe's GU master experts thus suffered serious damage. Mo Shi Kuang and Ouyang Baisang were difficult to restrain, and almost all the He tribe GU masters were too terrified to confront them. He tribe's battle intent was dissipating and was barely able to hold on. When the night fell, the night wolves became fierce and Lu Wenwu, not wanting the lower-ranked GU master casualties to increase, also had the thought of retreating. The first battle ended up in a draw with their killing intent gradually calming down as the night progressed. Both sides retreated behind their defense lines to rest and prepare. Chapter 527 Wolf King, Striving for Victory. Chapter 527, Wolf King, Striving for Victory. He Tribe's main tent. The atmosphere here was stifling, almost everyone including He Lulan was injured. The lofty and grand GU Master experts looked very miserable at this moment. Lu Tribe's offense was too fierce. Lu Wenwu, Luo Bo Jun and Ni Yaqing are rank 5 experts, Mo Shi Kuang and Yang Bai Sang are rank 4 peak stage experts with battle strength of rank 5. Furthermore, there are other strong experts like Pei Yan Fei and Chong Biao. Such quality of experts were rarely seen in the past 10 struggles for imperial court. Cunning gentleman Sun Shihan sighed. Rank 4 GU masters were already rare, each was the head of small or mid-sized forces or elders of large-sized forces. And with the high demand of aptitude, rank 5 was even rarer. Even a superforce would only have 2-3 rank 5 GU masters openly. Actually, when comparing, He Tribe was stronger in higher-ranked forces. He Lulan, Tai Bai Yunsheng and Ji Guolong were rank 5 experts. And there were over 20 rank 4 experts including Chong Shanyin, Tang Miaoming, Hao Jilu, Bian Xizan and Pan Ping. However, even between same-rank GU masters, there was a difference in their battle strength. GU masters were a force that surpassed group battles, their individual strength could surpass the accumulation of a group. For example, just Fang Yuan alone could slaughter small or mid-sized tribes. In today's battle, Yang Bai Sang, alone, had slaughtered 5 rank 4 GU masters and 12 rank 3 elders. It was not that He Tribe was weak but that Lu Tribe's higher-ranked battle strength was too strong. Especially in this battle, Lu Tribe had slaughtered many of He Tribe's higher-ranked GU masters, cutting down rank 4 GU masters to almost half, causing the gap to further increase. The way to deal with the enormous dominance of Lu Tribe was a problem He Tribe had to quickly come up with a solution for. If I had some time, I could annex several large armies, and with Old Sir's prestige, subdue some experts, maybe we could contend against Lu Tribe's higher-ranked strength then. He Lulan sighed, hating Lu Wenwu for choosing this time to attack, not giving him any space to develop. Tai Bai Yunsheng immediately realized the deep intent behind He Lulan's words. I once rescued Gao Yong and Zhu Zai, and they had said they would repay the favor. I can write them a letter, and maybe they will come over. Everyone's spirits rose. Gao Yong and Zhu Zai were called the twin demons of demonic path in northern plains. They always worked together, having great teamwork with each other. These two were both rank 4 peak stage experts and had once killed a rank 5 expert by combining their strength. The pressure on He Lulan eased. If I can get Gao Yong and Zhu Zai's help, it can slightly make up for the gap between the two armies. But the events of the battle concerns everyone's life, and we cannot hope for others' mood in repaying the favor. In today's battle, it was thanks to Wolf King that we were able to exterminate large numbers of low-ranked enemy GU masters, causing an enormous loss to Lu Tribe. If it were not for Lu Wenwu feeling hesitation, how could he have retreated so easily? Everyone's gaze landed on Fang Yuan, wanting to hear his thoughts. Fang Yuan had a tranquil expression, not having a trace of injury on his body. He had been hiding while commanding the wolf group in the battle, but he was the one who gained the most battle merits. Most of the ones in the main tent were inwardly infuriated at this, having envious and jealous feelings. But due to the situation, they did not dare to flare up. After the battle, Fang Yuan had been looking through his memories, trying to excavate the information on how He Lulan had prevailed over Lu Wenwu, but even after a long time of racking up his brain, he did not get any results. There was way too much information in the memories of his 500 years of past life, and much was forgotten. And from the look of it, this enormous problem that was troubling everyone was no more than just a minor detail in the long river of history in his past life. Feeling everyone's gaze, Fang Yuan raised his eyelids and lightly said, Lu Tribe has enslavement path GU masters but their strongest expert is only Bei Sao Chuan whose grass soldier troops is of no importance. Now, both the enemy and us have our strengths. We are like two giants stabbing each other with spears. Lu Tribe is strong in terms of higher-ranked GU masters, while I can slaughter many of their low-ranked GU masters with my wolf group. Thus, it resulted in the draw today. The way to victory is restraining the enemy's advantage as well as strengthening our advantage. And restraining the enemy's GU master experts is not an impossible thing. As long as I can have a group of strong wolves as trump cards, I can restrain them. But with this, I will have to use all my strength and the rank 4 lurking soul coat GU on me will no longer be able to conceal my soul fluctuations, and thus I will become the enemy's target. Fang Yuan's words caused everyone's eyes to brighten. Trump card wolf group, He Lulan lowered his head and mumbled. The current 5 great enslavement masters of northern plains were called the 5 beast kings. Among them, Horse King Ma Zun has mutated Pegasus group. Eagle King Yang Po Ying has mutated Thunder Eagle group. Rat King Zhang Baoya has mutated Mountain Drilling Rat group. And the newly advanced enslavement master Leopard King Nu 2 controlled Glimpse Leopard group. Only Wolf King Chong Shan Yin did not have a mutated beast group. Every mature mutated beast possessed the battle strength of rank 4 GU masters. Once a group of mutated beasts formed, they would be more terrifying than the same amount of GU masters. After all, beast group would charge dauntlessly under the enslavement path GU masters' control. As GU masters had all kinds of self-benefits to think about, even if they were under poison vow, they could not be made to fight to the death. If they had a group of mutated beasts, there was a huge chance of killing rank 5 experts. After all, even rank 5 GU masters were mortals in the end, with limited primeval essence, and there were times when their strength was exhausted. However, making a mutated beast group was too time-consuming of a process and would exhaust enormous energy and resources. To look for a group of mutated wolf group for Fang Yuan in this short period of time, there was only one way: requesting help from He tribe's GU immortals. The people in the main tent, even if they did not know the existence of Treasure Yellow Heaven, they were aware of the huge power of GU immortals. In the history of Northern Plains, there were several examples where GU immortals organized mutated beast group to provide assistance to their respective force. Mutated beast group is indeed a way out. I will give it a try first. He Lulan pondered for a while before saying vaguely. But everyone clearly knew the meaning behind He Lulan's words was to request help from the GU immortal behind him. This immediately caused a new change in the gaze. Everyone looked at Fang Yuan. How could this Wolf King Chong Shan Yin have such good luck? Making a GU immortal help him to organize a mutated wolf group. If he had to do this himself, he might not even be able to accomplish it in 20 to 30 years. Why don't we get such benefits? Everyone felt envious and jealous. Ultimately, it was the identity of Chong Shan Yin that Fang Yuan carried. An enslavement master was an existence that could turn tides around. He tribe was fighting Lu tribe. It was indeed wise to put heavy importance on Fang Yuan and give more resources to him. If I remember right, even if there is a mutated beast group, Lord Wolf King's battle merits is ranked number 1 from the bottom, the last place in the battle merits list, right? Cunning Gentleman was filled with jealousy, kindly, reminding as if he had suddenly recalled it. Of course, I can't receive a mutated wolf group for nothing. Fang Yuan righteously nodded. Our rules cannot be broken. I will use battle merits to exchange for it. Of course, my battle merits are insufficient right now, so I can only borrow a bit more. This is something that cannot be helped. Everyone was speechless. Many people shouted inwardly at the same time. Do you feel no shame speaking such words? Do you still want your face? You already borrowed 1,300,000 battle merits before and you still want to borrow more. In the entire He tribe army, only you have borrowed battle merits. Don't you feel guilt holding that rank 5 amplify effect GU? In fact, Fang Yuan not only did not feel any guilt, instead he said with a, not satisfied, voice, just a mutated beast group won't do. I still require rank 5 lurking soul coat GU. Unfortunately, refining a rank 5 GU has a success rate that is too low. I have collected 3 rank 4 GU, but I don't dare to fuse them to rank 5. He Lulan gnashed his teeth. The number of times he could request help from the tribe was limited. The more he asked for help, the less the tribe's evaluation of him would be. But there was no other way. He could only nod at Fang Yuan in order to defeat Lu Wenwu. I will do something about it. Just as He Lulan and his group were strategizing, Lu Wenwu and his group were also planning on how to battle He tribe. In He tribe army, Wolf King Chong Shan Yin is the biggest problem. It was because of him that my army suffered disastrous losses in today's battle, with at least 30,000 GU masters dying in the wolves' mouths. Sigh, this number is truly making my heart bleed. Everyone came forward to side with me because they believed in me. But it is because of my incompetence, we had to suffer such heavy casualties. In the main tent, Lu Wenwu shed tears and sighed. Big brother, how is it your fault? We can only blame those GU masters for being useless. Mo Shiquang almost jumped up as he hurriedly retorted. Wolf King Chong Shan Yin might have huge reputation, but he is not a true hero. Ouyang Bai sang, however, loftily snorted. His tone contained disdain. The Grand Wolf King was actually sneakily hiding in some corner like a rat. It really makes people look down upon him. But, such a Wolf King is the most troublesome. Lu Wenwu sighed inwardly while opening his weeping eyes and asked the group, do any of you have a good method to deal with Wolf King? Mo Shiquang and Ouyang Bai sang stopped speaking. They were experts at fighting. things like strategizing were not their strong points. I have a plan. Bei Sao Chuan stood up and said confidently, Wolf King Chong Shan Yin was originally Chong tribe's tribesman. Although he spoke of taking revenge, the blood ties he has with Chong tribe is unmistakable and cannot be severed. The current Chong tribe leader Lord Chong Biao was once Chong Shan Yin's best friend. After Chong Shan Yin disappeared, Chong Biao married his wife and raised his 3-year-old son who is currently Chong tribe's young tribe leader Chong Jiyu. We might as well try to use this to deal with Wolf King, who knows if it might be effective. This idea is not bad. Lu Wenwu's eyes gleamed. After the discussion ended, Fang Yuan returned to his large lizard house Jiyu. The problem of refining rank 5 lurking soul coat Jiyu had been hurting his head recently. If he could borrow He tribe's Jiyu Immortal's power to organize a mutated beast group and also refine rank 5 lurking soul coat Jiyu, it would be the best. Fang Yuan felt there was a huge chance for this to succeed. Although he could not remember all the minor details of this time's struggle for Imperial Court, but he knew clearly He Lulan was able to enter Imperial Court and the support of the Jiyu Immortal behind He Lulan was inseparable from this. The two sides will at least rest and reorganize for 3 days. In this time, He tribe's Jiyu Immortals will have received He Lulan's letter for assistance. Before this, I need to prepare. Thinking of his great plan, the corners of Fang Yuan's lips involuntarily curled up into a smile. Chapter 528 True Martial Secret, Awaiting Assistance. Chapter 528 True Martial Secret, Awaiting Assistance. Shaohun Blessed Land. This place was always covered in dense dark clouds and female-shaped trees grew on the ground. These trees were very peculiar. The tree trunk was curved and branches wrapped around each other like a girl's naked body. The trees were in all kinds of enchanting postures. Female-shaped trees grew all over the place, becoming a forest. In the deepest part of the forest was the tallest female-shaped tree with a height of 1,000 feet and roots that extended for a range of 10,000 li. This female-shaped tree king, however, did not look seductive, instead giving off pure and holy aura. The tree king's trunk was ramrod straight, giving a highly spirited feeling. Its 2 enormous branches formed into hands that covered the chest. The side branches from them formed into 2 well-developed and large palms that lifted a green treehouse. Red vermilion fruits grew all over the treehouse with reddish-brown rattan twining around them, making the fruits look like hearts. 2 Jiyu Immortals were sitting inside this treehouse, both in black clothes. On the left was an ordinary-looking man who was called He Tribe Stoneman. During his young age, he was awkward at conversing but was smart and careful inside. He was He Bai. On the right side, however, was a handsome man who was radiating with vigor, having eyes that seemed to shine, and appeared confident and at ease. He was He Tribe's Supreme Elder He Cheng, He Lulan's father and a famous handsome man as well as the male lead in Su Xian's night elopement. Say, you just returned from Niu Blessed Land, did you see Dongfang Chong Fan? How is he? He Cheng asked leisurely while taking a sip of tea. He Bai nodded. Senior Dongfang isn't looking for lifespan Jiu, there is not much of his lifespan left, he can probably only live for 2-3 years more. But his vision is broad and has magnanimous conduct, already seeing through the trouble of life and death and only wants to wholeheartedly nurture his successor Dongfang Yuliang now. Magnanimous conduct, broad vision. He Cheng scoffed, shaking his head in disdain. Brother, you saw wrong. Dongfang Chongfan is a genuine petty person, he schemed against the northern plains and is extremely insidious and so is hated by all the Jiyu Immortals. If it was not so, he could have already bought lifespan Jiyu, why would he have fallen into this state? I have been secretly investigating over these years and have discovered he had a hand in my wife Su Xian'er's death. He Cheng revealed this secret information, causing He Bai to be extremely startled. What? There was such a thing? He Bai exclaimed in shock. Su Xian'er was He Cheng's wife. Over 200 years back, Su Xian'er was no more than a daughter of a concubine in Su tribe, and while she poured wine for Lord He Cheng back then in the banquet, He Cheng immediately fell in love at first sight. In that banquet, He Cheng was poisoned by Su tribe leader, his strength fell to the bottom and he was hunted down. After Su Xian'er accidentally learned of it, she resolutely rushed out of the tribe in the dead of night to rescue He Cheng whom she had only met once. At that time, Su Xian'er only had rank 1 cultivation, and ferocious beasts roamed the night grassland that were beyond her ability to contend. But under the play of fate, she was able to find the unconscious He Cheng. He Cheng was thus saved and managed to live. He had then asked Su Xian'er with suspicion, I was plotted against by your tribe leader and you are a Su tribesman, why would you save an enemy of your tribe? Su Xian'er had answered, Lord has a noble spirit, this humble girl fell in love at first sight. Su tribe leader is short-sighted and plotted against Lord under the persuasion of some petty people, but he never considered the result of offending He tribe. If he was allowed to have his way, Su tribe is destined to become a sacrificial pawn between two super tribes. People say Lord repays a favor received by 100 times. This humble girl saved Lord today and only hopes Lord can give me a place to stay. It is just and proper for Lord to take revenge against Su tribe, but I hope Lord can be merciful and leave behind a trace of bloodline for Su tribe. The moonlight shone on the jade-like beauty with slender and fair hands. He Cheng was overwhelmed at this sight. He tightly held Su Xian'er's hand and swore, "Your love is as deep as the sea. I, He Cheng, am not a cruel person, how could I not repay you? From today onwards, you will be my only wife. I will not care for any other beauties, no matter how beautiful they are. In this life, I will never betray you." Su Xian'er saving He Cheng was akin to betraying the tribe. He Cheng was very grateful and interlinked with her as husband and wife. From that day onwards, the two helped each other, loving and respecting each other their whole life. 100 years later, both became Gu immortals, becoming a story that spread far and wide in northern plains. And Su Xian's night elopement was also spread wide, encouraging countless women to bravely take the initiative to love. He Bai's mood became solemn. Could it be over 20 years ago sister-in-law did not die because of the blessed land's earthly calamity? He Cheng scoffed. There was indeed an earthly calamity, but the earthly calamity was influenced by people. Don't forget brother, old ancestor giant son Immortal Venerable has such methods. Dongfang tribe has entered imperial court many times as a tribe with Huangjin bloodline, they might have received an inheritance relevant to such methods from 88 Truyong building. Sigh, I only have a little evidence, it is not enough to prove Dongfang Chongfan is the main culprit. He Bai remained dazed for quite a while before sighing, you really can't judge people by appearance. He Cheng patted his shoulder and comforted in a gentle voice, brother, you have become a Gu immortal for less than 10 years. Gu immortals' circle might not be big, but the treacherous conspiracies inside it are much deeper than between mortals. He Bai was just about to speak, when his expression blanked. He Lulan has sent a letter. He Cheng nodded, and with a shift of his mind, loosened the defense over Shaohun blessed land by a little, the space opened up and in flew a butterfly. He Bai stretched his right hand. This butterfly fluttered and gently landed on his palm. This was rank 5 butterfly letter Gu. He Bai closed his eyes and concentrated on the butterfly letter Gu from He Lulan, containing his request. What is it? Did that disappointing child of mine ask you for help again? When He Bai opened his eyes, He Cheng snorted and asked with a displeased tone. He Bai forced a smile. Brother, He Lulan is you and sister-in-law Su Xian'er's son. Although sister-in-law suffered and fell seriously ill when giving birth to He Lulan, leading to her strength being greatly diminished and thus passing away in the earthly calamity several years later, the child is still innocent, you should not disregard him because of it. You even gave him to the 27th concubine fairy Zhang Yu to adopt and did not allow him to light an incense to pay respects to his own mother. He Cheng snorted with dissatisfaction, but did not argue. He Bai sighed. This is your family affair and it is truly not my place to meddle. But I have given a lot of thoughts to Big Brother's actions. You sent He Lulan to be adopted by the childless fairy Zhang Yu in order to preserve He Lulan's life though her immortal Gu dark limit. He Lulan has the 10 extreme physique, great strength true martial. To stimulate his spirit, you gave him a condition that as long as he advanced to Gu immortal, he could light the incense for his mother. Little brother deeply admire your actions, but big brother, your way of doing things will only deepen the misunderstandings between father and son, it is not a good method looking at the long-term drawbacks. He Cheng heaved a sigh, not replying He Bai, but instead asked, what did that child mention in the request? He Bai clapped his palm and smiled, look big brother, you showed indifference but you still care about nephew's safety in your heart. Nephew hopes we can prepare a mutated wolf group and also a rank 5 lurking soul coat Gu. HMPH, this kid is truly insolent. Lurking soul coat Gu is okay, but our He tribe does not have mutated wolf group. Right now, our He tribe is battling Lu tribe. Lu tribe's current generation tribe leader Lu Wenwu is not someone who can be underestimated. Back then, the inheritance of Harmony Immortal fell in his hand. He has 2 sworn brothers, both are fierce warriors and can match 10,000 soldiers. However, nephew Lu Lan also has a great general under him, Wolf King Chong Shan Yin. This time's request is because he has placed his hopes on Chong Shan Yin. He Bai explained. He Cheng mumbled. Rank 5 lurking soul coat Gu is no issue, I have one with me. But mutated wolf group would have to be purchased from Treasure Yellow Heaven. I will have to request brother for this. Heibai quickly shook his hand. Brother, you don't have to be so polite. I still need to rely on nephew to enter Imperial Court and find Immortal Gu Wooden Chicken in 88 Truyong Building. Hei Cheng heaved a long sigh and said with an exhausted voice, Great strength true martial physique needs a strength path Immortal Gu to advance to Gu Immortal Realm. Unfortunately, Immortal Gu are very difficult to find, our Hei tribe also does not have any strength path Immortal Gu. Success and failure is decided by heaven, we can only try our best. We have already done all we can, now everything will depend on Hei Lulan's efforts and luck. Parents are truly constantly worrying about their children. Heibai sighed inwardly and said his farewell to Hei Cheng. After he returned to his Kumyu blessed land, he immediately connected to Treasure Yellow Heaven and started buying mutated wolves. Wolf emperors could be considered as a strength of blessed land, it was very hard to find Gu immortals selling them. But mutated wolves were only equivalent to rank 4 and were much easier to find. Heibai was not worried, mutated beasts were not rare and precious goods, and as long as one had sufficient immortal essence stones, they could buy a large group of them. Of course, spending a lot to buy the mutated wolf group was a loss to Heibai. But he was planning for a Immortal Gu in 88 Truyong Building, and it was right for him to invest in the early stages. Imperial Court blessed land was the work of giant Sun Immortal Venerable, and unless one reached rank 9, no Gu immortals could enter inside. After the news of buying mutated wolf group in high price was spread, Heibai soon received a divine sense from someone called Fox Immortal. Fox Immortal had over 100 mutated wolves and quoted a rather high price for them. They were clearly taking advantage of Heibai's difficulty. Heibai had already anticipated such a situation, it was only that he had not expected this, Fox Immortal, to move so quickly at the chance. He gnashed his teeth and bought this group of mutated wolves. The one selling this group of mutated wolves was none other than Little Hu Immortal, who had received Fang Yuan's instructions. Previously, they had resold Immortal Gu recipes and earned dozen or so Immortal Essence stones. Fang Yuan had then instructed Little Hu Immortal to purchase Purple Crystal Relic Gu and also look for any wolf groups sold cheaply at Treasure Yellow Heaven, and buy them. Thus, Hu Immortal Blessed Land had accumulated over 100 mutated wolves, among them were Blood Forest Wolf, Berserk Wolf, Shark Fin Wolf, White Eyes Wolf and others. Now, by reselling these mutated wolves at high price to Heibai, they had profited quite a bit. As for Fang Yuan, he was calmly resting in the camp, waiting for Hei tribe's assistance. Chapter 529 Diligence Despite Transmigration. 529 Diligence Despite Transmigration. Translator. Chibi General. Editor. Chibi General. It was difficult to move through the muddy swamp, but Ma tribe's army was in high spirits. The happiness of annexing Do tribe army as well as the excitement of a decisive victory could still be seen on everyone's faces. Ma Yingjia was riding a horse, and as he looked at the generals and soldiers around him with satisfaction, as an investigative GU master brought him the latest battle reports. He opened up the documents and read, Hei tribe and Lu tribe has begun to fight. The first battle resulted in a draw, and currently, both are garrisoned opposite each other. The situation is in a stalemate. Yi Lui army was ambushed at night by the 7 Army Alliance. Yi Lui Sang was very powerful and defeated 6 rank 5 experts one after another, but he was only one person and was unable to save the situation. Currently, Yi Lui tribe's remnant army is fleeing towards Qing'an region. Rat King Zhang Baoya has accepted Yang tribe's invitation and has officially entered Yang tribe's alliance. Nu Ertu army has not resumed their expedition, instead resting and capturing huge numbers of leopard groups. These battle reports caused Ma Yingjia to smile with joy. Hei Lulan and Lu Wenwu are popular candidates to win this time's Imperial Court contest. I did not think these two would confront each other this early, it will be good if they both suffer. Since Yi Lui Sang obtained Immortal Gu, he is a one-man army. But for Yi Lui tribe to be suddenly attacked by the 7 armies, Snowy Mountain most likely has influence behind it. Ma tribe, to advance to a super tribe, had secretly joined hands with demonic path Gu immortals who were coveting after 88 Truyong Building. Ma Yingjia was Ma tribe's young tribe leader and thus was aware of the undurable deals of the tribes. Northern Plains was like a huge chessboard while the Gu immortals were the chess players. Besides righteous path Gu masters, demonic path Gu immortals also had their own pawns whom they supported. And as the tribes with Huang Jin bloodline were willing to join hands with demonic path Gu immortals in order to have a better survival chance. If they lost in the struggle for Imperial Court, these tribes would often enter the blessed lands of the demonic path Gu immortals to escape from the blizzard disaster. Immortal Gu were rare. Yi Lui tribe's supreme elder had entrusted an immortal Gu to Yi Lui Sang. It was equivalent to placing a bet in this game. According to the rules set by Giant Sun Immortal Venerable, as long as immortal Gu were snatched by mortals in the struggle for imperial court, the Gu immortals cannot take them back. Such a huge bet had its corresponding risk. It was because of the immortal Gu on Yi Lui Sang that caused him to be the target of Gu immortals. Thus they incited 7 armies to ambush Yi Lui army. Rat King has joined Yang tribe, which means an alliance of Rat King and Eagle King Yang Po Ying, causing this underdog Yang tribe to become a new contender to win the struggle for imperial court. But Yang tribe's foundations are far inferior to our Ma tribe, and Rat King was also already crippled. They aren't of much threat to us. Although Nu too is called Leopard King, his leopard group has been inflicted heavy losses. However, he has been capturing wild leopard groups by himself without asking for help from the Gu immortal behind him. This is a bit strange. But overall, my Ma tribe's situation is still much better. Our next opponents are weaker than us. As long as we keep on winning, continue to devour other tribes and expand, our hopes of entering imperial court will become bigger and bigger. Ma Yingjia could not help clenching his fists at this, his eyes letting out a fierce light. The ambitions and goals of a man were pushing him to establish great feats and accomplishments. And at the same time, within the high-spirited army was a little girl, who was weeping in a carriage. Lady Xiaoyun, don't keep on grieving. Your father's death was a heart-rending event, but you need to eat, if not you will faint from hunger. Beside the little girl, the anxious Fei Kai was comforting her in a clumsy way. This weeping little girl was none other than Zhao Lianyun. Her father, Zhao tribe's leader, had sacrificed his life in the previous large battle. Losing the protection of the father who loved her dearly, Zhao Lianyun immediately felt her world toppling. On the very night of her father's death, her stepmother remarried the new Zhao tribe leader, and Zhao Lianyun's position took a sharp dive. There will always be deaths in war, this is normal. My father was also killed by others. Fei Kai continued to persuade Zhao Lianyun when he saw she was still crying. Zhao Lianyun suddenly raised her head while sobbing, looking at Fei Kai with an insoluble hatred in her tear-filled eyes, and kicked him. You idiot, you don't even know how to comfort people. The sorrow in her heart was not fake. Although she inexplicably arrived in this world and it had not been long since her arrival, her father's love towards her was filled with sincerity. She was very grateful for this genuine love, and her dependence on him had slowly grown into true affection. But now, her father had died in the battlefield, making her alone and helpless. Missy, you were hiding here, you really caused much trouble for me. Quick, follow me, your mother is calling you. At this time, the curtain of the carriage was lifted open by the old caretaker, who then grabbed Zhao Lianyun's small arm. Zhao Lianyun struggled and shouted, "My mother is dead, she is not my mother. I won't go. This is not up to you." The old caretaker scoffed and tried to forcibly drag Zhao Lianyun out of the carriage. When she had been serving Zhao Lianyun, she was teased and pranked by Zhao Lianyun time and again. Now, as she looked at Zhao Lianyun's miserable state, the old caretaker felt the pleasure of taking revenge. Let go of Lady Xiaoyun. Fei Kai shouted and punched the old caretaker. The old caretaker fell out of the carriage from this heavy punch. She stood up and touched her eye that had become purple from the bruise. She screamed in a shrill voice, "You hit me, a slave dared to hit a civilian. Who gave you such big guts? I will report you, you are going to die. You will be skinned alive and your corpse will be hung up in the sunlight till it dries up." The old caretaker was extremely furious, and with her unkempt hair and sinister gaze, she looked like a hopping old hen. However, her scream had indeed attracted the surrounding people. Fei Kai clenched his fists and furiously stared at the old caretaker while firmly protecting Zhao Lianyun behind him. Zhao Lianyun pushed aside Fei Kai's arm and stood on the carriage. Her fair face still had tear stains. She looked at the old caretaker and scoffed. What was it? You want to punish Fei Kai? All right, report him, but according to the rules, you need to first inform his master to demand compensation. Since it is so, go look for young tribe leader. Fei Kai is Lord Ma Yingjia's slave leader. What? The old caretaker cried out in shock. Her screams abruptly stopped and the anger in her heart dissipated like a tide, only leaving behind an extreme terror. This rash stupid kid was actually Lord Ma Yingjia's personal slave. Moreover, he was Lord Ma Yingjia's slave leader who was in charge of his everyday life. One needed to look at the owner before beating the dog. The old caretaker might be a civilian with a status higher than that of a slave, but it was a different matter when Fei Kai was Ma Yingjia's slave leader. If she truly reported recklessly, she might instead be sacrificed by Zhao tribe. After the shock, the old caretaker who had lost her face greatly looked gloomy. She rigidly stared at Zhao Lianyun. Little girl, even young tribe leader Ma Yingjia's slave leader cannot protect you. You are a person of Zhao tribe, even after your death, you will be our Zhao tribe's ghost. Your mother is our Zhao tribe's current tribe lady. Listen to me properly, tribe lady has already arranged your marriage to Wei tribe's eldest young master. Now behave properly. What? Zhao Lianyun involuntarily cried out. Marrying to Wei tribe's eldest young master is your blessing. The old caretaker sinisterly smiled. Zhao Lianyun's whole body shook and fell down on the wooden board of the carriage. Lady Xiaoyun, Fei Kai quickly supported her. The old caretaker felt incomparable pleasure at this sight and left with immense satisfaction. She still needed report to Zhao tribe's tribe lady. Zhao Lianyun was expressionlessly, this immense shock left her in a dazed state filled with despair, allowing Fei Kai to hold her in the carriage. For 3 days, she curled up at a corner of the carriage, without moving or speaking. Fei Kai's persuasion was of no use, and could only helplessly feed her. Zhao Lianyun was like a wooden puppet, letting Fei Kai control her. Fei Kai also could not accompany her all the time, and every time Ma Yingjia summoned him, he would immediately leave. This sudden change of events and this ice-cold reality shattered the foolish pride Zhao Lianyun had as a transmigrator. She suddenly had a profound realization, a transmigrator is nothing special. Why did I think I could whip up a storm in this world after being so ordinary in my previous world? Moreover, women were discriminated in Northern Plains and were treated as goods to be used for political marriage. Northern Plains women could only adhere to men and could not refuse a man's forceful marriage. This was a rule set by Giant Sun Immortal Venerable. Previously, when she heard of Giant Sun Immortal Venerable's deeds, she felt like she was listening to a story, listening to a legend of a hero. But now, she was personally experiencing the torment caused by Giant Sun Immortal Venerable. Women are like clothes while brothers are like our hands and feet. This was the favorite catchphrase of Giant Sun Immortal Venerable. He pulled apart the status of man and woman to an extremely unfair level. Now he had become the most detestable person in Zhao Lianyun's heart. No wonder Su Xian's night elopement story pierced so deep into people's hearts, causing Northern Plains women to eagerly imitate it. Rather than passively suffering fate's arrangement, it is better to take the initiative to chase after one's happiness. But this carries unknown risks. As she thought of this, Zhao Lianyun's awareness of the vile living environment deepened by another layer. Wei tribe's eldest young master is a famous trash. He is fat like a pig with pockmarks all over his face and only at rank 1 peak stage but is extremely lecherous and very fickle-hearted. It is because of his incompetence, Wei tribe's young tribe leader position went to his younger brother. I won't marry that pig even if I die. But what should I do? I am only a mortal, and since I haven't reached 13, I cannot awaken my aperture and cannot cultivate. It is also possible that I don't have any cultivation aptitude. And the person who killed my father is Do Yi, a rank 5 GU master who has sided with Ma tribe now and is now a higher up of the alliance. Who can I rely on? What path should I take? Bewilderment, hesitation and fear filled Zhao Lianyun's heart. In the early morning of the 4th day, Fei Kai lifted up the carriage curtain and entered with food and clean water. The light of the dawn followed the curtain opening and shone on Zhao Lianyun's face. Zhao Lianyun woke up, slowly opening her swollen eyes. You brought food. She grabbed the food from Fei Kai's hand and began to devour it. Lady Xiaoyun, are you okay? Fei Kai was happy at this change. Yes, I have thought it through, it is better to rely on myself. Although I have been bound by the wedding betrothment, it can only be implemented when I am 16. I still have time. Zhao Lianyun's gaze shone like fire. Ah, Lady Xiaoyun, you don't accept the betrothal. Fei Kai was startled. In his impression, Northern Plains could only accept their fate when their marriage was decided. Zhao Lianyun rolled her eyes and spoke in a righteous tone. HMPH, I am not an ordinary person, I absolutely won't compromise. But I cannot go to the tribe now and can only live here for some time, and rely on you Fei Kai. No problem. Fei Kai patted his chest, laughing foolishly. Zhao Lianyun's heart warmed and her tone turned softer. Fei Kai, your father also died in battlefield. Yes, he died. I was heartbroken during that time. But death is normal in Northern Plains. Father died in battle, he died a glorious death. Fei Kai said with a smile. As expected, winner takes it all. Under the dazzling and splendid throne lies a path of bones. Zhao Lianyun sighed. Before cursing, what a scam, I crossed over to this world and have yet to mature but my fate has already been decided by others, I can't even begin to feel anger. A letter was placed in front of Fang Yuan. This special letter was openly sent by the enemy and was now brought over by cunning gentleman Sun Shihan. Fang Yuan opened it and read. This letter was personally written by Chong Biao, reminiscing the past and how they were on opposite sides now. He was inviting Wolf King to have a discussion before the battle and reminisce about the old times. And at that time, he could let Chong Jiyu meet his father. Great ploy. Fang Yuan scoffed and placed down the letter. At this time, Sun Shihan smiled. The mutated wolf group and rank 5 lurking soul coat Jiyu have both arrived. But the higher-ups of the alliance are hesitating because of this letter. They are hoping Lord Wolf King would battle against your kin in the name of righteousness to prove your innocence. Otherwise, I'm afraid this mutated wolf group. Chibi General Translator, blame yourself for not having your OP-MC hacks. Something like an AI chip or an old man stuck in your brain would easily get you out of this. Chapter 530, Adjusting his appearance for him. Chapter 530, Adjusting his appearance for him. Lu Tribe Defense Line, inside the camp tent. Mother, what kind of person was father? Chong Jiyu had a hesitant expression. After a long while, he asked the burning question in his heart. He had never met Chong Shanyin, back then when Chong Shanyin's mother died from poison, and when Chong Shanyin fought to the death with Ha Tu Jiyu, Chong Jiyu was only an unborn child in his mother's womb. His mother Ni Shui Tong had a frowned expression as she breathed out, using a nostalgic tone. My child, has your heart wavered? Don't forget our current circumstances. Don't worry about your father, he is a legend in Northern Plains. Back then he killed Ha Tu Jiyu and the bandits single-handedly. He is a hero who exterminated a great threat for the people. Chong Jiyu interrupted his mother. Mother, I'm sick of hearing that. Since birth, I've been hearing these stories all my life. Wherever I go, whatever I do, people will say, oh look, as expected of Chong Shanyin's son. Father is like the eagle in the sky, flying high and casting his shadow on the ground. In a few days, I will be meeting him. My heart is in a mess, I just want to hear his. Chong Jiyu was still speaking, when the tent flap was opened, as a domineering middle-aged man with a powerful aura walked in. It was Chong Tribe's current tribe leader, Chong Shanyin's brother, rank 4 upper stage wind path expert, Chong Biao. Greetings to Lord Stepfather. Chong Jiyu quickly paid respects. My child, go out first, I need to talk with your mother. Chong Biao said gently. Yes. Chong Jiyu had to leave the tent. Once the flap was closed, with the guards outside, there were only Chong Biao and Ni Shui Tong left in the tent. Husband, Ni Shui Tong jumped into Chong Biao's embrace, tears flowing out of her weak and feeble eyes. Sigh, I know you have been feeling terrible these days. Chong Biao embraced Ni Shui Tong as he caressed her hair softly. At the same time, he used his Jiyu worm to isolate the place from the outside. Ni Shui Tong sobbed. Yuer has been asking me about Chong Shanyin again, what should I say? Do you know, just now I had the urge and almost told him the truth, that he is not Chong Shanyin's flesh and blood, that he is the crystallization of our love. Chong Biao's body shuddered, he was also feeling great conflict and pain in his heart. He solemnly said, this is all my fault for being useless. Back then we were childhood friends, it was Chong Shanyin who came into the picture abruptly and lusted after your beauty. On the day of our marriage, he snatched you away. I was not his match, I could only find you at night secretly and that resulted in our son Chong Jiyu. But once he was born, if his bloodline was examined, the truth would be out and we would be doomed. Thus, I and Ha Tu Jiyu cooperated and plotted against Chong Shanyin. Next, I used my status as Chong Shanyin's brother to marry you and make Chong Jiyu my godson. These years, although the tribe isn't in good shape, this is the happiest years of our lives. Chong Jiyu was successfully made young tribe leader by me, but precisely so, you cannot expose this secret. Once the secret is exposed, Chong Biao and Ni Shui Tong would get publicly shamed, they would be called an adulterous couple, and they will never be able to raise their heads again. They even caused harm to an expert of the tribe, for their own selfish motives, they disregarded the tribe's situation, it was truly a heinous crime. As for Chong Jiyu, he would be the shameful, illegitimate child. Be it his young tribe leader position, or Chong Biao's tribe leader position, they would be at risk of being taken, as people with ambitions would target them. Righteous Path had its own rules. All along, Chong Biao had been taking care of his deceased brother's wife, and treated his godson as his own. Such brotherhood was admirable, such gracefulness was praised widely. And exactly because of this, Chong Biao held a small advantage and became Chong tribe's new tribe leader. Once this truth was exposed, he would lose everything. The ambitionists in the tribe would not let him go. In order to recruit Chong Shanyin, Lu Wenwu would not give up this chance. By then, his only option would be to escape with Ni Shui Tong and his own flesh and blood Chong Jiyu, becoming a demonic Jiyu master. He would be despised by his tribe, and chased by his tribe. Why is longevity heaven doing this to us? We love each other so dearly, yet we end up in such a spot. Chong Shanyin was the real culprit. He is an evil person, why is he praised? As for us, we can only wear a mask to live, even lying to our own son. Ni Shui Tong cried profusely, she was very emotional. These days, she had been under a lot of pressure. Ever since Chong Shanyin reappeared, she had not been sleeping well, her former nightmare reappeared, causing her to fall into deep worry. Do you think that Lu Tribe Alliance leader is trying to recruit Chong Shanyin? If Chong Shanyin agrees, would we have to go back to that life? Chong Shanyin is taking revenge everywhere now, will he find out the fact that we plotted against him? If he returns to the tribe, what will we do? Lying in her lover's embrace, Ni Shui Tong asked multiple questions as she raised her neck. It won't happen, it won't. Don't think of it as such a severe situation. Chong Biao gently consoled the woman of his life. Firstly, Chong Shanyin has not found out we were the culprit. Otherwise, with his nature, he would have declared it long ago and caused our reputation to go down the drain. He is only suspicious of Chong tribe having a traitor, but he does not know who. Lu Alliance leader does want to recruit Chong Shanyin, he is Wolf King after all, an enslavement path master, any alliance would welcome him and get his assistance. But Lord Lu Wenwu is not a normal person, he knows clearly in his heart that there is little hope of getting the Wolf King to come over, his greatest intention is to sow discord and waver the Wolf King's fighting spirit. Think about it, Chong Shanyin does not know about Chong Jiyu's true identity, he thinks this is his son. As a father, what would he be thinking? Blood is thicker than water, when Chong Shanyin thinks about Chong Jiyu being killed by his wolf group, would he go all out in the upcoming battle? Is that so? Ni Shui Tong heard this and calmed down. Alright, stop worrying, I am here. Chong Biao patted Ni Shui Tong's back with an affectionate gaze. The tent was filled with the warmth of love. But this kind of atmosphere, how long would it last? Neither Chong Biao nor Ni Shui Tong had any confidence in this. Whoosh, a person broke the large lizard house goose window and crashed in. Cunning gentleman Sun Shihan sprawled on the ground, his face was bruised as he shouted loudly with a fearful and vicious expression, Wolf King attacked me. He is revolting, he is murdering us, help, save me. Sun Shihan was a popular person near Heilu Lan, his shouts quickly attracted many Jiyu masters. Fang Yuan snorted, jumping out of the window and giving Sun Shihan another kick. Sun Shihan did not dare to activate his Jiyu worm, he could only evade. But Fang Yuan changed his attack just in time, sweeping with his right fist and slamming into Sun Shihan's nose. Sun Shihan groaned, just as he got up from the ground, he fell again. His entire face was full of blood, his nose bridge was broken and 2 of his front teeth fell out, he was in a pathetic state. But the Jiyu masters who came did not do anything, they breathed a sigh of relief secretly. Be it Fang Yuan or Sun Shihan, they did not use their Jiyu worms. This was not breaking the rules, it was merely a small scuffle. When people interacted, there was bound to be conflict. As arguments occur, it was normal to get physical. As long as Jiyu worms were not used to fight, the poison vow would not be violated. Chong Shanyin, you are too arrogant. Your wife and children are at the enemy's camp, I am only reminding you out of kindness, you actually got furious and beat me. You are definitely guilty. Sun Shihan crawled up, shouting with his shrill voice. The words caused the surrounding Jiyu masters to talk among themselves. Chong tribe and Chong Shanyin's relationship was known to all. These days, He tribe army had been talking about it. Seeing Sun Shihan's smug and vicious gaze, Fang Yuan laughed in disdain, he did not say a thing, but instead, responded with his fist. Bam bam bam, Fang Yuan's attacks were full of strength, although Sun Shihan had some strength path foundation, how could it compare to Fang Yuan's immense investment in the strength path? After several moves, he was beaten on the floor again, lying there as he was punched and kicked. Wolf King is amazing, although he is an enslavement path master, his strength path foundation is very strong. Everyone was shocked. Great fight, I had wanted to thrash this scoundrel cunning gentleman long ago. Some of the army's higher-ups smirked. Chong Shanyin, you think I am easy to bully. Sun Shihan was thrashed until his body felt pain all over, his head was in a daze as his heart was filled with rage and humiliation. You still have the strength to speak. Fang Yuan snorted as he unleashed another round of punches. Sun Shihan was beaten to a pulp, he vomited blood as his front teeth all fell off, Even the teeth at the back of his mouth were shaking. Wolf King is so ruthless. Sun Shihan is a rank 4 expert after all, to think he was beaten defenseless, what a weakling. Stupid. He made a poison vow and could not use GU worms. In terms of close combat, Wolf King is an enslavement path master, he would definitely be suppressed by Sun Shihan. The discussions became louder, be it Chong Shanyin or Sun Shihan, they were people with great authority. Right now they were brawling it out, such a scene was rare, everyone was watching with bright eyes. Sun Shihan heard the comments and felt humiliated, he almost gritted his teeth off. Although he barely had any left. He wanted to resist, but neither his strength nor moves were Fang Yuan's match, he could not take a thrashing. Endure, I must endure. If I use a GU, I would truly lose. I need to wait for Alliance leader to come and uphold justice for me, Chong Shanyin will get it. Sun Shihan screamed in his heart. Alliance leader is here, greetings to Lord Alliance leader. The surrounding people went into chaos as they quickly gave way. He Lu Lan, Hao Ji Lu and others came to the area. Seeing this, He Lu Lan frowned as he asked Fang Yuan coldly, what is going on? Sun Shihan's body shuddered, using a mystical source of strength, he struggled as he crawled up and shouted, Alliance leader, please seek justice for me. Plop. Before he finished, Fang Yuan stepped on his head as he used great force, causing Sun Shihan's entire face to sink into the soil. He Lu Lan shouted loudly, stop it. Wolf King, what are you doing? He is revolting. He is revolting. Sun Shihan shouted loudly, his mouth was filled with soil as he spoke unclearly. Fang Yuan sneered, exerting strength and stepping 3 times, burying Sun Shihan's voice in the soil. Sun Shihan's nose and mouth were blocked, his head also suffered a great hit, he felt dizzy and suffocation, his limbs struggled wildly but he could do nothing against Fang Yuan's strength. He Lu Lan's face turned pitch black like charcoal. Fang Yuan's gaze was like a dagger, staring coldly at him and the GU masters behind him. Can't you all see what I am doing? I am thrashing him. He Lu Lan stared at Fang Yuan angrily, shouting, Wolf King, give me a clear explanation, why did you beat him up? Are you really trying to rebel? Fang Yuan laughed in disdain, saying slowly, no need to be angry He tribe leader, if I wanted to rebel, why would I need to make such a din? Saying so, he let go of Sun Shihan. Sun Shihan lost the pressure and bounced up, desperately gasping for air like he was suffocating. But Fang Yuan stepped again, this time, on his right cheek. Sun Shihan used both his hands to pull Fang Yuan's feet, but he was already weak and out of energy. Just like this, he was stepped on the face by someone in public, his reputation was ruined. Fang Yuan said slowly and casually, although I have not thought of rebelling, I do not want any schemes or plots to fall on my wife and children. During the battle, I will do my part and fight with my full strength. By then, if they die, that would be their honor to die on the battlefield. Since I, Wolf King, have joined the He army, I would not change my stance just because of relationships. However, saying so, he raised his head as he laughed arrogantly, it is your own business to be suspicious, that has nothing to do with me. All the mutated beast groups that I want are exchanged using my battle merit, this is a fair trade. I have never owed you anything. Hey tribe leader, if you are suspicious of me, you can take away the mutated beast wolf groups and not let me control them. In the future battle, I swear in the name of the Wolf King, I will still go all out. You, He Lu Lan was furious. Fang Yuan ignored his threat, and in fact, threatened him instead. Being suspicious is your problem, you can keep the mutated wolves to yourselves. If we lose the battle, that will be your responsibility. Can He Lu Lan not give them to him? He had the great strength true martial physique, even if he used Dark Limit Immortal GU, he was starting to feel the inability to suppress it. He needed a Strength Path Immortal GU to advance to GU Immortal Realm. However, Wolf King created a din and made everyone know about this. If he did not give him the mutated beast group, what would the army think of him? They would think that He Lu Lan refused to utilize Wolf King despite him being here. Like the saying goes, a man being used cannot be suspected while a suspected man cannot be used. If he loses the battle, everyone would begrudge He Lu Lan. Good, you are amazing Wolf King. He Lu Lan's gaze was cold, he laughed out of anger. Of course I know the Wolf King's loyalty, but why did you beat up Sun Shihan? He is your alliance mate, the enemy is before us, yet you engage in internal scuffle, what are you trying to do? He. Fang Yuan shrugged. This is my fault, because this Sun Shihan looks way too ugly, he made my heart feel bad. Thus, I thrashed him and adjusted his appearance for him, as expected, he looks much better now. This was my personal action, I will take responsibility for it. According to the rules, I have to compensate Sun Shihan 10,000 battle merits, no worries, I will compensate him. Sun Shihan heard this and his anger rushed to his brain, he vomited out a mouthful of blood and fainted. The words made all the GU master experts present unable to hold in their laughter. It was too satisfying. There were many who were unhappy with this scoundrel Sun Shihan. Fang Yuan's assault was truly soothing their hearts. Even Tai Bai Yunsheng's gaze towards Fang Yuan turned to admiration. He felt that although this Chong Shan Yin was ruthless, he did not strike at his family, but still maintained his righteousness and standpoint, he had his limits and was a true man. He Lu Lan's expression turned even darker. Sun Shihan was his man, Fang Yuan beating him up in public was also slapping He Lu Lan's face. Fang Yuan said it easily, but his battle merits were still in the negative. But what could He Lu Lan do? To deal with Lu tribe army, he needed to rely on the Wolf King's strength. Threatening the Wolf King was to make him carry the sin of killing his own tribesmen, so that his reputation would be affected, allowing He Lu Lan to control him more easily. But since threats had no effect, He Lu Lan only had one option left, that was to comply. Chapter 531 Huge Battle 1 Quarter. Chapter 531 Huge Battle 1 Quarter. The mornings of northern plains were getting colder. White frost covered the grassland, and people blew out vapor when they breathed. The two armies, with hundreds of thousands of soldiers, were confronting each other. Banners fluttered in the sky and the troops' formation were as dense as forests. Lu tribe and He tribe had rested and reorganized for over a dozen days after the first battle before sending the war letter, and today, they both came out to battle once again. Second brother, you went out the previous time, it is my turn now. Mo Shiquang restlessly shouted and impatiently charged towards the front. Mo Shiquang's white hair fluttered, his black skin and panther-like eyes shone, his momentum was thunderous as he shouted, who seeks death? This black barbarian again. He tribe's higher-ups felt anger and fear at the sight of Mo Shiquang. In the battle before, many rank 4 GU masters had lost their lives at Mo Shiquang's hands. Mo Shiquang's brutal fighting style caused people to be fearful. He Lu Lan scoffed, his expression much relaxed than before. He looked at the two new faces in the main tent. Who among you would like to go first? These two were Gao Yang and Zhu Zai, rank 4 peak stage GU masters. Their name of Demonic Path's twin demons was spread far and wide. In their early days, Demonic Path's twin demons had received Tai Bai Yunsheng's grace and swore to repay him. Not long ago, Tai Bai Yunsheng used a letter GU to try calling them. And a few days ago, they took the initiative to side with He tribe army. The addition of the two of them immediately filled the gap between He tribe and Lu tribe army and allowed He tribe's higher ranked strength to be free from the previous strained circumstances. Demonic Path's twin demons were inseparable, but the rule of the challenge was that every side could only send one person to battle. The two glanced at each other, already having discussed according to the intel He tribe had given them. Zhu Zai stood up and slightly bowed, I shall go. He Lu Lan nodded. Mo Shiquang stared at Zhu Zai's arrival, revealing a happy expression. A rank 4 peak stage, good, good. But you don't look that impressive, I hope you won't go down with just a few punches. Zhu Zai snorted and activated a GU, his body then rapidly charged forward like an artillery shell. Mo Shiquang stood at the spot while licking his dried lips, prepared to receive the attack. Boom! Zhu Zai ruthlessly smashed against Mo Shiquang, creating an explosive sound like that of crackling thunder. The berserk collision of strength resulted in Zhu Zai retreating several steps while Mo Shiquang was directly sent flying. Third brother, be careful. This person is Zhu Zai of the Demonic Path's twin demons, he cultivates Strength Path. Lu Wenwu reminded in a loud voice from the main tent. Ha ha ha, Strength Path GU Master. Great, I like fighting with such exciting opponents. Mo Shiquang spurted out blood from the injury. He jumped up from the ground, the injury making him more excited instead. A crazed look appeared on his coal-like inky black skin, a loud sound echoed, his aura started surging and Mo Shiquang charged towards Zhu Zai. Courting death. Zhu Zai smiled sinisterly as he pounced forward as well. Boom boom boom. The two sides engaged in close combat, their attacks were so fierce and heavy that the collision produced a series of explosive sounds. Mo Shiquang was a Chi Path GU master and was using his weakness to fight the enemy's strong point, but he unexpectedly was not in a disadvantage while fighting such an intense battle with the Strength Path GU master Zhu Zai. Strange, could it be that this Mo Shiquang cultivates both Chi and Strength Path? He tribe camp was in a state of shock. It is not like that, Mo Shi Kuang looks like he is fighting close combat, but in truth, his punches are not really landing physically, instead he has a translucent chi armor over his body which he explodes by using chi explosion GU at the same time, creating an explosive strength comparable to strength path. Cunning gentleman Sun Shihan said in a solemn voice. He was specialized in investigating and with careful observation, he managed to see through the trick Mo Shi Kuang was playing. By synergizing with Chi Explosion GU, Chi Armor GU became a weapon that could both attack and defend. GU masters relied on their wits to use GU. Often, the coordination of different GU worms could form a complementing effect. This Mo Shi Kuang is really fierce. This is the first time I saw someone actually suppressing Brother Zhu Zai head-on. Gao Yang's expression was solemn. He had been observing the battle since the start. He was extremely familiar with Zhu Zai and understood Zhu Zai was already using almost all his strength, but the enemy, however, was moving so easily and was clearly much relaxed. Suddenly, the mad growl of a boar exploded in the air. The beast phantom of a Grand Emperor boar that was as large as an elephant and had awe-inspiring might, appeared in the air. Grand Emperor boar was a mutated boar, its strength could not be looked down on. After dozen or so moves, Zhu Zai finally unleashed a beast phantom. Instantly, his offensive power rose sharply and Mo Shi Kuang was caught unprepared as the huge strength struck him and sent him rolling on the ground. Zhu Zai took the chance to chase him and activated his trump card. The Grand Emperor boar phantom gradually disappeared from the air before condensing again. Moreover, another 2 Grand Emperor boar phantoms also appeared. 3 Grand Emperor boar strength. Boom! The enormous strength burst out, causing Zhu Zai's every punch to create sonic booms. Mo Shi Kuang felt a sense of crisis and laughed madly. Interesting. Come, I will show you my true strength. He activated his movement GU and swiftly flew up, easily dodging the attack of Zhu Zai's 3 boar strength. Zhu Zai's punch landed on the ground, creating a huge crater with stones and mud flying everywhere. Mo Shi Kuang's white hair fluttered in the air as he hovered in the air. He then sent punches after punches towards Zhu Zai. Ora ora ora. Fist chi smashed down like a meteor rain. Zhu Zai kept on dodging while also striking back and destroying these fist chi. But soon after, he was falling into a disadvantage. Facing a chi path opponent, Zhu Zai's strength path's most common weakness started becoming obvious. He was not like Fang Yuan who had strength chi GU. Zhu Zai lacked long-range attacking methods, and Mo Shi Kuang was able to quickly suppress him after changing his battle tactics. Not good, Brother Zhu Zai won't be able to hold on if he keeps on defending. Gao Yang knew Zhu Zai's strengths and weaknesses, and was very anxious at this scene as he immediately asked to be sent to battle. He Lulan also saw the unfavorable situation and immediately agreed. A mere variant human, I will teach you a lesson. Gao Yang softly shouted. Mist started curling around him before condensing into a ribbon that pushed him forward. Don't even think of using numbers as an advantage. Yang Bai Sang snorted and moved almost at the same time. His speed was very fast, intercepting Gao Yang midway. Gao Yang was concerned about Zhu Zai and did not even have any thoughts of fighting Yang Bai Sang as he activated Cloud Rope GU from a distance. Milky white mist surged around Yang Bai Sang before condensing into a rope which firmly bound him. Gao Yang was specialized in defense and pinning down enemies, while Zhu Zai was specialized in attacking and investigation. The cooperation between the two complemented each other very well. Yang Bai Sang struggled, the cloud rope shook and broke before condensing again, and actually had the signs of multiplying. Yang Bai Sang was furious as he started transferring his primeval essence into Asura Zombie GU in his aperture and transforming into a zombie. With the transformation into Asura Zombie, his defense and strength surged rapidly. Yang Bai Sang growled and completely broke the cloud rope with 3 times the strength. He stamped his foot and flew to the air, blocking Gao Yang again. Asura Zombie was one of the 5 great flying zombie GU, it naturally had the ability to fly. Gao Yang simply did not want to tangle with Yang Bai Sang. His brows furrowed deeply as he looked at Yang Bai Sang blocking him again, and knew the other wanted to provide time for Mo Shi Kuang to kill Zhu Zai. At this thought, he directly activated his trump card GU. Rank 5, Treacherous Cloud Wave GU. His primeval sea rapidly fell down, almost lowering by half. A gray cloud that was as big as a carriage surged with dark red light floating inside, and rapidly flew towards Yang Bai Sang. Yang Bai Sang moved around and dodged few times, but this cloud followed him like a shadow and finally covered him. The instant Yang Bai Sang was struck by Treacherous Cloud Wave GU, he felt his sense of direction was lost, his mind seemed to work extremely slowly and his thoughts were slowed down by many times. He could not differentiate which way was east and which was west, and even lost the sense of up and down, left and right. For a moment, as he was covered in the gray cloud, he was like a headless fly that was tossing around in the sky. Mo Shi Kuang, don't be too rampant. Gao Yang left Yang Bai Sang and finally was able to reinforce Zhu Zai in time. The two combined their strength, and with their deep tacit understanding, even Mo Shi Kuang, who was fierce and fearless, was being gradually suppressed. But the three had exchanged no more than over 20 moves when they heard Yang Bai Sang's shout, Asura transformation. Instantly, 6 thick arms which looked like they were casted in bronze stretched out through the gray cloud. From outside, one could vaguely see the figure, inside the gray cloud, inflating like a balloon. Yang Bai Sang used his killer move, his battle strength exploding by several times. His body shook, shaking the dim and lightless gray cloud into dispersing. You despicable scoundrels, die! Yang Bai Sang was thoroughly furious as he flew into the air and attacked Gao Yang and Zhu Zai with Mo Shi Kuang. With such an expert joining the battle, Zhu Zai and Gao Yang were forced to passively defend. The situation had dramatically turned into that of a crisis. Alliance leader, Gao Yang and Zhu Zai are experts we must have, we cannot let them die like this. Tai Bai Yunsheng saw the situation had turned bad and immediately spoke up. Sir's words are reasonable. He Lu Lan was solemn, and suddenly stood up from his seat. Although Gao Yang and Zhu Zai had joined them, He tribe was still weaker than Lu tribe in terms of higher ranked strength. He Lu Lan waved his hand, and just like what he saw Fang Yuan doing, sent the order for an all-out war. The command was sent and the army began to move. Lu Wenwu sneered. You could not win an expert's challenge and now come to gang up. Good, I will accompany you. Bugles rang and war drums shook the battlefield. Lu tribe army also moved out. Two sides, both with hundreds of thousands of soldiers, surged towards the other like a torrent. The distance between the two armies was quickly cut down, and when they were few hundred steps afar, GU masters began to attack almost at the same time. For a moment, large numbers of pill fire, icicles, bone spears and wind blades shot towards the enemies. Light armors, bone shields, water barriers and all kinds of defensive abilities were also activated. The originally simple scene had turned into a gorgeous painting of all colors. Boom boom boom, the attacks from both sides landed on each other almost at the same time. Like a rainstorm falling down on the lake, ripples started spreading. Only a few GU masters with bad luck died or were heavily injured in the intense storm of attack. Most of the GU masters continued to attack till the army of the both sides collided. Like the collision of two torrents, blood splattered and chaos descended. Chapter 532 Huge Battle 2 Quarters. Chapter 532 Huge Battle 2 Quarters. At once, even Gao Yang, Zhu Zai, Mo Shi Kuang, and Yang Bai Sang's battles were interrupted by the huge influx of people. The two armies intertwined completely, as fighting sounds erupted and filled the heavens. Waterfall GU. In the chaotic battle, Water Demon Hao Ji Lu pushed with his palms as a great current burst forth, sweeping the GU masters in front of him irregardless of alliance. Great Tornado GU. A large dark green tornado over tens of meters tall swept the battlefield. Everywhere it went, humans and beasts flew into the air as they lost their balance. The tornado dispersed and revealed Chong Biao within. He was floating in the air with his green robe, he had an overwhelming aura. He and Hao Ji Lu were not far away. Naturally, the two rank 4 experts made eye contact with each other. The next moment, there were no trash talks, they fought immediately. A flash of golden lightning pierced the battlefield, all the He tribe GU masters in its path lost their lives. The golden light dispersed, and a stoic man with broad shoulders and thin waist appeared. It was Pei Yanfei. Chong Shan Yin, today, I will behead you and take revenge for what happened back then. Pei Yanfei was overflowing with battle intent, fire was burning within him when suddenly, his gaze concentrated and he activated his defensive GU in time. Behind him, a lump of shadow exploded. The shadow was deep and profound, turning into multiple sword shadows as it attacked his back, causing Pei Yanfei to sway violently. It's you, Shadow Sword Expert. Pei Yanfei stabilized his footing as he looked at the GU master who attacked him, his gaze becoming serious. Bian Cizan, who had a black veil covering her face, laughed. Lord Pei Yanfei is too courteous. She spoke very respectfully, but her actions were not. The black shadow swords appeared again like a windmill, engulfing Pei Yanfei. Then I shall kill you first. Pei Yanfei laughed loudly as he charged forward. Our battle has not ended, where are you two going? Yang Bai Sang, Mo Shi Kuang came before the demonic path twin demons. Gao Yang and Zhu Zai felt bitter, they could only continue and engage in battle with Yang Baisang and Mo Shiquang. As the GU Master experts continued fighting, their battle rings formed into distinct areas, and the chaotic battlefield gradually became clear. Tens of large battle rings were filled with rank 4 to 5 experts. Outside the large rings, there were small battle rings with rank 3 GU Masters as the main strength. Outside the small rings, low-rank GU Masters formed into groups as they fought together in teams. As the main commander, He Lulan and Lu Wenwu were sitting in their main tents, observing the battle situation. At times, they gave orders and dispatched their elite troops to areas of the battlefield to stabilize the situation or to pursue their advantage. The giant battlefield soon gave off the thick scent of blood. GU Masters continued to fall, some were turned into icicles, while others were charred, some were torn to pieces while others were poisoned to death. The clean grassland became a weird monster, devouring fresh blood and life every minute and second. The battle was so intense, after a while, He Lulan and Lu Wenwu were both breaking out in cold sweat. Large numbers of casualties made their hearts turn cold. The intensity of battle made people's hearts go numb. To maintain the situation, the two quickly dispatched their trump cards, the elite troops. Only the Black Banner elite troops and Grand White elite were left to control the area. As time flowed, deaths and injuries became less. After all, the explosive strength only appeared at the start. By now, GU Masters experienced intense primeval essence expenditure and were starting to reduce their usage. This way, the battle intensity started to decrease. The battle entered a stalemate. The two armies were like two giants competing at equal strength. Either side could snowball from a tiny advantage, until they emerged victorious, and become the winner of the battlefield. Our higher level battle strength are doing well. Wolf King, now that the rank 5 Lurking Soul Coat GU is in your hands, together with the mutated Beast Wolf group, the rest will be up to you. He Lulan transmitted with his GU worm. At the start of the battle, Fang Yuan was already not in the main tent, but lurking somewhere on the battlefield. His exact location was not known by He Lulan either. Fang Yuan received He Lulan's words, but he did not reply. He mobilized the wolf group and started to sprint in two directions. Lu tribe GU Masters subconsciously chased after them, but this way, the tight formation was loosened. Howl, a group of over 800 mutated beast wolf group, comprising White Eyes Wolves, Blood Forest Wolves, Frenzy Wolves, Shark Fin Wolves. The wolf group was like a sharp arrow, shooting out and piercing towards Lu tribe's main camp. Fang Yuan's attack was a fatal blow, it was vicious and cruel, striking at the enemy's vital points. A group of mutated beasts reinforcement as expected. Lu Wenwu looked at the charging wolves that disrupted his formation. Large numbers of GU Masters lost their lives to the wolves as he frowned deeply. He tribe's GU Immortal supplying mutated wolves was information easy to obtain, it was no secret. Lu Wenwu was unfazed, he had Lu tribe's GU Immortals backing him as well, along with the entire Lu tribe. He had his ways of dealing with this mutated beast wolf group. Bei Sao Chuan, it is time to strike. Lu Wenwu instructed the GU Master beside him. Bei Sao Chuan was expressionless, standing up from his seat as he frowned. I can only last for 7 minutes. Lu Wenwu nodded. No worry, go ahead. Bei Sao Chuan walked out of the main tent, his primeval essence rapidly expending as he activated the GU worm that he had obtained not long ago. The refreshing aura of grass and wood spread from his body, for a radius of 100 li. All the grass within the range of this aura grew wildly. In a few breaths' time, they grew taller than a man's height. The large blades of grass intertwined, forming rank 2 grass soldier puppets. Soon, there were 1,000 grass soldier puppets. Bei Sao Chuan activated his GU worm, as a jade-colored light rained down. The grass puppets were bathed in the green rain water, as a portion of them advanced to rank 3 rattan shell grass soldiers. At the same time, the rank 2 grass puppets were still growing. Bei Sao Chuan activated his GU worm again, as an orange wind blew on the grassland. As the wind blew, a portion of the rattan shell grass soldiers advanced into the rank 4 grass sword elite soldiers. The empty central camp quickly was filled with an army of grass soldiers. At once, it became the most densely packed area in the battlefield. The charging mutated wolf group was obstructed by these obstacles. Fang Yuan frowned, he manipulated wholeheartedly. He hid on the back of the Blood Forest wolf, his body cloaked in the rank 5 Lurking Soul Coat GU, it was like a green-gray wolf skin cape. The Lurking Soul Coat GU was indeed amazing, it concealed Fang Yuan's soul and allowed him to strike with his full strength. But at this time, Fang Yuan felt that he was battling against an enslavement path master. Bei Cao Chuan manipulated the grass soldier army as tears overflowed his face. He now had two souls in one body. In order to defeat Wolf King Chong Shanyin, Bei tribe's elder Bei Cao Sheng sacrificed himself and entrusted his soul to Bei Cao Chuan. Using Lu Wenwu's Jiu worm, Bei Cao Chuan absorbed the power of Bei Cao Sheng's soul, causing him to gain the attainment of an enslavement path master within this short period of time. Bei Cao Chuan was originally a rank 4 enslavement path Jiu master. He was also Bei tribe leader. He had the resources of a clan. His soul foundation was not weak. With Bei Cao Sheng's help, he was like a tiger with wings. His enslavement path battle strength surged. Except that this move had huge repercussions. Because he used another person's soul, Bei Cao Chuan's soul will be impure and he would have memory lapses. He would need to expend huge amounts of spirit and resources, using specialized soul path Jiu worms to nourish his soul and heal this problem. But now, in order to defeat He tribe army and take revenge, Bei Cao Chuan could not care less about the aftermath. He tribe had invited Gao Yong and Zhu Zai to mend the gap of their higher-level battle strength. And Lu tribe thought of this method to replenish their lower-level battle strength, raising Bei Cao Chuan's strength to enslavement path master so that he could restrict Fang Yuan. At once, Fang Yuan's mutated beast wolf group was barely resisted by the grass soldier army. We blocked it, haha, hey Lu Lan, you are bound to lose. Lu Wenwu saw this and the worry in his heart vanished. He laughed heartily as his voice resounded the battlefield. Damn it, He Lu Lan clenched his fist and gritted his teeth. The situation was terrible. Gao Yong and Zhu Zai were in great danger, and the mutated wolf group that he had placed his hope on was restricted at the enemy's camp, unable to progress. Without a choice, he had to mobilize the Black Banner troops. Brothers, it is finally time for us Black Banner to strike. Black Banner commander received this order and shouted excitedly. Black Banner troop was nurtured by He tribe for a long time, the trump card made from expending huge amounts of resources. Once they were deployed, they were like a black blade that stabbed into the battlefield, easily slicing it like tofu. The entire Black Banner troop was reinforced by battle will Jiu. They were brave and peerless, not afraid of death. They could display 120% of their original strength. Can't control it anymore, huh? Lu Wenwu's eyes shone brilliantly, staring at the Black Banner troop's movements. When he saw the Black Banner troop making a curve around the battlefield, towards his central camp, he instantly understood He Lu Lan's intention. So you are trying to stake it all on this, gathering your advantage and piercing the grass soldier army. HMPH, Bei Cao Chuan had such difficulty resisting Chong Shanyin. If the Black Banner troops appeared, he would definitely fall. By then, He tribe would have a mild advantage and this crucial beast group would be free to attack. Thinking so, Lu Wenwu laughed arrogantly. Your He tribe has Black Banner troops, renowned in northern plains. My Lu tribe also has the Grand White troops, of similar magnitude of fame. Black Banner and Grand White's competition had been ongoing for hundreds of years. Let's see who wins today. Under his command, the Grand White troops unleashed one of their 3 killer moves directly. The Grand White troops exploded with a piercing white light. The white light formed into a giant light pillar that pierced into the heavens. The light pillar rose up, but after an instant, it descended from the sky, shooting at the area that the Black Banner troops were advancing towards. The 3 Black Banner commanders saw this familiar killer move and ordered their troops to stay on guard. The light pillar dispersed and the Grand White troops appeared with a tight formation. Grand White troops were foot soldiers, while Black Banner troops rode battle horses. But in terms of mobility, Grand White troops were superior. It was none other than the ability of this killer move. Chapter 533 Huge Battle 3/4. Chapter 533 Huge Battle 3/4. Black Banner troops and Grand White troops started to fight. Ever since they were created, they were opposing forces that had contested for hundreds of years, having victories and losses on both sides. At this moment, the 2 troops engaged in battle and unleashed their killer moves, having no clear advantage on each side. Seeing his final trump card engaged in a deadlock, He Lu Lan's expression turned pitch black. He. Lu Wenwu laughed heartily, feeling great pleasure. His opponent was at his wit's end, but he was in the same situation. However, the grass soldier army could still block the mutated beast wolf group for some time. As for He tribe's higher-level battle force, they had already shown signs of collapsing, especially Gao Yong and Zhu Zai against Ouyang Baisang and Mo Shiquang. Their battle was very obviously showing signs of a victor emerging. Ouyang Baisang and Mo Shiquang, although they were not skilled at cooperating, they had greater individual strength than their opponents. If Gao Yong and Zhu Zai were fighting 2 against 1, using their great chemistry, they could have a mild advantage. But now, they could only be suppressed, defending desperately as they were in a passive situation. Anyone could tell that Gao Yang and Zhu Zai were going to fail very soon. Once they lose, Wu Yang Baisang and Mo Shi Kuang would be like tigers out of a cage, they would start to reinforce other battles. That way, their mild advantage will snowball and accumulate, allowing the entire battle to sway in his favor. Once Lu tribe army gains the advantage, He tribe without any more backup would have no way of winning, they would only be able to watch their opponent grow stronger as they fall into a worse situation. Eventually, the other side will turn advantage into victory, and He tribe army would crumble. He Lulan could see the problem now, he was sweating profusely. He was all alone in the main tent, at this point, he could only rely on his own strength. His body vanished in the main tent, appeared in the air above the grass soldier army. He had the intention of killing Bei Sao Chuan, since Bei Sao Chuan did not have lurking soul coat Gu, he was easy to distinguish, once he is killed, the grass soldier army would crumble. That way, this battle would go back into a double offense situation, at the end, it would be like the first battle, they would have to regroup and retreat. Killer move, Dark Vortex. He Lulan had just activated his killer move, when a white light appeared before him, showing Lu Wenwu's body. He Lulan was a Dark Path rank 5, while Lu Wenwu was a Light Path rank 5, the two had engaged in combat for many times without a clear victor. But this time, the gentleman-like Lu Wenwu showed a mild smile of a victor. Brother Lu Lan, today's battle depends on a single ray of light. My grass soldier army is going to fall soon, but your higher level battle strength will falter more quickly. What a pity, our armies have very close battle strength, we are nearly evenly matched. You are courting death, He Lulan shouted furiously, growling and charging at Lu Wenwu. The two fought as they moved around, exploding with thunderous sounds or brilliant lights. Strange, in my previous life, He tribe defeated Lu tribe, but it seems that Lu tribe has the advantage now. Was it because of me that some weird changes occurred? Fang Yuan hid at a corner as he secretly observed. He was an enslavement strength dual cultivator, he had not displayed his full strength yet. In fact, he had not even displayed his full enslavement path abilities yet. At this moment, the grass soldier army was barely holding on, he just had to show up and unleash the wolf howl Gu and rank 5 amplify effect Gu to instantly defeat Bei Sao Chuan. But Fang Yuan did not move, he chose to observe. His attention was on Yang Baisang and Mo Shi Kuang. Once he showed up, and activated Wolf Howl Gu and rank 5 amplify effect Gu, there was a huge possibility that the two of them would come after him. Truthfully speaking, Fang Yuan was already accomplished in strength path, he was not afraid of fighting Yang Baisang and Mo Shi Kuang together in close combat. But, my vision cannot be limited to this battle. The fight for the Imperial Court is a competition among super tribes, a game manipulated by GU Immortals. Once I expose my full strength, even if we win this battle, the other party will definitely target me when they get reinforced by their GU Immortal. By then, I would have no more hidden trump cards left, my grasp over this situation would fall to rock bottom. Fang Yuan's mind was on the Imperial Court, he kept calm at all times and was not disturbed by the dangerous situation ahead of him. In my previous life, how did He tribe defeat Lu tribe? Although the battle is extremely tense now, both sides had not used their trump cards yet. At least I know that Tai Bai Yunsheng has a rank 5 GU, man as before. The less battle strength I expose, the better it is for me. If I strike, it has to be a fatal blow. Now is not the time yet. Fang Yuan's heart was calm, despite this intense battlefield that was filled with corpses and rivers of blood. In his eyes, these casualties were just numbers. In this battle, many people screamed at the deaths of their friends and family, many people shouted in joy after killing a strong foe, some GU masters ran away under the fear of death. Some GU masters were filled with ambition, wanting to be a person of higher status. Human emotions became riled up in such moments of life and death, they were frenzied, crazy, while arrogant and unrestrained. Observing the ruthless expressions of the people around, hearing their screaming and shouting, Fang Yuan felt a great sense of serenity and peace. His heart was firm like an ancient abyss, there were no ripples on the surface. Fight, kill, a person is born to engage in battle. Win, lose, continue walking on your path, by stepping on other people's corpses. Let blood boil, let sweat flow, the best moment of life is now. Take this is my killer move, world-devouring chi. In the battlefield, an explosive and thunderous shout burst out. His voice attracted numerous gazes as everyone subconsciously focused on it. Oh no, let's go. An intense sense of danger assaulted him as Gao Yang shouted, activating his Gu worm and wanting to escape, but the surrounding air was as dense as walls, he could barely move. Mo Shiquang floated in the air, opening his hands as his 10 fingers converged before his chest. Gao Yang and Zhu Zai felt a despairing sense of pressure, squashing them from all directions. Their shocked expressions froze on their faces, the feeling of imminent death filled their hearts. Go! Before the moment of death, Zhu Zai burst out the strength of 3 Grand Emperor Boar, piercing a hole on the wall like air. Brother! Gao Yang felt his world spinning. When he reacted, he had already been tossed far away by Zhu Zai, away from the battlefield. As for Zhu Zai, he was squeezed into meat paste by Mo Shiquang's killer move, through an intense and concentrated air pressure. Brother! Gao Yang shouted, his heart felt like it was pierced by daggers as tears flowed out of his eyes like a flood. Mo Shiquang also vomited a mouthful of blood. Second brother, your killer move is not completed yet, don't activate it casually. Ouyang Bai Sang quickly hurried over and held him in the air. Mo Shiquang vomited blood as he laughed. What a great battle, I used it without thinking, ha ha ha. Ouyang Bai Sang shook his head. Alright, let's continue killing that Gao Yang. After we resolve the problem here, we will reinforce the other battles. Lu Wenwu, who saw this, laughed. He declared with overwhelming confidence, this is the start of our Lu tribe army's consecutive victories. Brother Lu Lan, you have no way of winning already. Is that so? It was not He Lu Lan who replied him, but Tai Bai Yunsheng, who was at another battle ring. Tai Bai Yunsheng, who had always been evading attacks, suddenly burst out with great speed as he pulled some distance from his opponent, opening his palms and shooting out a silver beam. The silver beam shone on Zhu Zai's flesh and blood that became meat paste. Rank 5, man as before. In an instant, silver light shone brilliantly, making people close their eyes in response. After the light faded, Zhu Zai reappeared on the battlefield, without any injuries on him, as his primeval sea level was also at its peak. Under the effect of man as before, Zhu Zai returned to the state right before the battle. The shocked expression not only appeared on multiple GU masters' faces, even Lu Wenwu, Mo Shiquang, and Ouyang Bai Sang had the same expression. Man as before GU had an incredible healing effect that made almost everyone feel shocked and speechless. Man as before GU, time path healing GU, could return a target to his condition at a point in time. Good, what a great healing GU. He Lu Lan laughed heartily, he did not expect Tai Bai Yunsheng to be concealing such a strong trump card. As long as they had this, He tribe's higher level battle could drag on for a long time. Good, now is the time. Fang Yuan's eyes shone with brilliance as he activated rank 4 Eagle Rise GU, flying up into the sky. Rank 5 Amplify Effect GU and rank 4 Wolf Howl GU. Fang Yuan opened his mouth and howled, as his voice spread far and wide. Under the effect of the Wolf Howl GU, all his mutated beasts' bodies expanded, as their eyes turned bright red, their battle strength grew by 5 times. Go! Fang Yuan floated in the air, staring at the battlefield as he muttered. The wolf tide burst out, like a tsunami out of nowhere. Damn it, I can't hold on. Bei Cao Chuan was at his wit's end, he resisted desperately, but the grass soldier army was like a thin piece of paper under the wolf tide, it was torn to shreds without even lasting for a few breaths' time. Bei Cao Chuan did not even manage to escape before a frenzy wolf pounced on him and tore his armor with its sharp teeth, before biting his throat. Bei Cao Chuan resisted with all his strength, sending this frenzy wolf flying. Just as he was about to cover his neck and get up, 3 white-eyes wolves came, and after a struggle, he was a corpse torn into several pieces. The grass soldier army went down. Fang Yuan thus manipulated the wolf group and attacked Grand White troops. Grand White troops were fighting with Black Banner troops, they were stuck in a stalemate as they exchanged blows. Now that the mutated beast wolf group attacked them from behind, they suffered heavy injuries. Ha ha ha, Lu Wenwu, it seems that I have the last laugh. The battle turned in such a sudden direction, He Lu Lan was overjoyed and surprised. No, I have not lost yet. Lu Wenwu's face was distorted as he shouted frantically, like a gambler who had gone crazy from losing. He turned into a white light, flying towards Ouyang Bai Sang and Mo Shiquang. Second brother, third brother. He shouted. Chapter 534 Huge Battle 4 Quarters. Chapter 534 Huge Battle 4 Quarters. We are here, big brother. Ouyang Bai Sang and Mo Shiquang shouted at the same time. Let them see the true strength of us 3 brothers. Lu Wenwu shouted, and without slowing down, directly smashed into Mo Shiquang and Ouyang Bai Sang. The two laughed loudly, their body giving off green and gray light. Green, gray and white, 3 lights collided. Boom! Light dispersed and on the spot appeared a human-shaped monster. This monster had 3 heads and 6 arms. It was 20 feet tall with tight muscles and bronze skin. The 3 heads had the appearance of Lu Wenwu, Ouyang Baisang and Mo Shiquang. Countless people looked on with wide eyes at this freakish scene. I will let you guys know, this is our 3 brothers' killer move, 3 heads 6 arms. Are you trembling in fear? Let out all your dread. This will be the last moment of your lives. The 3 heads spoke in unison. HMPH, shameless boasting. Gao Yang snorted, activating his treacherous cloud wave GU. A grey cloud shot towards the 3-head 6-arms giant, but before it even reached its target, Lu Wenwu's eyes shot 2 light beams that pierced through the cloud. Boom! With a sonic boom, the 3-head 6-arms suddenly appeared above Gao Yang. So fast, Gao Yang's pupils shrunk, and from the battle experiences he had cultivated over a long period of time, he quickly activated his defense GU. The monster waved its 2 arms. One arm pierced through the light barrier while another arm smashed Gao Yang's head like it smashed a watermelon. Next moment, Gao Yang's headless corpse fell down from the sky. Brother! Rage attacked Zhu Zai's heart and made him lose all reasoning, as he ferociously charged towards the monster. Muahahaha, the lamentation of ants. Mo Shiquang's head laughed loudly and lightly flicked his finger towards Zhu Zai. Boom! Chi flow exploded and moved straight through the battlefield with formidable impact force, inflicting injuries for several thousands of steps. Zhu Zai directly exploded from the attack, his blood and crushed bones flying in all directions. The GU masters who suffered the after effects of the attack were all injured heavily. This power it has increased by at least 6 times and the speed has increased by 9 times at least. This 3-people combination, is it combining Asura transformation, the attacking force of Chi Path and the effects of Light Path. Fang Yuan had an intense urge to battle when he looked at this scene. I have all-out effort GU, and by adding in rank 5 amplify effect GU, I can burst out with 500 Jun of strength. I wonder who would win if I fight with this monster. But in the next moment, Fang Yuan suppressed his battle intent and flew down, again hiding among the mutated beast group. Man as before GU. At this moment, 2 silver lights shone down, Zhu Zai and Gao Yang resurrected again, restored to their previous state. Old geezer. The monster's 6 eyes were filled with icy glint, killing intent and battle intent, simultaneously charging towards Tai Bai Yunsheng. Tai Bai Yunsheng panically retreated. Although he had man as before GU, he could only use it on others and could not use it on himself. All those that are free, protect Tai Bai Yunsheng. He Lu Lan hurried to reinforce while shouting to his army, realizing the crux of the battle. Who can stop me? Ouyang Baisang's head loftily smiled. Next instant, the monster turned into a ray of green light that shot towards Tai Bai Yunsheng like lightning. Tai Bai Yunsheng was hiding behind others, but no one was able to block the monster as it charged straight, sweeping everything on its path. Anyone that dared to block it, be it GU masters or beasts, would become pools of crushed flesh and bones. Benefactor, leave quickly. Gao Yang and Zhu Zai rushed over, guarding Tai Bai Yunsheng behind them. Cumbersome things. The monster waved its 6 arms so quick that one could only see their afterimage. Thump thump, Zhu Zai and Gao Yang were smashed again. Take my Soul Blade GU. Pan Ping hurried over and activated Single Blade GU. Soul Blade GU successfully activated this time and the monster's huge body slightly shook, a shallow wound appearing on its chest. A little interesting. The monster laughed coldly, the wound had completely recovered by the time he finished laughing. Afterwards, the monster let out a breath of turbid air. The turbid air detonated and exploded Pan Ping into pieces. Tai Bai Yunsheng, where are you going? The monster howled with laughter, the voices of the 3 heads gradually becoming one. Tai Bai Yunsheng had not moved very far when the monster intercepted in front of him. Swoosh! Waterfall flowed in a torrent and Hao Jilu came riding it. The monster pushed forward with all 6 hands and collapsed the water torrent. Hao Jilu screamed miserably and flew backwards in a faster speed than he came. Seeing this scene, Bian Xizan who was charging forward immediately stopped, not daring to go forward. Dark Vortex. He Lu Lan sped down from the sky, and the giant black sphere that was as large as a hill pressed down. The monster roared, its 6 hands forming into a claw shape and slashing towards the distant black sphere. Killer move, world-devouring chi. The air became as thick as a wall and solid as a mountain. He Lu Lan's face turned red and purple, but he was not able to continue forward. Following after, air from all around surged and unexpectedly swallowed his killer move. The killer move which Mo Shiquang could not carry out completely was suddenly perfected in the monster's hand. Howl! The mutated wolf group rushed over while He Lulan delayed the monster. In an instant, the mutated wolf group had surrounded the monster tightly. A bloody battle broke out. The mutated wolves, which had a strength of rank 4 GU masters, fearlessly initiated a death charge at the monster. Kill, kill, kill. The monster growled repeatedly as it turned into a berserk state and started fighting the mutated wolves. His every movement carried his full power. Light Path, Chi Path and Transformation Path GU worms jointly attacked with deep tacit cooperation, as if the monster was a cultivator cultivating 3 paths. The mutated wolves died one after another, but the monster's offensive was still as fierce as before. Lord Alliance Leader, let me lend you a hand. At this moment, a Lu tribe GU master hurried over to assist. But in the next moment, he was smashed apart alive by the monster which had lost its reason. Lord Lu Wenwu has lost his mind. He has become mad. The battlefield was in an uproar and Lu tribe army's morale fell down sharply. My tribe has suffered tremendous losses, we have lost 1/3 of our GU masters, it is time to retreat. How can such an alliance leader be worth us giving up our lives? Let's discuss after we retreat, the casualties have already reached a high level. Retreat now, don't care about violating the poison vow. The battle had reached such a chaotic state that was beyond everyone's expectation. Deserters started to appear from both He and Lu tribe. The Black Banner troops and Grand White troops that had been managing the army were in an intense fight now. How could they have the energy to spare to suppress these deserters? What to do? He Lulan asked. This monster gave him an extreme headache. Don't worry, killer moves have astonishing might, but their consumption of primeval essence is also enormous. Moreover, this killer move clearly has a defect. This monster has already lost its reasoning. A powerful being without intelligence is nothing to worry about. Fang Yuan calmly analyzed, his voice shaking everyone's mind. Yes, if nothing unexpected happens, then we have already won this battle. Tai Bai Yunsheng added. But he had just finished speaking when the unexpected event happened. The 3-head 6-arms monster suddenly separated into 3 people who then charged into 3 directions. Lu Wenwu and Mo Shi Kuang's charge missed, but Ouyang Bai Sang's eyes shone as he shouted, Chong Shan Yin, I have finally found you. Die. Their 3-people combination into 3-head 6-arms monster allowed their souls to mix and their battle strength would raise rapidly, but this state could not be maintained for long. The longer it was used, the more chaotic their memories would become, finally leading them to lose themselves and become a delirious lunatic or become an idiot. When they killed the GU master that had come for reinforcement, their minds shook and barely managed to regain a trace of sanity. Relying on this sanity, they planned in making a comeback. Compared to killing Tai Bai Yunsheng, killing Chong Shan Yin would no doubt be much more important. The investigative GU of these 3 were not common GU. By carefully observing the battlefield, they calculated the 3 places where Fang Yuan was most likely to be hiding. In the end, Ouyang Bai Sang found Fang Yuan's hiding place. Damn it, if the Wolf King dies, the wolf group will crumble apart. Lu tribe's army will be able to turn around the situation and it will instead become my army's defeat. Seeing Ouyang Bai Sang pouncing at Chong Shan Yin with a sinister smile, He Lulan shouted inwardly as he crazily rushed to assist, but he was still late. Die. Ouyang Bai Sang unexpectedly still had enough primeval essence left to activate Asura transformation again. Wolf King is finished. Sun Shihan was afraid but also happy. Bad. Chong Shan Yin is going to die. Tai Bai Yunsheng and others had pale expressions. Father. Chong Jiyu shouted in desperation. However, the person in question, Fang Yuan, had a strange smile on his face as he saw Ouyang Bai Sang's attack. Rank 4 Eagle Raise GU and Rank 5 Amplify Effect GU. A pair of eagle wings suddenly grew out of Fang Yuan's back and took him towards the sky with 5 times the speed. Ouyang Bai Sang was dazed for a second before he hurried chased, shouting, don't even think of escaping. But his speed was not enough and he could only look on as the gap between them spread apart. Let me, Lu Wenwu shouted and turned into a white light that rapidly charged over. But Fang Yuan nimbly turned around and dodged. Mo Shi Kuang also rushed over at this moment, chasing and intercepting Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan was extremely deft. At times, he was like a butterfly passing through the flowers, at times, he was like a lightning, at times, he was like a light wind, and at times, he was like a ghost, playfully circling the 3. This is master-level flying skill. Everyone looked at this sight with dumbfounded gazes. GU masters raised GU, used GU and refined GU, no matter which aspect, they were all profound and vast. It was clearly the same GU that they were using, but some GU masters could use them brilliantly, elevating it to a level of art. People often called these individuals masters. I had never thought that Wolf King was not only an enslavement path master but also flying master. Everyone looked for a while and let go of their worries, exclaiming in surprise. Wolf King, don't run if you dare. Ouyang Bai Sang shouted. Chong Shan Yin, if you have any guts, come exchange 300 moves with me. Mo Shi Kuang roared in fury. Damn it, Lu Wenwu gnashed his teeth, his heart already sinking to the bottom. Fang Yuan's flying skills left them in the dust. What made them even more vexed was that Fang Yuan was unexpectedly separating his thoughts and controlling the wolf group to slaughter Lu tribe army, while dodging them. Oh, for heaven's sake, if I knew you could fly this skillfully, why would we need to fight to this extent? Looking at Fang Yuan's skillful maneuvers, He Lulan felt some resentment in his heart. As for the Lu tribe three brothers, they were completely speechless. Chapter 535 Meeting of Father and Son. Chapter 535 Meeting of Father and Son. Lu Wenwu lost. It was an indignant loss, but this was the truth, it would not change because of his feelings. Lu Wenwu, Ouyang Bai Sang, Mo Shi Kuang all had flying abilities. But in terms of flying attainment, they could not compare to Fang Yuan. The sky was different from the ground, people could fly freely in the air, up, down, left, right, they could dodge in all directions and fly everywhere. But on the ground, there was much less space for evasion. No matter how Lu Wenwu and gang tried to block him, they could do nothing to Fang Yuan. Meanwhile, as Fang Yuan dodged, he mobilized the wolf army to slaughter Lu tribe's army. Lu Wenwu and gang had no choice but to give up on chasing Fang Yuan, turning to kill the wolf group and helping the low-rank GU masters. But this was what He Lulan, Fang Yuan and others wanted to see. Using wolf kings or the mutated wolf group to expended the Lu tribe three brothers' precious primeval essence was very worth it, it was very advantageous to Fang Yuan as well. As long as a GU master did not advance to Immortal realm, their primeval essence would be limited. Once they expend their primeval essence, their battle strength would decrease drastically and hit rock bottom. The wolf tide came again and again, the more wolves the Lu tribe three brothers killed, the more primeval essence they used up. The wolf group's scale was huge, it was never ending. Eventually, Lu tribe three brothers killed until their primeval essence was depleted. By the time they had to preserve their primeval essence they would no longer be able to battle freely. He tribe's higher level battle strength finally had something to do as they suppressed the three of them. He Lulan, today, I did not lose to you, but I lost to Tai Bai Yunsheng and Chong Shan Yin. Lu Wenwu's hair was messy as his body was covered in injuries, he no longer had his gentleman-like attitude as he shouted indignantly. He felt that, with their three brothers' killer move, 3 heads 6 arms, they had great battle strength and could suppress the battlefield. If back then, they got to Fang Yuan and used their supreme speed to kill Fang Yuan, the wolf group would have collapsed and He tribe would have lost. But Tai Bai Yunsheng had the rank 5 healing GU, man as before, the effect was godly, it greatly weakened the effectiveness of their killer move. When they were left with no choice and chased after Wolf King, they found that the enslavement master Chong Shan Yin was actually a mother *********ing flying master. The three brothers could not catch him, they could only watch the battle crumble. Eventually, Lu tribe lost and was chased down by He tribe, they suffered great losses and countless people surrendered. As the alliance leader, Lu Wenwu and others were captured after their primeval essence was depleted. He tribe and Lu tribe had always been competing, the two super tribes had a tense relationship, it was well known in northern plains. Now, He tribe only captured Lu Wenwu and others and did not kill them, they wisely sought for a great amount of battle reparation from Lu tribe. Lu Wenwu was one of Lu tribe's prospective GU immortals, if he was killed, the bottom line of this imperial court contest's rules would be infringed. More importantly, although He tribe won, it was a tragic victory and they suffered huge losses as well. Without Lu Wenwu to bargain for huge amounts of compensation, just ordinary battle gains would not allow He tribe to regain their strength. This was very disadvantageous for their future battles for the imperial court. 3 days later, Lu tribe's envoy came, and brought all of the Lu tribesmen and the tribes that submitted to them back into the blessed land. As for the tired and heavily damaged He tribe army, they set up camp and managed the people who surrendered, reforming their alliance and collating the battle gains, giving out resources and digesting the spoils of war. In the large lizard house GU, Fang Yuan sat on the cushion as he cultivated intently. A rank 4 wolf soul GU appeared out of his body through his will. The wolf soul GU was only thumb size, it was like a tiny gray wolf-shaped doll, it floated in the air as it was covered in an eerie blue light. The primeval sea level in Fang Yuan's aperture dropped as primeval essence was injected into the wolf soul GU, causing it to expand rapidly. Howl, wolf soul GU expanded and turned into a pure gray wolf soul, as large as an elephant. Next, the wolf soul opened its mouth and howled soundlessly, crashing towards Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan smiled lightly. How could a 1,000-man soul be so easily affected? The wolf soul crashed on his 1,000-man soul, and immediately froze, suppressed by his 1,000-man soul. The two souls tangled as they turned into mist. A moment later, the wolf soul fused into the 1,000-man soul and reappeared. At this moment, the 1,000-man soul had a long pair of wolf ears on its head, its body was thinner than Fang Yuan's body, and its nose also became sharper. The only part that had not changed were its long hair, eyes, and tail. Ever since the Imperial Court competition, I have been using Wolf Soul GU daily to refine my soul. Now, I have achieved small success, my soul is around 30% Wolfman soul. Once he fully converts to Wolfman soul, his control over the wolf group would experience another qualitative change. Not only would the numbers increase greatly, he would be able to command them like an extension of his limbs, controlling them would require a mere thought. After an intense battle, his soul's tiredness and weariness would also be lower. But according to this speed, by the time I completely refine the Wolfman soul, the Imperial Court contest would be over already. I only have rank 4 Wolf Soul GU, the efficiency is way too slow. Fang Yuan sighed. If he had rank 5 Wolf Soul GU, that would be better compared to Fang Yuan's current situation. But rank 4 Wolf Soul GU was like a grown man using a tiny knife to chop a tree. In truth, Fang Yuan's soul cultivation was already very fast. Ordinary GU masters needed to spend at least 20 to 30 years to reach his level. Even a genius GU master with a clan's support could only be like Dongfang Yuliang, reducing the time needed to 10 years. Fang Yuan had Danghun Mountain, his soul foundation grew at rocket speed, his point of view was obviously different. If I can get that thieving heaven inheritance, and obtain Luokou Valley, Fang Yuan's thoughts drifted to this. But a moment later, he stopped this thought. In Hu Immortal Blessed Land, Danghun Mountain was corroded by the gruel mud continuously, there was only a small mountain left now. His current objective was to save Danghun Mountain. As for Luokou Valley, he could only search for it after the Imperial Court contest ends. While Fang Yuan was cultivating, Chong Biao brought Ni Shui Tong, and Chong Jiyu to the door of the large lizard house Jiyu. I am Chong Biao, I was summoned by Lord Wolf King. Chong Biao's voice was low and polite, he respectfully informed the guarding GU master. The two rank 3 GU masters had a plain expression as they stood by the door. One answered, Lord Wolf King is cultivating now, we cannot enter the GU house to inform him, you will have to wait. Hee, that is only natural. Chong Biao laughed, trying to conceal the bitterness and dreariness in his heart. He and Chong Shanyin had a huge grudge, he would not be willing to submit to He tribe. Originally, he wanted to go to Lu tribe, but Lu tribe wanted him to give up his family name and join Lu tribe. This request was impossible for Chong tribesmen and the elders to accept. Chong tribe was a large-sized tribe, once they gave up their family name and became Lu tribesmen, Chong tribe would cease to exist. Furthermore, He Lu Lan captured Lu Wenwu alive, and in order to appeal to the most important person Chong Shanyin, he added in the condition of taking over Chong tribe among the battle reparation. Thus, Chong tribe became the sacrificial lamb in Lu and He tribe's transaction. If Chong tribe did not submit to He tribe, they would be assaulted by He tribe's army. Forced by both tribes, Chong tribe had no choice but to lower their heads to He Lu Lan, becoming He tribe's captives. Chong Shanyin and Chong tribe's enmity was known to all. After He Lu Lan captured Chong tribe, he let Fang Yuan deal with them completely. After Fang Yuan got the news, he expressed his gratitude to He Lu Lan, but in fact, he did not care about it. He was only using Chong Shanyin's identity, in order to enter the Imperial Court Blessed Land. Wolf King's grudges had nothing to do with him. But if he settled this casually, it would not fit his current status, and people would get suspicious. Thus, Fang Yuan informed Chong tribe's current leader Chong Biao to meet him. Chong Biao waited from evening to midnight. At this period of time, northern plains nights were extremely cold. Chong Biao and the others had their GU worms confiscated, the primeval essence in their apertures could not resist the cold. Under the blowing night wind, they were shivering from the cold. Chong Biao kept a calm expression, but Ni Shui Tong was very guilty, she could not conceal the worry in her heart. Chong Jiyu was young and at the peak of his health, although his nose was red from the cold, and his body was shivering, his eyes were shining brightly with excitement. All his life, he had been hearing about the Wolf King Chongshan Huayan and his great deeds. Everyone called him the hero's son. He was gifted this unique status from birth. This gave him great worries, pride, trouble, and even chance encounters. When he had first heard about Wolf King Chongshan Yin being alive and had returned, but wanted to exact revenge on Chong tribe, he had very complicated feelings. When he found out that he was going to battle his father, his intense battle intent wavered. During the earlier meeting, Chongshan Yin did not appear. In fact, he went to bash up Sun Shihan. This made Chong Jiyu feel disappointed but also great admiration. After Lu tribe lost, he became a captive, but that made him sigh in relief. He no longer needed to fight with his father. Right now, after Lu tribe lost, he was going to meet his real father. Chong Jiyu was very excited in his heart. Even though he was outside shivering and suffering from the weather, it could not freeze the hot-bloodedness in him. The person who gave me everything, my father, what kind of person are you? He was very curious, but he also felt a bit lost and anxious. After using 3 wolf soul Jiyu, Fang Yuan opened his eyes. The sound of the icy wind blowing outside the window could be heard in the warm room. Fang Yuan purposely gave Chong Biao a display of authority. After counting the time that had passed, he knew it was time. Thus, he transmitted his message while controlling the large lizard house Jiyu and opened the doors. Lord Wolf King has finished his cultivation, he will meet you now. The Jiyu master guards outside received the transmission and said expressionlessly. Chong Biao's breathing paused. He felt great trepidation as he walked in first, with heavy footsteps. If Wolf King found out the truth, then he would die without a proper corpse, his reputation would be ruined. Even if Wolf King did not find out the truth, as long as he wanted revenge, killing the whole of Chong tribe would only be a sentence worth of work. Being meat on the chopping block, this was the helplessness of being in this world. Fang Yuan looked at the 3 people kneeling before him. Chong Biao lowered his head, gritting his teeth, while Ni Shuitong had a pale expression and was shivering. As for Chong Jiyu, he was breathing roughly, but he took peeks at Chongshan Yin at times, showing an excited expression. Fang Yuan laughed lightly. The laughter was heard by all 3 of them, causing them to shudder. Chong Biao shut his eyes, his heart had sank to rock bottom, he was waiting for judgment. Ni Shuitong almost collapsed on the ground weakly, but Chong Jiyu was very agitated. This was father's laughter. He felt a strong sense of warmth from this laugh. Chibi General, a heartwarming reunion between Wolf King and his son, his wife, and the man that married his wife. Chapter 536 Major Battles. Chapter 536 Major Battles. Fang Yuan observed Chong Biao and the others' expressions fully. Fang Yuan knew about Wolf King Chongshan Yin's matters mostly from his biography. He did not know the true culprit behind Wolf King's situation. But even if he found out, he would not bother taking revenge for the dead Wolf King. He was Fang Yuan, the so-called Chongshan Yin was merely a mask. From today onwards, I will be Chong tribe's one and only supreme elder. Fang Yuan spoke, breaking the silence. Chong Biao's body shuddered, he opened his eyes and quickly bowed. Chong Biao pays respect to Lord Supreme Elder. Fang Yuan nodded. We need to investigate the matters from back then thoroughly. But now is not the time, we have to wait till the imperial court contest ends. From today onwards, I will be Chong tribe's sole supreme elder. Chong Jiyu, you will be the tribe leader. Chong Biao will be the #1 elder. Ni Shuitong, our relationship is over, continue to be Chong Biao's wife. Because of giant son Immortal Venerable's tradition, in northern plains, women had lowly status, they were often sold as commodity in transactions. In fact, at times, when an esteemed guest comes to visit, the lord would send his own wife to the esteemed guest to sleep with him. Chong Jiyu was stunned on the spot, he froze completely. Ni Shuitong did not speak. Chong Biao controlled the shock in his heart, he bowed once again, this subordinate understands. Leave. Fang Yuan waved his hand, sending them away. He had to make good use of his time to continue cultivating. The 3 walked out of the large lizard house Gu in a daze, until the cold night wind blew on them and woke them up. I survived just like this. Chong Biao felt endless joy and happiness. But the matter back then was done flawlessly. Even though there are some traces here and there, after all these years, the evidences are long gone. Back then, I got close to Chongshan Yin on purpose, and became good buddies with him. Now that Chongshan Yin had gone through such a great change, plus it has already been so many years, it is normal for our relationship to turn bland. Chong Biao thought rapidly in his head. The current situation was way better than what he had expected. Although I was demoted from tribe leader to elder, most of my authority is intact. Chang Shanyan still trusts me, seeing that he allowed me to be the #1 elder. As for making Chang Jiyu the new tribe leader, it shows that he is still caring about his own blood and flesh deeply. As long as he cares about his old relationships and friendships, everything will be easy to resolve, Chang Biao thought and got more energetic. He was dreaming within his own world, and did not notice his wife Ni Shui Tong's complicated expression. The old Chang Shanyin was extremely infatuated with her beauty, but earlier, Chang Shanyin did not give her even an extra glance. On the way here, she was extremely worried about Chang Shanyin forcing her to his wife again. That way, she will be separated from her lover Chang Biao. That was too painful. But now, the situation was way better than she had expected. Not only did Chang Shanyin not pursue the matters back then, he even allowed her to remain as Chang Biao's wife. This was the result that Ni Shui Tong was dreaming of earlier. She should be happy, but for some reason, while she still felt some trepidation from earlier, there was also a sense of loss in her, that she did not want to admit. As for Chang Jiyu, he was in great joy, confusion, and suspicion. I've finally met father, he was just a few steps in front of me. He is much more authoritative than I imagined. Father did not call me his son, but instead called my name. Is he unaware that I am his flesh and blood? But father, why did he let me become Chang tribe leader? I am so young and only have rank 3 cultivation, can I do it? I get it, this must be a test from father. He is testing me, this son he had never met. If I can manage the tribe well and achieve outstanding results, will he feel happy and proud, will he recognize me as his son? Thinking so, Chang Jiyu felt extremely excited. He made up his mind, he would exert all his efforts and perform well in the upcoming fight for the imperial court. Fang Yuan would not expect that his simple arrangements would bring such great emotional changes in Chang Biao and gang. But even if he knew, he would not care. In the 500 years of his past life, Chang Shanyin helped Ma Hongyun to ascend to the position of the Lord of the Imperial Court. He also had complete control over Chang tribe. Different from Earth, when strength can be accumulated within a person, the stronger one is, the greater their authority would be. At this point, Fang Yuan was no longer the low-rank GU master on Qingmao Mountain, suppressed and weakened by the system. Right now, he had the authority to manipulate and change the power system of a tribe. One could say, he was at the peak of the mortal realm. He knew in his heart, all this was because of the great strength that he had. Right now, my first aperture had already adapted. I can use rank 5 peak stage primeval essence. My second aperture has also reached rank 5 middle stage. My 2 apertures have 90% a grade aptitude. To use my 2 sets of GU worms now, I have ample primeval essence. But enslavement and strength path GU worms are not extremely strong. In terms of strength path, after getting the rank 5 amplify effect GU, my explosive force is already high enough, except that my body is unable to endure the increment in strength. Earlier, when fighting against Lu Wenwu and his brother's combination killer move, 3 heads 6 arms, Fang Yuan could definitely fight against them using his strength path cultivation. But Fang Yuan knew clearly that the moment he unleashed 500 Jun of strength, regardless of how his opponent will ends up, his own body would definitely crumble first. My bones are impermanence bones. My skin is turtle jade wolf skin. To sustain 500 Jun of strength, this is not enough. But if I modify my muscles and tendons to accommodate strength path, they would not suit my enslavement path. If I modify them for enslavement path, they will not aid my strength path. The root of the problem is that enslavement and strength have some conflict between them. It is difficult to cultivate them together. It is unlike soul and enslavement path, or soul and wisdom path. This problem had always been troubling Fang Yuan. If he could not resolve this, Fang Yuan's enslavement and strength path would only go far, but would not reach the apex and attain ultimate strength. Although Fang Yuan had information regarding Luokou Valley now, the future was uncertain, anything could happen. Fang Yuan was a vigilant guy. Before getting Luokou Valley, he would not make up his mind to cultivate soul path, thus, he needed to perfect his enslavement strength path route now. Fang Yuan closed his eyes and thought about it, before opening them and taking out East Window GU from his aperture. This GU was a storage GU, used to store information. It came from Langya Land Spirit. Inside East Window GU, there was information regarding the killer move, 3 heads 6 arms. This killer move was extremely powerful. It could allow Lu Wenwu, Ouyang Bai Sang, and Mo Shi Kuang to become a giant monster, increasing their battle strength to a terrifying level. After He tribe defeated Lu tribe, they make requests regarding this killer move, thus it became a part of the reparation. Thereafter, Fang Yuan exchanged for it using his battle merits. These days, when Fang Yuan was free, he would research about this killer move. When GU masters use multiple GU worms at the same time, allowing their effects to merge and cooperate to form greater effects, that would be the so-called GU master killer move. Killer move, 3 heads 6 arms, needed 18 GU worms to be used at the same time. GU worms used ranged from rank 3 to 5, the primeval essence expenditure was huge as well. At the same time, 3 GU masters were needed, one could not activate it alone. This killer move was unusable by Fang Yuan. But that did not mean it was worthless to him. Killer move, or recipes, displayed exquisite usage of GU worms. Why was it that when these GU worms were used in a specific way, they achieved such effects? Why can these GU worms do it, but not others? If this GU was changed to another GU, can the same effect be achieved? If an enemy uses this killer move, what ways are there to counter it? Man is the spirit of all being, GU is the essence of heaven and earth. Inside a GU, there were tiny laws of heaven and earth, the fragments of the great Tao. By understand GU, one would comprehend the great Tao, and understand the natural laws of this world. Just like on earth, using experiments to learn scientific theories. This GU recipe gave great insight to Fang Yuan. If I had 3 heads and 6 arms, what would happen? A flash of inspiration appeared in his brain, like opening a new window. His body was like the cornerstone. Enslavement and strength path were like the buildings on top of the cornerstone. Right now, this cornerstone was still small, thus the 2 buildings could only be low-rising. If he expanded this cornerstone in the future, would it be able to contain 2 tall buildings at the same time? Fang Yuan had never cared about his own appearance. Handsome, beauty, ugly, these were other people's opinions. What did that have to do with him? If his battle strength was high, so what if he was called a monster? Northern Plains, July. The weather was turning cold, mist turned into frost, it was raining non-stop. All the armies engaged in many intense battles, there were already less than 50 left. Although He tribe won against Lu tribe, they suffered a great loss as well, they set up camp and made use of all their time to recuperate and recover, like an injured beast. Middle of July. At Dujiao region, Yi Lui army defeated the alliance of 7 armies. On the day of the counterattack, Yi Lui Sang killed 3 rank 5 GU masters. But in this battle, the biggest achiever was a hidden elder in Qilian tribe leader's godson, Wu Ming. Wu Ming was a rank 5 middle stage dark path GU master. During the battles, he snuck into the enemy camp and assassinated the enemies, successfully killing 2 rank 5 experts, 13 rank 4 GU masters, causing the 7 alliance armies to feel great fear and low morale. Northern Plains, August. After Yang tribe recruited enslavement master Zhang Baoya, their strength surged and they experienced many victories. After some battles, they were one of the new popular competitors for the imperial court. The new enslavement master, Leopard King, Nu led his army against Dao tribe. Dao tribe alliance army had suffered many setbacks during the battles. The alliance leader Dao Yu knew that he had no hopes of ascending to the Lord of Imperial Court position. Thus, he submitted to Nu and after their armies combined, their military power surged. Middle of August, Heilu Lan gave orders to resume their conquest. By September, the imperial court contest was starting to clear up. Only 5 armies had the highest hopes. He tribe which had Chong Shan Yin, Tai Bai Yun Sheng, Nu tribe with the new Leopard King, Yang tribe which had Rat King and Eagle King, Ma tribe with Horse King, as well as Yi Lui tribe which had Yi Lui Sang who possessed an immortal GU. First half of September, Nu tribe army fought Yang tribe army. The leopard group could not contest the combination of eagles and rats. After half a month, Nu lost. Start of October, while Yang tribe was digesting the battle reparations, Yi Lui Sang targeted them. Yang tribe army had people who wanted to fight, some wanted to defend, while some wanted to retreat. Because of differing opinions, the army could not execute proper orders, and thus, was taken down by Yi Lui Sang. After Yi Lui Sang win, they could not gloat for long, because Ma tribe had their eyes on them. Ma tribe rushed for 3 days and 3 nights, catching Yi Lui Sang off guard. A similar scene unfolded again. Before Yi Lui army digested their battle gains, they were defeated by Ma tribe. Yi Lui Sang escaped with his remaining troops, submitting to He tribe army. Start of November, He tribe moved north rapidly, setting up 8 defensive lines on the way, and during the middle of the month, engaged in the final battle with Ma tribe. Only the victor could stay in the imperial court. Meanwhile, the loser would have to pay reparations and face the 10-year blizzard amidst disappointment and pity. At once, this battle attracted numerous gazes, both participants and the people behind the scenes. During the first few battles, He tribe had the advantage. After Ma tribe lost 2 defensive lines, they retreated to the third. Yi Lui Sang wanted to take revenge, thus he kept challenging them, killing till Ma tribe army could only hide and defend themselves, causing their morale to dampen. Ma tribe had no choice, but to seek help from Snowy Mountain Blessed Land who was backing them. Chibi General Summary. Most of the tribes either ran away or joined the winner. The final battle started, Ma tribe vs He tribe. Chapter 537 Shui Song Zi. Chapter 537, Shui Song Zi. The lofty snowy mountain stood tall and reached through the clouds. Mountain ranges surrounded it like stars surrounding the moon. The sky had a hue of light blue color. Thin snow fluttered lightly and landed on the ground. This was a spotlessly white region with even the buildings on the mountain carved out of ice crystals. Here was Snowy Mountain Blessed Land. The nest of Northern Plains demonic path GU Immortals, with tens of GU Immortals occupying different peaks. On one of the peaks of Snowy Mountain, green pine trees grew everywhere and a 7-story pavilion made of ice crystal stood there. 3 large words were carved on the board in the pavilion, Shui Song Pavilion. The owner of this peak, Shui Song Zi, was a famous rank 6 demonic path GU Immortal of Northern Plains. He was tall and thin with snow-white hair that reached the ground and was clothed in a light blue gown. Right now, he was on the top floor of Shui Song Pavilion, looking down at this snowy mountain branch peak that belonged exclusively to him. He had deep blue eyes and his deep gaze swept through 1,000 li of his territory. The snow pines are growing well. The snow willows planted 2 years ago have already grown to over 10,000 willows. This year, the number of GU worms produced was close to 300 rank 5 GU. There are still a surplus of ice path and water path GU worms after leaving some for research. I can sell them and gain at least 2-3 immortal essence stones. Of course, my most important income source is still the transaction of snowmen slaves. Shui Song Zi raised 6 variant human tribes on his branch peak. They were all snowmen. Snowman was one of the species of variant humans who lived in ice-cold snowy regions. They had white skin, icy blue eyes and aqua blue hair. When they die, their blood and flesh body would turn into an ice sculpture. Snowmen normally did not cry or laugh, so their tears were very rare. The absolute majority of the snowmen would never experience crying from joy or pain in their life. However, if a snowman sheds tears, their tear would instantly condense into ice. Icy tears were precious GU refinement material that GU masters liked deeply. Shui Song Zi looked around once and nodded, satisfied. Snowmen looked expressionless, but Shui Song Zi, however, saw them as the variant humans with spirituality that was the closest to humans. Many GU immortals raised snowmen, torturing them brutally for their icy tears. Icy tears could be used in many areas of GU refinement, and so its transaction in Treasure Yellow Heaven was flourishing. Many GU immortals massacred and killed snowmen to profit from their icy tears. Shui Song Zi also did such shady business before, but he soon discovered the market for trading snowmen was much more profitable than the icy tears themselves. From then onwards, he began to raise snowmen and sell them in Treasure Yellow Heaven for other GU immortals to torture. Snowmen could shed tears at most 3 times in their life and the amount would not surpass 60 drops. Every time they shed tears, the snowman's lifespan and life essence would decrease by a huge amount. The more the snowman sheds tears, the faster they will age, speeding up their death. However, raising snowmen did not cost much. Moreover, Shui Song Zi possessed this snowy mountain branch peak which was very beneficial for the growth of snow pines, snow trees and snowmen, thus his profit from selling snowmen was much higher than when he sold tears. He was good at making money and had accumulated a large amount of immortal essence stones from his thriving business over the years, and was considered wealthy in the GU immortal circle. But he had one great regret. Decades had gone by since he became rank 6 GU immortal, but he still did not have even one immortal GU. No matter how many immortal essence stones he had, he was not able to buy immortal GU. After all, there was only one of each immortal GU, others would not sell them even if they had it. At most, they would use immortal GU to exchange for immortal GU. Now, Ma tribe has already reached the final step. If it can prevail over He tribe and enter Imperial Court, maybe I can obtain my first immortal GU from 88 Truyong Buildingham. Shui Song Zi was thinking of all the matters, when suddenly he had a feeling and casually waved his hand. Space tore open and a letter GU flew in. Shui Song Zi read the letter which was Ma tribe's request for help. So they have finally gotten to this stage. The corner of Shui Songzi's lips curled up into a smile. He had been paying close attention to the struggle for imperial court and already knew the difficulties Ma tribe was facing. Previously, he had gotten in contact with Ma tribe, but Ma tribe had not made a decision. Now due to the tense battle situation, Ma tribe sent a request for assistance. It was akin to agreeing to his previous conditions. With this, it is time to make my move. Shui Songzi gradually restrained his smile and activated Divine Sense GU. 3 divine senses separately flew towards 3 snowman tribes on the snowy peak. After receiving the divine sense, 3 snowman GU masters immediately hurried towards the mountain peak. After a while, they were kneeling in front of Shui Song Pavilion and greeted together. Shui Hua, Shui Mi and Shui Ming greet Lord Immortal. Shui Songzi did not reveal himself, instead sent some GU worms towards these 3 snowmen's hands. Take these GU worms and also battle Troop D to the outside world and find Ma tribe, help them win the battle. Shui Songzi sent another divine sense. As you command. The 3 snowman GU masters immediately accepted the order. Shui Songzi had 4 battle troops marked A, B, C and D. They were elite troops formed from experts of the 6 snowman tribes. The 3 snowman GU masters led battle troop D out of the snowy mountain blessed land, but before they even reached Ma tribe, He tribe's GU immortals noticed them. Elder brother, this Ma tribe has relations to snowy mountains demonic path GU immortals as we expected. The evidence is out in the open now. Lu tribe's external supreme elder GU immortal Tan Bai Ya was not wrong. He Bai said to He Cheng in Shaohun blessed land. These 2 were He tribe's GU immortals. He Bai had an ordinary appearance and looked to be middle-aged. He looked clumsy but was intelligent. While He Cheng was recognized as He tribe's genius since young, he looked elegant and confident, and was also He Lu Lan's father. He Cheng glanced at He Bai and calmly said, "Brother, do not fret. Demonic path GU immortals have always been lone wolves. Snowy Mountain might be strong and have tens of GU immortals, but those that are supporting Ma tribe will only be 2-3 at most." He Bai nodded. Elder brother is right, but the current Ma tribe is truly strong. They were able to win great battles just by relying on themselves previously. Now if they obtain GU immortals support, they are bound to get much stronger. He Cheng was in agreement as he asked, "Have you investigated who the demonic path GU immortals supporting Ma tribe are?" "I haven't, but it should be easy." "Do it. For the next few days, we will buy 500,000 wolves, 300 mutated wolves, 2 wolf emperors and a few thousand GU worms along with other resources to give to He Lu Lan." "Yes, elder brother. Also, instruct He Lu Lan to end the battle quickly so as to avoid new problems." He Bai gave an understanding nod, and left Shaohun blessed land without speaking any more. A war did not only pit human lives against each other, it was more about the competition between each other's foundations, a war of attrition. The struggle for imperial court had advanced to the final stage. He Cheng and He Bai, 2 immortals who had been supporting He Lu Lan, gradually started to feel an extremely heavy burden. Although GU immortals were rich, they could not support the whole army for such a long period of time. The amount of resources and mortal GU needed were extremely enormous. A part came from their blessed land, but most of them were purchased from Treasure Yellow Heaven using immortal essence stones. With such huge amounts of immortal essence stones being expended, both He Bai and He Cheng felt distressed inwardly. The struggle for imperial court was essentially a game. But it was not a game all GU immortals could afford to play. Many GU immortals would put huge stakes in this game to obtain an immortal GU. In the end, if the side they chose did not become the owner of imperial court, they would lose disastrously. There were even examples of going bankrupt. But if they won and obtained immortal GU from 88 Truyong building, all their investment would be worth it. After all, no matter how many immortal essence stones they had, they would not be able to buy an immortal GU. After 10 days, He tribe and Ma tribe began another round of battle. Troops lined up in a seemingly endless battle formation. In the main tent, He Lu Lan sat on the main seat with his eyes gazing at his front and his heroic spirit was overflowing. "We did not cause huge damage to Ma tribe the previous 2 times, we will teach them a good lesson this time. It is not that easy to become a super tribe, HMPH. Who will go first?" The moment he finished speaking, Water Demon Hao Ji Lu stood up and bowed. "Lord Alliance Leader, I would like to go first." He Lu Lan nodded in satisfaction. Water Demon Hao Ji Lu was an expert who had chosen to submit to him since the Heroes' Assembly. And he had been assisting and fighting in the struggle for imperial court the whole journey, and killed countless enemies and had made huge battle contributions at this stage. Although Pei Yanfei also attached to He tribe after Lu Wenwu lost, he could not shake rank 4 Hao Jilu's position as the first general. Hao Jilu was an old general of He tribe army, and adding in the loyalty which he had revealed many times, if nothing unexpected happened, he would be taken in as an external elder by He tribe once they become the owner of imperial court. He tribe was a super tribe with Huangjin bloodline, one of the overlords of northern plains. If Hao Jilu joined He tribe, it would be like taking a shelter under a large tree, similar to Wind Demon Tan Wufeng joining Dongfang tribe. Hao Jilu entered the battlefield and started taunting. Ma Shangfeng snorted and pointed at him. This water demon again, who will go teach him a lesson? Lord Alliance leader, let me go take care of him this time. A boorish guy stood up. He was Ma tribe's general, rank 4 transformation path GU master, Chenghu. Ma Shangfeng agreed. Chenghu impatiently went to the front line and started fighting Hao Jilu. Hao Jilu attacked cleverly with great offense, torrents surging around him. Because of many precious and rare GU he had exchanged with his battle merits, Hao Jilu's current battle strength far surpassed the time when he had just started out in the struggle for imperial court. The two sides exchanged moves after moves, and after over 10 rounds, Hao Jilu slowly began to occupy the upper hand. Chenghu felt stifled as kept on being pushed into disadvantage. He gave a furious roar and activated his killer move, transforming into Slant-Eye Tiger. The tiger was ferocious and powerful, immediately turning around the losing situation. Hao Jilu was widely known for his fierce offense, but he was having trouble fending off the tiger's attacks, and could only keep on retreating, changing his battle tactics into defending and counter-attacking. Chibi General, can I have a few snowmen? I just want them for scientific purposes. Chapter 538 Challenge. Chapter 538, Challenge. Swoosh swoosh. A blue water current shot out. Slant-Eye Tiger roared in a thunderous volume. This was the rank 4 Tiger Roar GU. The Tiger Roar's sound waves caused ripples in the air. As it hit the currents, the water exploded into a huge rain. After Chenghu became the Slant-Eye Tiger, he had great offense, immediately giving off a dominating aura. Tiger Roar GU sends out sound waves. Tiger Claw GU has overwhelming sharpness. Tiger Skin GU has superb defense. Tiger Tooth GU is pointy like spears, has amazing penetration ability. Tiger Tail GU, strong like a whip, moving like one's arms. Transformation Path GU masters would collect relevant GU worms for their killer move. Once the GU worm set is complete, they would be able to transform and obtain a huge qualitative surge in their battle strength. Of course, the stronger the transformation, the more valuable the GU needed for their set, and the harder it is to collect them. Even if a GU master could transform, they needed a lot of training. Humans were born to walk on 2 legs, having 2 arms and 1 head. If they transformed into another form, it would not be easy for them to adapt. Same as flying, only huge amounts of training and talent would allow one to have great proficiency in using their new form. GU masters nurture, use, and refine GU. This was the deep profound aspect of using GU. The two armies placed their gaze on the battle ahead. Hao Jilu and Chenghu's battle had already reached the crucial moment. Chenghu used his killer move, turning into the Slant-Eye Tiger. He had the advantage. Hao Jilu could only evade preliminarily. Compared to his earlier frenzied attacks, he was truly pathetic now. However, as time continued to pass, the battle was still stuck at a deadlock. Although Chenghu had a huge advantage, he could not turn this advantage into victory. Even though most of Ma tribe's troops were rejoicing, the people sitting inside Ma tribe's main tent were frowning. Not good, this water demon is very crafty. Chenghu is in danger. Ma Yingjia said. Many of the experts around nodded in agreement. Although killer moves were strong, in truth, they were actually multiple GU used at the same time. This meant that primeval essence expenditure was very high. For normal GU masters, this was a double-edged sword. After Chenghu used his killer move, with water demon Hao Jilu's plentiful experience, he immediately changed his hard-hitting tactics. As Chenghu was unable to take down water demon in time, after his primeval essence was expended, he would return to human form. By then, water demon Hao Jilu would retaliate. Ma Shangfeng looked calm, but his heart sank. If this was the past, Chenghu's success or failure would not bother him. But now, Chenghu's victory or loss was not his problem alone, it concerned the morale of the entire army. Ma tribe had lost twice already. Ma Shangfeng knew that the tribes that submitted to them had already wavered. Ma tribe army was led by Ma tribe, the other tribes were needed to make the alliance. Once their hearts wavered, the situation would turn dangerous. Ma Shangfeng did not wish to see Chenghu fail. But with the current situations, Chenghu was very likely to fail. Ma Shangfeng could only sigh in his heart as he called, Fei Shengcheng. Fei Shengcheng immediately stepped up, placing his right palm at his heart, bowing, I am here. You will go for the second battle. Ma Shangfeng said. In order to alleviate the negative influences caused by Chenghu's defeat, he placed his hopes on Fei Shengcheng. Fei Shengcheng was a fierce general. Earlier, he was ostracized by Fei tribe, and could not rise up. Ma tribe thus used him as an insider, and during Fei tribe's internal political strife, they launched a surprise attack while they were weak and managed to take down Fei tribe. After Fei Shengcheng submitted to Ma tribe, which was a wise ruler, he made many accomplishments and was highly regarded and nurtured. Right now, he came before the battle area and shouted. He is Fei Shengcheng. Ever since the Imperial Court contest, he had killed 8 rank 4 experts. In an earlier battle, he used numbness Gu and fought 3 experts of the same realm alone, showing great abilities. In He tribe main tent, Sun Shihan said. Yi Lui Sang's expression was cold. The earlier battle, cunning gentleman Sun Shihan mentioned was the battle between Ma tribe and Yi Lui tribe. In the end, Yi Lui Sang lost and was chased by Ma tribe, almost becoming a vagabond. The tribes that submitted to Yi Lui tribe, like Qi Lian tribe, all went to Ma tribe. Numbness Gu, a rare rank 4 Gu, had value equivalent to a rank 5. Once a Gu master was struck, they would be paralyzed, unable to move. Although it lasted a short time, during an intense battle, this was a very deadly technique. He Lulan responded in agreement, and looked around, asking, who can battle? Once he said so, one person laughed heartily and stood up. Fei Shengcheng is nothing much, I am willing to battle and sweep the obstacles away in your path to conquest. He Lulan looked at this person, it was none other than Soul Blade Pan Ping. Earlier, Pan Ping was defeated by Lu tribe's 3 brothers combination move, and was revived by Tai Bai Yunsheng using man as before Gu after the battle. Not just him, Gao Yang and Zhu Zai were revived in the same way. Alright, then you shall go. He Lulan nodded. If this was during the start of the battle, he would not think highly of Pan Ping. But after tens of battles, Pan Ping was no longer like before, he had grown quickly to become an expert like Pei Yanfei. Fei tribe lad, you are just a traitor, a shameless scoundrel seeking glory. You being alive is the greatest humiliation, quickly receive your death. Pan Ping jumped onto the battlefield and shouted, surging with battle intent. Fei Shengcheng was furious, he hated people who called him this. You are just a demonic path bastard, earlier I let you act arrogantly because you did not anger me yet. Immediately, the two fought. At once, the scene was bursting with attacks as they were evenly matched. When 2 experts on par with each other battle, it would be an intense battle. Actually, the 2 of them had similar circumstances. At the start of the Imperial Court contest, the 2 of them were people who were not doing well. Pan Ping was a demonic path Gu master, he lived a tough life. As for Fei Shengcheng, he was suppressed by his clan and could not achieve his goals. But because of this Imperial Court contest, the 2 gained fame and emerged from the battles while gaining great surge in strength. Pan Ping only had one good Gu back then, Soul Blade Gu. But now, he used his battle merits to exchange for an exquisite set of Gu worms, his strength grew by leaps and bounds. It was unlike before when he relied on Soul Blade Gu alone. Fei Shengcheng was the same. Earlier, he was ostracized in his clan, even though he had a complete set of Gu worms, he lacked strong effective methods. He had also accumulated battle merits in battle, and exchanged the rank 5 equivalent numbness Gu, paired with his Gu worms, his battle strength rose sharply. The 2 of them engaged with each other endlessly, but they both had their concerns. Pan Ping was afraid of numbness Gu, while Fei Shengcheng was guarding against Soul Blade Gu. Speaking of the Soul Blade Gu, it was Pan Ping's good luck, it resides in the scimitar instead of the Gu master's body or aperture. After Pan Ping was blown to bits, only the Soul Blade Gu survived. After that, when Tai Bai Yunsheng revived him, he lost all of his Gu worms except Soul Blade Gu. And thankfully, Pan Ping had a lot of battle merits which he had not used. But Gao Yang and Zhu Zai were not so lucky. After they died, they lost all their Gu worms. Most unfortunately, Gao Yang's rank 5 treacherous cloud wave Gu was destroyed as well. Rank 5 man as before Gu, it could only target human bodies and not Gu worms. But the 2 felt calm, after all, being able to revive was the biggest benefit. Thereafter, they borrowed battle merits to replenish their Gu worms. After several battles, not only did they return all the battle merits they owed, they even had some gains left. The battle of two rank 4 experts attracted countless gazes. Ma tribe saw that Fei Shengcheng and Pan Ping were at a deadlock, and sent out another 6 fierce generals. He Lulan accepted all the challenges, sending Pei Yanfei, Gao Yong, Zhu Zai and others. When the 6 pair of experts battled, Chenghu finally lost. Water demon Hao Ji Lu had no strength to chase after him, he could only watch Chenghu escape safely. He tribe's morale surged, but quickly, in the third battle, Ma tribe won, and tied the scores. The two sides continued to send experts, as more than 30 battle rings appeared before the two troops. That is so say, there were around 70 rank 4 GU masters fighting at once. This was a grand scene. In the entire northern plains, there were billions of people, mostly being mortals, but only several hundred rank 4 GU masters, and less than 50 rank 5 GU masters. Precisely because of the battle for the imperial court, all these people gathered and collided with each other, competing intensely. In the battle for life and death, even stronger GU masters emerge while the weak get exterminated. It was near the end of the fight for the imperial court. Be it He tribe or Ma tribe, they were both huge forces. Not counting GU immortals, either army had a scale that surpassed super tribes greatly. All members of both armies were definitely excited and filled with ambitions. Only Fang Yuan was calm. In his previous life he had seen even larger events. That was the chaotic battle of the 5 regions. It was truly a time of unrest. Lord Alliance leader, I would like to battle. A young rank 4 GU master walked up as he could not contain his battle intent. This was none other than Zhe Guang. Zhe Guang was Zhe tribe leader. He was originally rank 3, but after so many battles, he survived and gained a huge boost in strength, having advanced to rank 4 successfully not long ago. He Lulan was stunned, turning his gaze towards Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan was Zhe and Chong tribe's supreme elder, both tribes were under his control. Fang Yuan sensed He Lulan's inquisitive gaze and lightly commanded, "Stand down Zhe Guang, you are a tribe leader, how can you put yourself at risk?" Zhe Guang stepped down obediently. Fang Yuan asked, "Where is Chong Biao?" "Lord, I am here." Chong Biao had a sickly expression, he had yet to recover from his injuries from the previous battle. But Fang Yuan did not care about this, saying, "You will go fight." Chong Biao wanted to speak but he could not, filled with an intense rage in his heart. Ever since he joined the He Alliance army, he would be ordered by Fang Yuan to participate in every huge battle. Even if he was a famous expert, he could not undergo consecutive battles with such a high intensity. Damn it, this Chong Shanyin, is he ordering me like a beast? Curse my current weak position, I cannot oppose him. I will wait and endure, there is still a long way to go. If I can harm you more than 10 years ago, I will still be able to send you to the underworld after so many years. Chong Biao screamed in his heart, but on the surface, he chose to obey Fang Yuan's orders, dragging his injured body into the battlefield. Chibi General, I can see a huge cloud of death floating above his head now. Chapter 539 Rank 5 Peak Stage. Chapter 539, Rank 5 Peak Stage. With Chong Biao taking the stage, Ma tribe sent a female expert. This person's name was Shi Shui, a rank 4 peak stage GU master, a famous expert of Ice Path. She possessed a rank 5 flying snow GU which once activated could cause heavy snowfall and make a range of thousands of steps into an ice zone. When Chong Biao saw this expert, he inwardly said, "This will be difficult." Even if he was at his peak condition, he would have to be careful when facing this woman, let alone now in his injured state. The two started fighting. Shi Shui had a sharp offense while Chong Biao kept on dodging to prolong the battle. With this, he was unavoidably pressed in a disadvantageous situation. The battles continued and as time passed, some rank 4 GU masters lost, some retreated due to injuries and some died at the enemy's hand. There were casualties in both sides, but with regards to the overall situation, it was a draw. Slowly, there were fewer and fewer rank 4 GU masters in the main tent of both sides, they did not have enough to mobilize. GU tribe leader, please show your strength now. He Lulan's gaze landed on a man who was sitting upright. GU tribe leader Gu Guolong was an Earth Path GU master who had once given huge trouble to He tribe army by piling stones into a mountain and made He Lulan have the thought of retreating. But after Tai Bai Yunsheng arrived, He tribe won and Gu tribe merged with He tribe army as the defeated side. Gu Guolong's appearance shocked Ma tribe army. This was the first appearance of a rank 5 expert. Ma Shengfeng immediately responded by sending Cheng tribe leader Cheng Long. This person was a rank 5 expert of transformation path and was big brother of Cheng Hu. Jiyu Guolong bowed slightly upon seeing Cheng Long and politely said, "So it is Cheng tribe leader, please give me pointers." Cheng Long chuckled. "I won't dare to teach tribe leader Guolong, let's just compare our moves." The two started their battle with such a huge momentum that it suppressed everyone and became the focal point of countless gazes. Jiyu Guolong could attack and defend with stable and unflustered movements, while Cheng Long flew freely in the sky, fierce and calm. When the two had exchanged 20 moves, He Lulan sent another rank 5 expert Luo Bo Jun. Luo Bo Jun had previously sided with Lu Wenwu, but after Lu tribe lost against He tribe, he became one of the higher-ups of He tribe army. Ma tribe also sent out a rank 5 expert to take on Luo Bo Jun. With regards to rank 5 experts, Ma tribe was not inferior in any respect. Previously, Nu Tu annexed Dao tribe but was then defeated by Yang tribe who was then attacked by Yi Lui tribe. In the end, Ma tribe defeated Yi Lui tribe, becoming the final winner. From this battle, Ma tribe gained many large tribes: Qi Lian tribe, Cheng tribe, Zhao tribe, Lui tribe, Dao tribe, Yang tribe and other formidable forces. At the same time, they also gained Zhang Baoya and Yang Po Ying, and together with Ma Zun, they had 3 enslavement path masters. Rank 5 GU masters mostly occupied positions of power and prestige. Their tone of speaking in the fight was much calmer and cordial in comparison to the boiling killing intent between the rank 4 GU masters. When they attacked, they would also hold back some of their strength in consideration of each other's feelings. Because if they died, their tribe would become a leaderless group and would be swallowed by He tribe or Ma tribe. Although they were hostile to the enemy, their heart was still tied to their tribe's benefits. Even if they were under the constraints of poison vow, there were tacit unwritten rules. Fang Yuan calmly observed the battle from his seat. He had only showed rank 4 peak stage cultivation, but as an enslavement master and a key character that could influence the whole situation, his position was special and was higher than those rank 5 tribe leaders. What a great move by Giant Son Immortal Venerable, a truly wonderful plan. As he was personally participating in the struggle for imperial court, Fang Yuan truly felt more and more overwhelmed. Giant Son Immortal Venerable left built 88 Truyong building as an inheritance for his descendants and at the same time, also set up, imperial court contest, tradition. One could tell he had pondered about it meticulously. Leaving aside 88 Truyong building, just this struggle for imperial court was a field of purging at every stage with Huang Jin tribes swallowed other tribes and strengthening themselves. At the same time, the gathering of goods developed the abnormally blooming battle merits economy during the battles. And through war reparations, technology and skills were exchanged, which further deepened the foundation of the Huang Jin family. What was even more important was the survival of the fittest rule which forced GU masters to exert their strength at the edge of life and death and become experts. For Huang Jin tribes, this was filtering out the GU immortal seeds. Giant Son Immortal Venerable was no longer alive, but his influence was still governing the whole northern plains. Compared to the Immortal Venerable, I am only an ant-like existence at present. But it was also because I took advantage of this struggle for the imperial court that my strength could advance by leaps and bounds. Fang Yuan then divided a little of his concentration to look into his aperture. There were many new GU worms in his aperture. Most were rank 4 with 1 rank 3 along with 1 rank 5 Asura Zombie GU and 1 rank 5 Earth Overlord GU. Ever since Fang Yuan had gained inspiration from 3 heads 6 arms killer move, he had been combining his foundation and imagination to make some progress in his research. He then condensed the research findings into a killer move which he called 4-Arm Earth King. When he activates this killer move, a completely new pair of arms would grow out from his sides. His strength would increase sharply when he used all 4 of his arms, comparable to the killer move of Lu tribe's 3 brothers, 3 heads 6 arms. But, compared to 3 arms 6 heads, my 4-Arm Earth King's form can only be maintained for a short time. I will only be able to exert full strength when my feet is touching the land. If I fly, my battle strength will fall by half. This killer move had been newly created by Fang Yuan and was still not perfected. He would need to examine this killer move through battles, add in some new GU, replace unnecessary GU or directly cut down on them, and slowly this killer move would be perfected. The sun gradually rose higher, but with blizzard disaster approaching closer, the normally intense hot sunlight appeared to have no heat. The surging battle intent on the battlefield gradually accumulated to the climax. All sorts of attacks burst out in dozens of battle rings like colorful fireworks, creating an extremely dazzling scene. There were only a few GU masters left in the He tribe's main tent. The rest were either fighting, retreating, recovering or had died in the battlefield. Considering the overall situation, He tribe was in a slightly weaker position. Since the start till now, He Lu Lan had obtained He Bai and He Cheng, two immortals' active support. While Ma tribe had only requested assistance from Shui Songzi only at this battle. HMPH, Ma tribe's bunch of trash can really take a beating. He Lu Lan snorted with a fierce gaze as he started getting impatient. His gaze landed on Fang Yuan and was just about to speak, when three beast groups rushed out of Ma tribe camp. From the left side, many horses galloped on the earth, causing the ground to rumble like a muffled lightning. From right side, countless rats rushed out while squeaking and hissing, so packed that it caused people to feel a chill down their spine. From the center, eagle group soared up like dark clouds, actually looking like it could cover the sky. Horse King Ma Zun, Rat King Zhang Baoya and Eagle King Yang Po Ying, these three enslavement path masters had moved at the same time. Beast groups charged, immediately dispersing most of the battle rings. Ma Shengfeng saw he was slightly winning in the experts challenging and wanted to rely on the dominance of their enslavement path masters to suppress He tribe army and change the unfavorable situation. Facing the combined attack of three beast groups, He Lu Lan immediately tensed up and looked at Fang Yuan. Wolf King, it is your turn now. Fang Yuan nodded and leisurely stood up from his seat. He slowly strolled to the head of the twin-headed rhino and looked down at the three beast groups. All of them were fierce, powerful and were huge in size. Either one of the three enslavement path masters were at the same level as him and were formidable opponents who would not lose to him in regards to enslavement path. It was to the extent that the enslavement path GU worms they had were much more comprehensive and superior to Fang Yuan's wolf enslavement GU worms. Under the condition that he did not reveal his strength path battle strength, Fang Yuan would find it hard to fight against this group by himself. In the previous 2 rounds of battle, his wolf group had all along been pushed into disadvantage by the 3 beast groups and had suffered huge losses. Meanwhile, Ma tribe had relied on this advantage to make the beast groups cover their backs and thus they could safely retreat behind defense lines the previous 2 times. But at this moment, Fang Yuan coldly laughed, his heart filled with soaring battle intent. His enslavement path GU worms were slightly weaker in comparison to these 3 enslavement path masters, but he had received huge support from He tribe's GU immortals before the battle and his wolf group's size had increased by over 10 times. These wolf groups were hidden within the army and by using some GU worms, the enemy was unable to sense them. Wolf King, I am Yang Po Ying, do you dare to fight me? In the sky, Yang Po Ying was riding on a huge eagle. His heroic aura shone and his posture was upright as if it was a battle spear that would charge to the sky. He took the initiative to challenge in order to pin down Fang Yuan's wolf group. The eagle group could attack the wolf group from air, thus had a very advantageous position. Ha ha ha, old Yang, go easy on brother Chong Shan Yin, after all he is an enslavement master like us. You need to give him some face. From the right, Rat King's ridiculing laughter could be heard. And on the left, among the horse group, Ma Zun who was not good at talking just groaned and charged forward. Around him were large number of GU master experts on war horses, guarding him. Enslavement path masters could display extreme strength when they themselves were present in the battle while commanding their beast group. The 3 masters braved the risks and led their beast group in the charge. This was akin to 3 heavy punches. If the He tribe army did not block it off properly even by a little, they could very well be knocked out, the whole situation could crumble apart and they would have to retreat powerlessly. After all, a battlefield was filled with unpredictable variables. There were many examples of the weak winning against the strong, let alone when He tribe was only occupying a slight dominance. Brother Shan Yin, He Lu Lan could not help revealing a worried expression. Although the scale of the wolf group had increased sharply, beyond that of the 3 beast groups, he was worried Fang Yuan would not be able to control all of them properly. After all, Fang Yuan had never controlled such a large number of wolves. If he was not able to control them properly and instead became confused, or even if he could control them, with Wolf King's rank 4 peak stage primeval essence, how long could he hold on for? Fang Yuan stood on the head of the twin-headed rhino, silent as his back faced He Lu Lan. Looking at the 3 majestic beast groups charging and killing, pincer attacking from both sky and land, and were already approaching close, while Wolf King had yet to make any movement, He Lu Lan felt very anxious as he urged, Brother Shan Yin, make your move quickly. Fang Yuan was still silent as if he did not hear it. The 3 beast groups rushed over with great momentum and was less than 200 steps away and looked like it would arrive in an instant. He tribe's army was in an uproar and He Lu Lan urged even more anxiously, Brother Chong Shan Yin. Fang Yuan raised his head and laughed, it is time. The enemy poured all their strength to pressure me with the beast groups, but they do not know that they have brought about their own demise. Alliance leader Lu Lan, I need to congratulate you. Congratulate me for what? This battle has already been won, the die is cast, Alliance leader becoming the Lord of Imperial Court is a foregone conclusion. Fang Yuan lightly said. Hey, Lu Lan's eyes opened wide, he nearly shouted, BFCK. Where are you getting this ridiculous sense of confidence from? Quick, mobilize your wolf group for me, the enemy is already near and you still have time to talk about such nonsense. However, the very next moment, his eyes almost popped out like someone had struck the back of his eyes. It was because he felt Fang Yuan's aura having astonishing changes. From rank 4 peak stage to rank 5 initial stage. From rank 5 initial stage to rank 5 middle stage. From rank 5 middle stage to rank 5 upper stage. And from rank 5 upper stage to rank 5 peak stage. Right now, Fang Yuan was slowly lifting the concealment of breath concealment GU and did not suppress his true cultivation anymore. Rank 5 peak stage, a genuine rank 5 peak stage. Wolf King Chong Shanyan was actually a rank 5 peak stage enslavement path master. He Lu Lan was dumbstruck and dazed as he stared at Fang Yuan's back view. The GU master guards nearby the main tent also looked with shocked and stunned gazes. Under everyone's gaze, Fang Yuan activated Eagle Rise GU, large eagle wings gently raised him to the sky. In the sky, he gave a long howl. Rank 5 Amplify Effect GU and Wolf Howl GU. The wolf howl resounded throughout the skies, directly suppressing all the sounds from the three beast groups. Howl howl howl. The wolves started howling one after another in response to Fang Yuan. Chibi General, I need to congratulate you guys. The real battle is starting. Chapter 541 verses 3. Chapter 540, 1 verses 3. Fang Yuan flew into the sky. Yang Po Ying, Zhang Baoya, Ma Zun, today is the day all of you die. He said plainly, his voice was loud and clear, reverbing in everyone's ears. Ma Zun, Zhang Baoya snorted. HMPH, shameless words. You are actually rank 5 peak stage, Chong Shanyin, you truly hid your abilities well. Yang Po Ying said with a solemn expression, her eyes burning with fire, but this ignites my battle intent. This kind of battle is truly interesting. But at the next moment, when the wolf group emerged, his battle intent froze. Many, so many, too many. A sea of wild wolves surged like the waves of the sea. First was the initial wave, then the second, third, as if connecting heaven and earth, it was unceasing and near infinite. Ma Zun was finally moved. The eagle group's movements halted as Yang Po Ying's expression was stiff. Such a huge wolf group, oh heaven, 500,000. 800,000, no, at least 1 million. Zhang Baoya was shell-shocked, his battle intent vanished without a trace. Retreat, my rat group was only 600,000 at its peak. After so many battles, I have not replenished them yet, thus I have less than 200,000 now. This is my foundation, I cannot lose them, retreat, 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 we have to run. Zhang Baoya was a demonic cultivator, he was extremely selfish, he immediately turned around and ran away with his rat group. 3 things influenced an enslavement path GU master's strength. One was the size of their beast group, the second was the cooperation of the enslavement path GU worms, and third was the foundation of the soul. Fang Yuan's soul foundation was at the same level as the 3 enslavement masters due to Danghun Mountain. His enslavement GU worms, although weaker than the 3 of them, was only inferior by a bit. But his wolf group had reached an incredible number of 1,560,000. In contrast, the 3 of them had suffered huge losses to their beast groups after consecutive battles, especially the last 2 huge battles. There were 200,000 rats, 180,000 eagles, and the most number of horses, at 360. But together, there were no more than 740,000. 740,000, it was merely half of the 1,560,000 wolves. Moreover, could beast groups really be counted in such a simple additive manner? It has been mentioned before, no. Different beast groups when mixed together, unless there were techniques like 3 hearts combination soul used, would impede each other and cause more trouble than good. Large numbers of wolves gushed out. Before, they were hiding in the crevices underground, while some were hidden by GU worms, and others were inside carriages. Now they all showed up. Even Ma Zun, who rarely spoke, shouted in shock, how can there be so many wolves? They were originally going in a 3-way pincer attack, to take advantage of Fang Yuan being alone. In the end, there were countless wolves, and He tribe's weakness because their greatest strength instead. The GU master guards beside him shouted loudly, Lord Ma Zun, quickly retreat, the enemy forces are overwhelming, we cannot fight them head-on. Ma Zun was not a hot-blooded teenager, he quickly manipulated the horse group and changed direction to retreat. But horse group was different from rat group, rats were mostly small and could change directions easily. When the horses run, it was hard to stop. Especially when Fang Yuan had purposely waited until the horses and rats came close to He tribe army, before mobilizing his wolf group, his intentions were truly sinister. But Ma Zun was an enslavement master, he had great attainments. He had a good grasp of his horse group's condition, he carefully controlled them and the horse group drew an arc across the ground as they brushed past He tribe army, turning to the outside, attempting to break out of this situation. However, how could Fang Yuan let such a big piece of fat meat fly away? Ma Zun was an enslavement master, but so was he. Willing in his mind, the mutated wolf group howled as they chased. Mutated wolf group, so many. Ma Zun's GU master guards turned around and looked, their expressions turning pale. Ma Zun had a mutated beast group with him, called Pegasus group, but their numbers could not compare with the mutated wolf group chasing them. Most of his troops were ordinary horses like Terror Claw horse, how could these horses run faster than mutated wolves? Ma Zun controlled the horse group's direction in an attempt to shrug off the wolf group. But the mutated wolf group split into two, engaging in a pincer attack as they finally intercepted the horse group. Soon after, a grand number of ordinary wolves pounced and surrounded the horses tightly. A spectacular intercept, as expected of a master level. Seeing this, He Lulan was overjoyed, finally putting his worries about Chongshan Yin away. On the other end, Rat King escaped with a group of mutated wolves chasing him with a sea of wolves behind them. As the slower rats were constantly eaten by the wolves behind, they were like a huge beast rampaging, sucking up all the rats ahead of them. Fang Yuan took a look and stopped caring about Rat King, he turned his gaze up towards the sky. The wolf group ran on the ground, while the eagle group soared in the sky, it was beyond the wolf group's ability to deal with the eagle group. Thus, among the three beast groups, even though the eagle group was weaker than the horse group, they were in a better position. Damn it, two beast groups have been targeted, the horse group is deep within encirclement, while Rat King ran away, only my group is left. Yang Po Ying felt a huge burden on his shoulders. He knew that if he wanted to win this, the horse and rat groups were extremely precious battle strength, losses to either one would shrink Ma tribe's hopes of victory greatly. The only one who can salvage this situation is me. I have to use the eagle group to attack aggressively, to divert most of Chongshan Yin's attention. Yang Po Ying was still thinking, when Fang Yuan controlled hundreds of thousands of wolves, charging and stomping towards Ma tribe's main tent in a grand manner. Yang Po Ying was stuck between two hard decisions. If we fought one-on-one, my wolf group would definitely suffer against your eagle group. But we are at war now, if my wolf group slaughters large numbers of GU masters, no, even if they just expend most of their primeval essence, it would be a great victory in terms of attrition. Yang Po Ying, what will you do? Fang Yuan's eyes were calm as water, as the corners of his lips curled into a cold snicker. Yang Po Ying thought rapidly in his head, but the more he thought about it, the colder his heart felt. Chongshan Yin's decision was truly sinister and evil, it was a fatal blow. But after hesitating for a while, Yang Po Ying gritted his teeth and decided to restrain Wolf King. This way, the central wolf group did not have to engage the eagle group, and successfully charged into Ma tribe's army. Ma Shangfeng's expression was cold as steel, he quickly mobilized his remaining enslavement path GU masters and formed a temporary defensive line. But the wolf group was huge, and there were mutated wolves as vanguard, such a defensive line was thin as paper, easily broken through. This was a huge mistake due to my decision-making. But we have not lost, everyone, the situation is dire, we have to stake it all here. Fight with me, we still have trump cards. Ma Shangfeng shouted, as Shui Hua and the other rank 5 snowmen showed their true form. At the same time, an elite troop comprising purely snowmen was formed. Seeing such reinforcements, Ma tribe army's morale surged, they calmed down from the initial confusion, and rapidly shouted, fighting alongside Ma Shangfeng. At once, wolves howled as blood splattered everywhere. First was the central army, followed by Ma tribe's left and right troops, as the GU master starting their advancement. He Lulan laughed heartily as he waved his hand, several elite troops of his started to move out. All the respective tribe leaders also led their tribesmen into the battlefield. The two armies engaged in all-out combat. Beast groups, humans, entangled together. Fire path, ice path, dark path, light path, all sorts of GU masters fought valiantly. Experts laughed loudly as they slaughtered their enemies. while weaklings helped each other, forming groups as they resisted with their lives, fighting for a chance of survival. The eagle group shrieked as they attacked Fang Yuan. But beside Fang Yuan, there were He Lu Lan's personal guards, as well as Yi Lui Sang, Hao Ji Lu, Bian Zhan, Pan Ping and other experts, forming a tight defense. The eagle group's attack was ineffective, while Fang Yuan used Wolf Care Gu to bypass his weakness of vision, allowing him to mobilize the wolf group to attack, slaughtering horses, rats, and people. We have urgent matters, Wu Yi, you guys go and restrain the experts near Changshan Yin. On the eagle's back, Yang Po Ying was sweating profusely as he ordered. Wu Yi was called Green Bat, one of the 3 flying masters in Northern Plains. Among the 3 original flying masters, Flying Lightning Dong Po Kong was part of Dongfang tribe, having returned to the Blessed Land. Water Fairy Song Qing Yin had died in battle already. Only Green Bat Wu Yi was left, recruited by Ma tribe. He was especially left behind to deal with the new flying master Changshan Yin. Wu Yi heard this and frowned. If we strike, and the other party attacks, what will happen to your safety? Yang Po Ying laughed arrogantly. I have the protection of the Thunder Eagles, I am extremely safe. Not even He Lu Lan can break my Thunder Eagle's defense instantly. Don't worry and go, don't forget our assassin Wu Ming. Wu Yi heard this and their hearts shook. These people with flying abilities rushed out, causing He Lu Lan and the others' pressure to intensify when defending. Careful, they are trying to disturb us, don't step out easily. Don't forget that they have Wu Ming. He Lu Lan snorted as he attacked, instructing his men. Qi Lian tribe leader's godson Wu Ming was a rank 5 Dark Path Gu master. Yi Lui Sang could defeat the 7-army alliance because he had assassinated many of their enemies' leaders, causing them to feel fear and a drop in morale. After that, Wu Ming's performance was spectacular. A good number of rank 5 Gu masters died in his hands, including even more rank 4 Gu masters. He was hailed as the #1 assassin in the current world. His reputation had greatly surpassed Shadow Sword expert Bian Zhan. Right now, he had not shown up yet. Who knew which part of the battlefield he was lurking in? He Lu Lan did not dare to be careless. Once Wu Ming succeeds in assassinating Fang Yuan, the wolf group was collapse and the situation would reverse immediately. Charge over and kill Wolf King Changshan Yin. Not just He Lu Lan, Yang Po Ying and Ma tribe's experts also rapidly understood the crux of this battle. At once, large numbers of Gu master experts charged towards He tribe main camp. I will give 5 million battle merits to whoever kills Changshan Yin. He will be given the position of Ma tribe's supreme elder, and will enjoy Ma tribe's resources for life. Ma Shangfeng fought and killed the wolves as he shouted loudly. Such huge rewards naturally attracted many Gu master experts, causing their eyes to turn red and their spears to point at Fang Yuan.